That's all a legal agreement is. Just a verbal hand job.
Just a hand
That
job
you said,
with signatures.
you're verbally allowed to use this. Now give me a quick hand, DJ. And
Right.
We'll sign this contract and we'll get you out
how
of
many
here.
legal agreements have you
I
actually?
mean, how do you think I get all my comics published?
right. So
fucking
you
handy J's
So
left, right,
here's
and
the amount
centre.
of money. Here's the terms and conditions. Here's your hand job.
I want £600 for 8 months of work. Give me a sweet ass handy J, please.
Okay. Oh goddamn! Look who it is.
Oh my god! People weren't hearing that, were they?
We hear what?
About my handy J's. I mean nothing. About
Your
nothing.
handy J's. It's why, for some reason we said handy J's. All I could think was like Joker or some shit.
A handy Joker.
A handy Joker. I don't know why. When you said J's, I think Mr. J just came up in the head there, and I don't know why. Oh, Mr. Jobs.
A handy
Steve Jobs.
A handy job. Steve Jobs definitely give out a couple of hand jobs for
Wait.
his shit. Like
Wait, are you telling me Steve Jobs?
vegan hand jobs. That's what he was
We
about.
haven't even started the podcast yet. Where we're talking about Steve Jobs' hand jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs' jobs were
Steve
vegan
Jobs.
blowjobs.
Maybe Steve Jobs doing jobbies.
That's the only meat that he put in his mouth.
Guys, we're the fucking Player versus Player podcast.
Welcome.
We're of course joined by the wonderfully beautiful Cosmic Bacon, and I am Mr. PVG,
Mr. Purple Violet Gorilla.
Purple Violet Gorilla. Indeed,
Yep.
my phone has decided to be a screamy boy.
That's right. The beautiful Tara up in the chat being
Hey,
like,
Tara.
Simpsons reference. Because it's not one Simpsons reference, it's not two Simpsons references, but it's thrice the Simpsons reference.
All the Simpsons references. It's one of those ones where I can't introduce myself as John on this podcast
because then people will get confused.
Because there's two fucking Johns on this podcast.
Just two penises.
Just two toilets.
Dicks. Two toilets. That's it.
Just two toilets on
The
your screens,
toilets
guys.
spelled different though, so it doesn't matter.
The toilets are spelled different?
When you say John and you're talking about a toilet, it's
Yeah.
Jon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shit, we're not
Which
those things. We
neither
have
of us
H's.
are Jons.
Yeah, we have H's on that.
Yep.
So then what are we in relation to things? Are we like John Does? Like murder victims?
Yeah, we're
then?
corpses. Yeah.
Oh, which is a good fucking point because we are in the middle of the Halloween season, so
That's
we will
true.
be two corpses.
We're actually just two skeletons right now.
Jesus, well, I'm just dropping coasters everywhere, so that's
we're two skeletons that are doing a podcast.
Oh,
A spooky podcast. These technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Do you want me to get it because I'm closer?
Yes,
I'll
if
get
you
it.
don't mind. See, this is why I don't use glasses.
I'm using this massive pint glass. Like
Massive.
this is a full size pint glass.
Yes, massive
I'm
size
like-
pint glass.
I'm like Andre the Giant, you know.
Oh, that is very Andre Giant kind of
Yeah.
esque. I mean, you were called a fucking giant today, not today, this week on stream during our Monster Hunter stream.
How dare they? Who said that?
Mari, remember? She said she was
Scum.
genuinely frightened of you because
Oh yeah,
of
that's
the
right. Yeah,
height.
I know, but that makes me sound a wee bit, rapey.
I mean, like she didn't
I'm
suggest
genuinely
that. She
scared.
just suggested that your height frightened her.
That's right. She needs to grow up, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's 4'9" or some
Yeah,
shit.
like, I literally. I mean, she not like
you could
mentally.
literally stand on her.
She
relatively
literally needs to grow up. Like
Yeah.
get some platform shoes on or something. I don't know.
But anyway, guys, we're going to jump into the feature creep. Bam! Look at that there.
It's the games news.
It's the games news
This
section.
is a games news show.
This week of news has been a shit show, if I'm honest.
It always is. Like
I know, but it was a real shit show today. Like, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. God.
I guess we'll start off with the worst one and then move on. Like,
Yeah, we'll start with the worst one, which was we say former Google Stadia because we're not really sure what happened to
I
him.
think he still works there, but they just don't want people to know that he still works
Well,
there.
like, Google had the so we'll explain what happened, guys. We're getting into the game news anyway. Alex Hutchinson, which is like a developer known for work on like Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed 3,
All the big money live streaming games you
Sims
can
2,
think of. Yeah.
Spore. Like he's worked with Ubisoft.
Everything that has a microtransaction in it, he's worked on.
Ubisoft, EA, and stuff. He came out on Twitter with like a hot take, and I wouldn't have called it a very good hot take.
The
I would have called
burning diarrhea of Twitter takes.
Should we look at his tweets here?
Yeah, we have a little.
We have his tweets here. Let's look at this man's fucking, and we'll go with this hot fucking takes here. So this came off the back. This is again to give context. This came off the back that Twitch is now issuing DMCs, not Twitch specifically, but companies are issuing DMC takedowns Twitch streams
Streaming
and
certain-
clips and
Yeah,
VODs
yeah.
essentially where copyrighted music's been used, which is something that I had to address months and months ago. I saw this coming. I deleted my back catalog, deleted all my old clips, and then started moving to stream safe music, but specifically artists who give permission for stream safe music,
Yeah.
just to avoid any.
Hence
know-
what we're listening to at the minute.
Yeah, hence what we're listening to at the minute, try and give ourselves a little, just to kind of keep ourselves right.
Ain't
keep
no
the
one
channel
coming
right.
to us legally being like,
Yeah.
you owe us money. Fuck them.
Yeah, and then so he decides that I guess it's time for a hot take that wasn't really hot to me.
I think I was reading this. I was looking at my phone when I was reading this, and I was in the middle of walking up the stairs
yeah,
when I was reading it, and I stopped and sat down on the stairs and reread it a couple of times just to see if what he was saying was clear. I was like, this is one of the worst things I've ever read.
so we
a
have it on
professional
screen here now.
say. Yeah.
So he says streamers should have their content pulled, basically unless they get a streaming license for the games. So essentially, he wants streamers to pay for an additional license on top of the game for the right to stream the game, and that day is coming. And it's like it's kind of like I mean. People will probably already know my opinion because I am a fucking streamer.
Yeah.
I fucking do this regularly. But like from you on a game dev standpoint, like how does that?
I don't understand that at all. Like if you were like a this very recently just happened, but if you were like a tiny game that just had no one looking at it, and like a big streamer comes across and plays your game, like I'm sure like PewDiePie or something like that could grab, like a shitty game out of like Steam's library or something like that and play it on stream, and everyone who watched that stream would maybe go buy it, or not everyone, but enough people would go buy it.
I think he was
Which is-
attributed
yeah.
to Outlast, or
Yeah.
maybe
Stuff
it was
like
never
that.
Outlast,
So
or
that's-
it was
that-
Amnesia, one of the
Yeah.
horror games.
So that's like exactly what happened with Among Us. Like that game was dead. Like that developer, they had already stopped working on the first one. They had moved on to working on the sequel. We were like, yeah, we're working on Among Us 2. We've been working on it for a couple months now. And we're, this is what we got from like the very little player feedback that we got from the original release of the game. We've taken that on board and we're moving across to the sequel. And then it got caught on Twitch, and it just skyrocketed up. Like that was number 2 or 3.
It's
most
still
game-
the most played game on Twitch at the minute.
So that company has now completely suspended work on the sequel, and they're going back to just contenting up that first game, and that's literally all because of it's 100% all because of Twitch. Like I watched, I saw like a little Google Analytics kind of image about their numbers. They done nothing. Like when they released that game, they had like just a tiny
average was
tiny,
like 200 people playing.
tiny blip in the radar, and they were like, right, this game's been out for like 8 or 9 months. It's dead and gone. It's buried. It's finished. We're moving on, and that's it. And then that Twitch thing happened, and that company probably now has enough money to make 30-40 games, and they're set for a long fucking time. And it's literally because of like one website. So for this fucker to come along and be like, they should have paid like a license to stream that game from this tiny company, like there's probably a lot of like background stuff that a company would have to do themselves to even be in that position. Like that you would have to pay, as a company to set up a system that allows people to buy licenses and stuff, and that would probably, like, a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to afford that.
Forget that. Like even that part is like one cost. The cost to police it.
Yeah.
That would be even more. Like who's policing that shit for you?
His initial comment says streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they use music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for. What does he mean by that? Does he mean like if I buy a copy?
Yeah,
like
I bought a copy.
Like say on
Like
Thursday we were streaming Monster Hunter. We both bought a copy of Monster
we both
Hunter.
owned a copy of that game.
What would his problem with that be? Is he like, right, you have to pay every single time you stream this game? You have to give the developer money because you're streaming it again.
So
like,
no, I think it is. I think he's like. I think his fucking like reason why he's fucking up his own ass here is that he's concerned that he is not like his revenue is then not there for additional purchases of the game because people are watching instead of playing.
This is a guy whose opinion has very much been shaped by the companies that he's worked at and by the games that he's worked on. Like every game this motherfucker's worked on has been like chock full of microtransactions and DLC, and they've been from fairly shitty companies. So he is in the game business to make money. Like that's what his job is. He's like, right, how can I milk? I know, but there's a difference between being in game
Oh yeah, no,
to
no.
make money and to milk money. Like you
Yeah.
call him the milkman. Like he's like, oh fuck, I want to squeeze every fucking pound
He's
out
doing
of
the
every
spunky
game.
cock dance.
Just, but that's him with microtransaction
Okay.
money. Yeah.
Our chat has like made some fucking key points. Like Billy in the chat said, there's like his favorite game was discovered by watching a streamer play it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who that streamer is because I don't know.
Like, what if that streamer couldn't afford the license to stream that game?
I do know, but I'm just not gonna acknowledge it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I don't
It's
know
like,
who it is.
If just say like if you bought a game for 50, 60 quid and they're like, right, the license to stream this game is 300 because
Yeah.
we think that's how much money you could make over a period of time.
Not there,
streaming
but
that.
that's how much you've costed us
Yeah,
in additional
you wouldn't
licenses.
have the money to pay for that
No,
up
I
front.
would not. Every fucking game.
Yeah.
Every fucking game.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Watching people stream a game has been the reason behind
Yeah.
a lot of games that
His-
Not So Wicked's possible.
The strangest. I have no idea how someone could come to that conclusion from watching things being streamed. Blows my mind. Like we had people.
It's the
stream,
bottom dollar thing, man.
Yeah, we had people stream Well Heights when it came out. There was people who like streamed almost the entire game.
So
But
this has been a thing I've seen. Like Linus from Linus Tech Tips, I was watching their take on it this morning because, FYI, I've been up since 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm up 20 hours now.
call him a tired boy. Like,
I am. I don't know how I'm existing right now, but
with an aged 13-year-old.
that sounds
Not
dubious.
me. I'm 31, but
That's dubious. He
Yes,
means
boy.
the wine. But they talked about the fact that they can see the point from the perspective of single player games where the narrative and the joy and the purchase is going to come from seeing the
Yeah.
narrative play out. Where esports, it doesn't make sense. So they can see why, but they also think that any company who pursues it is like basically signed its own death
yeah,
warrant.
you're starting a whole big thing there. Like I think people would actively start avoiding games made by that company.
Yeah.
If they were like, if you want to stream this, you have to pay us a fee every time you stream it, or you have to buy like a blanket
Yeah.
a blanket fee to
Or they want a portion of your revenue you make from those
yeah.
streams.
I mean Twitch already gets that revenue just from like advertisers and people being on the site, and
Yeah.
game companies get money from Twitch through like I would assume like kickbacks and
Yeah.
we'll do you a deal, you give us a bit money off, like give us money off something, we'll give you Twitch keys or we'll give you
Here better yet,
whatever, like
some of the bigger streamers are paid by the companies to play the game.
yeah, because they want people
so not
to
even
see it
like not even like
so
we'll
people
give
will
you a
then
key.
buy
It's
the
like,
game. Yeah,
we will give you
Yeah.
10 grand if you play our game.
because we know
That you will
people
you are an advertisement.
people seeing you watch it will make them buy the game.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where this guy. I have no idea how you could come to that conclusion. Like,
Let's
it's
have a look at the chat here.
so
one second
strange.
Again. What's basically their way of being? How can we make even more money off this thing?
Yeah.
And that comes off the back. That's exactly what it is, and that comes off the back of what's happening with this generation. This generation's actually saw an increase. Not this generation, sorry, the next gen, which is like Xbox Series 1, PS5, and stuff. The biggest problem I will have with this next gen, and I get why and I understand, but they are now increasing the cost of games.
Yeah. Well, which honestly I think is bullshit.
Like,
See that whole like. Games are the only things that haven't risen to inflation. Like they still cost $50 for a new game.
They're $70.
I know, but that hasn't even been true for years. Like you look at like any AAA game that's been released over the past like 5-10 years, it's the game, special editions, season passes, DLC, online multiplayer subscriptions. Like when you spend 60 quid on a AAA game, you're not buying the whole game. You're never buying the whole game anymore. You're buying half or 3/4 of the game, and then you have to keep paying for whatever they deem that they'll release a year later, which should have been on the thing from the start. So like all those extra money making things, all that DLC, all those season passes, all that shit, that's gonna keep going. Except that now the base game costs 70 quid.
Yeah,
Which
so
is
they've
shit,
increased
like,
they've
yeah.
increased the door charge.
Pretty much for something that they had like been lying about for years anyway.
Yeah, Not So Wicked was saying she, even with seeing storyline stuff, she would still purchase the game because it'll be a game that, do I want to spend money on this game? Yeah, because I've saw it. I like the story. I want to own this game. It's like watching a movie. Like you go to cinema, you watch a movie.
You'd never be like, well, no, I've saw that. I'm not
going to buy the DVD, am I?
You want to buy it. You want to play it. You want to buy it and watch it at your leisure, which is the same thing with games. You would like to. Like I've bought games that I've fucking seen on stream before. I've seen the ending of games before. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go do that myself.
And like even heavy story narrative games, because the streamer's not always going to fucking play that when you want to play it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like it's kind of like the whole thing of like streamers. The analogy I would look is like streamers are the cinema of games, and you as the consumer have the opportunity to buy the game like a DVD once.
Yeah, you choose to go watch it in the cinema, and then you buy it so you can watch it at home.
Yeah,
it's a very good analogy. That's pretty much dead on. Like, but the little cherry on top of this shit Sunday is that this motherfucker is stealing artwork from people.
Great. I fucking love this.
Yeah, this habit that people have of like cropping signatures out of artwork. There's nothing you can do to come back against that, because you've seen that, you've looked at that artwork, and you've been like, right, this has a signature in here. I need to get that signature out, so they can't say that this is their artwork. But then that same person would turn around a couple of days later and be like, oh, I didn't know that was done by anyone. It's like either someone gave you a cropped version of that image with no signature, or you done it yourself.
And like fucking, it's brilliant because Alex Hutchinson has done it here, as you can see in the tweet. But bury it, it's a 1-2 punch in how he's done it.
Yeah,
because he has done it with a bit of fan art for a game that was he made. Yeah. But bury it, a fan art of the streamer who streamed his game. That is a picture of a fan art of Jacksepticeye. So he, as his banner, he is applauding and celebrating a streamer who played his game and give his game fucking so much fucking goddamn like publicity and more eyes on it than he probably would have had before. And then also done the disrespect of taking the fucking artist's signature out of the, like, it wasn't even like Twitter cropped it out. If you click into the expanded view on the fucking goddamn Twitter page, it fucking like, he has cropped that shit out. He has cropped it the fuck out.
Also artwork that I assume that he didn't pay for the rights to use.
No, certainly fucking not.
Fucking stupid apps. Like one of the stupidest takes I've ever seen in my life.
Have you had someone like just literally fucking dunk on themselves so hard? Like they dunk like he dunked on himself so hard that like Google had to put out a statement separating him from Google.
Google have now distanced themselves from this fucking prick,
and he has now taken the Stadia title out of his fucking Twitter info, because Google had probably said, get that the fuck out of your
and not even that, like if he worked on Stadia, that is literally like that is an entire like console or whatever, like a platform. Like, that's a platform that's literally built around streaming. So he was probably just like, he's probably like poking the fire to be like, right, if I say this, which would any big companies come in and agree with me and be like, right, yeah, you're right, we should be paying more for that? Or would it be like, no, we've built our entire fucking like monetization around the fact that people will be streaming these games. What are you fucking doing, you moron? And I assume it was more of the second one.
Better yet, know what he could have been doing it for, and this is purely me pulling into speculation station here.
Choo-choo, beep beep.
Beep beep indeed. Fucking
choo-choo. No, yeah.
But here's me pulling into speculation station here. Maybe he done it as a point of pressure to increase the cost of games in general. So it's like, oh no, here, fuck the $70 charge. How about $80-$90? So the fucking streaming license is built into the charge of the initial copy.
You see, if someone said like, right, that's what that extra £20 is for, or whatever, most people would probably be like, all right, fine, whatever. But like to say that you should do a different like surcharge is ridiculous, like after the fact, and then just being a big cunt and stealing someone's artwork.
Amazing. Mila in our chat just said that his last post just said he's streaming Fall Guys and asking people to watch him.
Did he pay for it?
I don't know. Did people ask him? Did he pay for it?
The fact that he works for he kind of works in the scene, like in the gaming industry, he probably got a free code for Fallout for Fall Guys.
Yeah, definitely.
So he didn't pay for it, and I assume he didn't give them money to stream it. So that guy's just a complete fucking
Fall Guys is another game that got absolutely massive coverage because of Tim the Tatman. Because of the biggest streamer one of the biggest streamers on fucking Twitch, Tim the Tatman, had a massive saga and an ongoing feud with the Twitter account for fucking Fall Guys about getting his first win because he didn't get a win for a while.
That's sweet.
But
he
was money. Shit at the game though.
No, I know, but
it was an ongoing joke.
But they knew found out.
Oh yeah, he got money for that shit.
That was a wee bit of playful banter, like.
Hey, playful banter, but
that's the way to go about it. Yeah. Not this shit. Not be like, I'm going to try and separate myself from being some kind of weird industry guru and just end up like a big shit smear on the wall, which is what this guy is.
I would 90% of the replies is ripping him and you.
Probably. Like, I am shocked that he left that tweet up. That tweet is still up. Like,
it's such he's left the artwork up as well. still as well. So
Probably,
it's not like he's not like apologized for the artwork, and he's
Yeah.
he's not done the silent artwork takedown
he
thing
probably
yet.
doesn't know how to delete a tweet because he's a dickhead.
Oh, it's so wonderfully fucking like I don't know, just asinine.
Can we
And I peek, yeah, everything's still up, yeah.
Can we get the chat on this window because I can't see anything?
Yes, of course we can. I was just
So back to you put that.
apologies. I was having a struggle. I was just screen sharing there, so I had to
There we go.
make the adjustments there.
Lovely stuff.
I would say take your phone out at some points. If we're going to go screen, just open up the chat on your phone. I had to do that. I had to do the same thing. Just to kind of keep myself right there. We're still
Plus,
learning
this
how to
choice
podcast.
tweet. Amazing to me that people are upset at someone saying that the creators of content should be allowed to make some money from other people using their content. Yeah, that seems to be. I saw that earlier on. That's pretty much just like I'll have that stance when it benefits me instead of other people. It's
Oh,
like, yeah. He's like he's the same as everyone else. Like, you see something you like online, you'll grab it and you'll be like, here, look at this is fun. You're not going to go and find the person who done it and pay the money, but you hope that in some way they'll get recognition for it, unless you crap their fucking signature out of it. Well, I've had that done to my stuff.
Yeah, because like you're an artist.
I just don't fucking care. Like, people like a lot of.
I mean, you're still angry about it, but
I'm angry enough about it.
I give up on the coaster.
Instagram is the worst for that, as far as I know. I've had a couple of people. I've had a couple of people come to me and be like, here, I found your artwork on, like a fucking like a Marvel aggregate page or something like that, and it's got like, like fucking 44,000 likes, but they've cut your signature out. What do you want me to do? I'm like, at this stage, the post is probably like a couple months old. Like, people have moved on. What am I going to do about it? Just fucking leave it. And the Instagram's not going to do anything to help.
At some
like,
point, though, you
artist,
probably
like,
as you get more established inside the industry, you're probably going to have to start looking at getting takedowns done. Or look into someone to do takedowns for you.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I mean, not maybe, because like if just say you release another comic and some motherfucker just starts like posting your comic piecemeal on Instagram, you're going to have to start getting fucking.
I don't think stuff like that generally happens because someone could always step in and do that for your on your behalf. Like, you can't just post entire comic pages. It was just like a few illustrations.
If they're doing a few illustrations, as long as they're crediting you, that's fine. But it's all
the majority of the times they do, or the people who find them were nice enough to jump in the comments and be like, yeah, here's who done this.
Yeah.
Comment them. And a few of them have edited it and be like, right, here's who the artist was. I think like one of like it was like an it print or something I done for the shop. Someone grabbed that and stuck it on, like a horror fan page. And people were like, oh my God, who's the artist? And the guy who posted it was like, I don't know. And then someone eventually found it and told me about it. I was like, I just stick the comment in saying it's me, and that's fine. Like,
oh, you can't report it. It's still an artwork unless you're the artist, so you would have to do it.
I just don't. I'm not on Instagram, so I just don't care.
That's fair, but I feel like it's gonna be something you'll have to look into as you get bigger. Eventually. We've got our next. We'll get over that topic though, because that topic was. That will get us angry.
We'll start off on the skid mark, and then we'll go up.
Yeah.
We'll go up from there.
I have to apologize. I didn't read the one you asked me to read because I was getting things set up.
You're an absolute fucking scumbag.
I know.
Which one did I tell you to read?
The Bethesda one.
Okay, right.
So you have to.
Okay, no worries.
You have to walk me through that one. I had it happen to me. I wanted to share some art, but legit could not fucking find the artist to credit them. Yeah,
you should be sharing my art. Fucking dick.
But at least Billy was sensible enough not to fucking then post because he couldn't find the fucking artist.
I mean, like, sometimes it is just an honest mistake, but other times there are people who are like, oh fuck, I've done this thing. Come to this fucking account for more art. It's like, you didn't do that. But other times it's just like, oh, here's a fun drawing of Wolverine. And you're like, fair enough. Can't really argue with that. Like,
can't argue it is a fun drawing of Wolverine. What's our next one anyway? What is our next article? Devolver Digital buys Serious Sam Dev and Talos Principal. Dev Crow Team. Yeah. Interesting. I think that's the right fit.
I think Devolver Digital would make a good Serious Sam, because that last Serious Sam was garbage. It was like it was like rushed out. It was like super fast. It was super cheap. It looked like, I'm actually entirely sure it was a Unity asset flip.
Yeah. And is that the one that if you pirated it, there was the unkillable monster?
They just made it so hard. Like,
an unkillable monster would come into your game and just
right at the start, a giant monster would bust into the first level and just chase you, and you could. I think it literally had like unlimited health. You could not beat it whatsoever.
You couldn't kill it. It was. It just chased you.
Fair play to them, like. But yeah, Devolver Digital are like, they're slowly dipping into maybe not AAA but AA territory.
Well, they are the Fall Guys. They publish Fall Guys.
but you wouldn't know that. Like Devolver, like they kind of they kept their involvement out of that a little bit because they didn't make it; they just published it.
Oh yeah.
So like Devolver, like they now have about 13 or 14 studios working for them, and you wouldn't think that because they're just like, we're just going to sit back, we'll put out games, and we're done with the games. And you either like them or you don't.
I want to say the Miami, not Miami.
Hotline Miami, yeah.
Hotline Miami. My friend Pedro. All those really unique, quirky,
weird,
ultra violent.
They do weird, ultra violent shit.
Yeah,
which is nice. It's a good fit for a serious Sam game. I'm not really sure about the Talos Principle because that was like a Myst style. Like, puzzle
was
game,
it the same
wasn't it?
team that though? Maybe it's just because it's the same team.
It may not have been the same team within the studio, but it was the same studio. Like,
yeah, because well, again, it's more for like it's just by extension they've got that now. I guess.
We had a meeting with Devolver Digital when we were in San Francisco. And
that makes sense.
I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
What do like?
Unfortunately, they did not pick us up, but
I mean,
they seemed pretty good. They were like, do you want coffee? Do you want some beer? Like, it's like 11:30 on a Tuesday morning.
Yes,
I
like, do want a beer.
Like, we've been drinking. So I was like, all right, I'll take a beer. I'll take a San Francisco beer, which is just hobo piss with a wee heroin needle in it. No, we're not starting.
Hey, Bald, how you doing, man?
We're up at your boy Bald. Is that a toxic barrel? I say.
No, it's his own emotes.
Oh, that's alright. Fuck.
This guy's little emotes there. A little angry him and a little happy him. He loves it.
He looks very angry.
He's got a big, majestic beard. Let me tell you. But yeah, no. I imagine Devolver would be a good fit for the stuff you guys do. I mean, like, I don't want to speak on the specificity of like what your current project is.
It wasn't that one though. It was Ballad.
No, I'm just saying that would be a fit. Would fit well with a Devolver Digital type style game.
The game we tried to pitch them was like a Irish mythology.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. You let me play that. You let me play a really early alpha of that.
Like isometric little hack and slash thing. Yeah. We were like, right, we fucking got this. But I just think like, in retrospect, looking back, I was like, probably just didn't have enough personality for them, and also it wasn't anywhere near done. It was like we were like a few months into development, and we're like, we can choose to show them this, or we can just tell them about it. I was like, we should probably just show them it, seeing as we have enough for it done. Yeah. But yeah, ultimately they were like, yeah, we'll get back to you, and then passed.
That's a mental image and a half. That's probably relating to your heroin needle piss beer.
Yeah, the beer is just, it's an empty bottle. It's a smashed empty bottle with heroin needles hanging out of the top.
You really hit San Francisco.
I do. I hope I never have to go back. I nearly had to go back again there last year.
You nearly had to go back,
but
this year in the middle of fucking COVID.
It fucking was this year. I thought that was last year.
As COVID was first kicking off.
Just nothing had shut down yet.
And Steven
he was like, you're fucking going because I don't want to go. I was like, I don't want to go either, but I had to go for whatever reason. He's like, it's a free trip to San Francisco. How can you complain about that? It's like, because I don't want to fucking go to San Francisco at all, free or not. I don't want to go.
I would have went with him, but like, that'd be a hard one to swing. It's like, Steven, send me with him. Yeah. I mean, I do work. I do good work.
For a lot of the work on those things is literally just like having drinks with people. Every night was like it was like an open bar at like a different party. That's pretty good. Like,
but I'm good at like pitching.
Yeah, pitching's easy though. It's fine
because like I have experience in sales. Yeah. Like that's like true. A lot of my actual experience comes from is sales. So I can pitch. I can talk up a product, even if there is very little.
Even if you don't believe in that product.
Oh, I am very good at being. I'm very good at like just being very positive about
feeling interest in what I'm selling right now.
Oh yeah, no, I am very good at like selling you, like selling someone, or not selling someone. I'm good at talking up a product that I don't give a fuck about.
So what you're saying is that you would be a fantastic drug dealer.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. I mean, like if we're doing drugs, like if it came down to the point where
we're doing drugs, if the whole podcasting Twitch thing, if it doesn't work out, you're just gonna start smelling like what are you gonna sell?
I mean, like what's hot at the time?
That hard brown.
I mean, like what you do is you look at the profit margin and see what's your lowest buy-in for your maximum profit. You look at your ratios.
Heroin,
maybe potentially.
Actually, you know what? Coke. I would say you'd be a good Coke salesman because you would continue to keep doing it.
No, the guy is you don't want to do it
as you were trying to sell it.
No, see that's a bad thing.
Right.
You don't get high in your own supply. We learned that from Scarface.
He kind of did though.
Yeah, but that's a lesson we learned. Don't do that. Like we watched what happened to him. What ended up happening to him? He got shot in his own mansion.
I know, but he had a mansion to be shot in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, You want to get to the point where you have a mansion where you don't get shot.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
You know.
Well, also he was also married to Michelle Pfeiffer, so he went out on a high. Like,
Yeah, because he was literally sniffing a mountain of cocaine. Of course, he went out on high.
that's right, literal high.
I wasn't gonna let you go because it's like right before COVID. Yeah. Idea for the next stream: come up with bizarre ideas and have John pitch them. I mean, I could do it. I am very I can feign interest in things very easily. It's
we've
I've had to do it for 12, 13 years in my own current job right now. I mean,
we're open to ideas on both the Twitter and the email.
drop us suggestions there because
Drop us suggestions on the Twitter.
because
or
you drop it on podcast. It sounds great,
Yeah.
but we will forget by the time this podcast finishes.
Yeah. So
Because-
if you think of anything, let us know.
Yeah, like if we have it on a hard copy where it's not lost on like 400 comments, that's an easier way to do it. But yeah, like I feel like that's a good fit for them though. That like
it should do
a serious Sam, a serious Sam with Devolver works well for me.
It'll be ultra hyper realistic. No, sorry, like ultra hyper violent, but not realistic at all, which is what Serious Sam needs, because Serious Sam was essentially just like a discount Duke Nukem to begin with.
Yeah.
And
There was a lot of discount Duke Nukems back in the day though.
yeah, but I think Serious Sam was the only one who kind of made a bit of an impact. The rest of them were just shite.
You had Blood. I like Blood. Remember Blood?
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think I bought you a copy of Blood. No, it was Sin. I bought you a copy of Sin.
Sin was badass. Yeah, I like Sin.
Sin or Sin 2.
Sin. You got me Sin, the sequel to Sin. You got me the Source version of Sin for my birthday.
Right.
That was when like I just got back into PC gaming, like 2006 or some shit like that.
Oh,
Just the height of like Half-Life 2 essentially, when Source Engine was really popping.
Yeah.
Ideas about which drugs to sell. I like sitting. I mean, just in general, like if you, I mean, like I think more like towards what Billy was saying, like just suggestions of like things that you want me to try and pitch next week, and I can try my best to like ad lib pitch them, or like if you do it and try and talk.
We could film some stuff.
It's not even that there. It's all about ad lib, man. And like you know what the secret is to it, man. It's accentuate the positives, hide the weaknesses. That's what you gotta do. Literally is the fucking.
Maybe we should bring you the next pitch we have to do.
Yeah, it's literally talking like what is great about this, what's bad about this. Okay, acknowledge it for a second, but then talk about all the great stuff. It's like, hey, we got this going. This is a bit of a problem, but we're working on it. However, look at all this fucking shit, and we have this idea coming. We've got this coming. We've got this coming. Here's a demo of this. Shows us here with a little bit of promise, a little bit of a scope. See,
like when we were pitching to Sony, I was just like, yeah, it's good. It's a good game, but biased game.
It's like I'm good at saying a lot of roundabout words. That I'm good at taking a lot
of words in rapid succession.
I'm good at taking a sentence and turning it into a paragraph if we're actually saying more than the original sentence, but just making it sound.
So you're just like autofill, but the person.
I'm literally autofill the person. Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
I mean, I don't mean I'm going to fill you as a person.
Yeah.
Because that's
you also do. I
mean, if you want me to, yeah. If you need me to fill you as a person, then I can do that. But like, I mean, autofill isn't like words.
Yeah. I like that.
Pitch drugs, yeah. I pitch the shit out of drugs.
Drugs kind of pitch themselves, though.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Yeah. Right. Moving on.
Yeah. Our next one is basically Frontline Studio, new studio by the StarCraft and Warcraft 3 devs. Oh, this titillates me.
Yeah, this
quite
is
much.
one for anyone who's interested in like decent,
real-time
meaty RTS games.
Like the last.
Try and think. What is the last good RTS game you played?
Last good one I played? Fucking hell. Maybe Civ. Like, and we're talking like Civ 5.
Civ 5 or something. Yeah.
Civ 5. I don't think I played Civ 6. Maybe I have played Civ 6.
Yeah, I think I heard even Civ 6 was like dumbed down a little bit.
I think maybe I did play a bit of Civ 6, but it wasn't really. It didn't. I feel like Flat 5 had like that nice sweet spot for the complexity and the nature of how like the turns worked and the fluid nature of it. Where I feel like when I played the little bit of 6 I did play, it was a bit stodgy.
Yeah.
And even if you turned up the amount of turns, like if you sped up turns, like how much like ages you passed per turn, it still felt stodgy. Like it you know what it done? It took out some ease of life features from 5 and just kind of threw them out the window, which was like, Jesus.
Get out of here, you piece of shit.
Which was really stupid. Like they had the thing that kind of got me the most is like in Civ 5 they had this thing where you could turn your workers on and they would automate just servicing your cities.
Oh, yeah.
Where you then had to, in 6 you had to like spend each turn telling them to do that, and like it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've got like 20 workers working across 7 cities, across maybe like the square footage of like Africa, it's
you're never
fucking
gonna remember
laborious.
to do all that. Like,
it's not even gonna remember. It's just laborious because like every turn comes around, you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Where like I'd rather be concentrating on where am I putting my forces, what fucking monuments am I building, what cultural artifacts am I doing, what's my fucking diplomacy, and that little maintenance thing, that one change, it was like this just doesn't feel like a great game.
They're definitely gonna do like we've got a bit. It's a typo in there, by the way. It's Frost Giant.
I apologize.
Yeah. Frost Giant Games. Sorry, just in case anyone was going to look them up, they'll do like as far as like StarCraft and the Warcraft 3 goes, it's more those like kind of like I get the modern equivalent of those would be the Warhammer, like the
Dawn of War,
the Dawn of War RTSs, which are like it's like a small group of like units and shit, more than maybe like a big city builder the size of Civ. Yeah, but I guess like the only reason that you can't think of an excuse, like you can't think of an example of one of those games, is that no one fucking makes them anymore.
They went away to Dodo.
Yeah,
like the last big one was StarCraft 2.
But I think that's just because that it was like that whole like EA thing about like people don't want single player games anymore. It's like because no one is making them. And then they're fucking making a comeback. Like there's been more single player games over the last like couple of years than there has since like the mid 2000s. I think the same thing will happen with those RTSs. Like anyone with a fucking decent PC will play it.
Well, this is the thing as well. Like I mean, as like what we discussed earlier when we talked about like the price of games going up, it almost benefits users to go PC at this point. Yeah. Like I know PC's got a big upfront cost, but you can get a decent rig for about $800. And I know that's double the price of a console right now, but you know what? The money you will save up front on games is substantial.
Yeah.
You can get a PC game even at full price for about $30-$40 compared to its console equivalent of $70. So you're saving $30 just if you're buying it direct brand new. This is before you factor in CD key sites that buy the CD keys in bulk, and so that drops it down maybe $25, $20, $15. Again, the savings.
Like those CD keys, the CDs. Like them.
You don't like them.
Don't trust them.
You don't trust them.
Don't trust those bad boys.
But they do work. They work.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
But like as a PC gamer, you do get those benefits. Like you invest up front quite a fucking bit, and you know there does come a little bit of you do have to kind of be a little bit more tech supporty, because some games will crash on PC and stuff.
Yeah.
It's but it's gotten better. It's gotten way better compared to the fucking early 2000s. Trust me. As a PC gamer in the early 2000s,
if it's not in the manual, then go fuck yourself.
No, in early 2000s, you had to troubleshoot going through forums and stuff. Like it's gotten way fucking better.
Yeah.
Like the support patch system.
I mean, like,
since Steam and all.
If you're playing a PC game now and it doesn't work, you just go on Twitter and call the devs a cunt, and they'll fucking fix it for you. You couldn't do that in the 2000s. You could not.
But like,
could not do that.
But like before that, before Steam was a thing, you didn't have active patching. Now you do, and it's kind of like that.
They like those things. Literally aren't even a problem anymore. It's just like we'll leave it for a couple of days and the game will be fixed. When before it was like, well, what do you do? It's like you have to go on to some fucking like DDoS website into some weird fucking index and
then it'll tell you how to go.
Fire something on a CD or something like that. Like
it's not even that there, but they'll tell you go into like the fucking game program files and fucking
do your own
modify this fucking certain line of code and shit.
Do your own fucking coding. It's like, I've got time for that.
It's like, yeah, but like PC gaming, like I would almost push people to go into PC gaming this generation because the hardware, like cost of purchase, like it's $800 up front for a decent rig. And I say decent rig, I'm talking like entry level gaming rig. But the entry level gaming rig, $800 is going to be the equivalent of what you can play on your PS5 and your fucking your Xbox Series One.
Yeah.
But you're going to incur the savings of those games. In fact, like we talked about Xbox, you'll pay $8 a month. And you'll get, like,
to play everything they fucking got.
And then anything that's not on there, you can always get for the CD key sites and stuff, or Steam. God, I remember having to do that shit. Yeah, exactly.
What a pain in the arse! Like,
it was such a fucking pain in the ass, but like it's not the biggest problem now.
But as far as this like the Frost Giant studio, like I was having a look at like, you know, kind of the people who are making up their core staff at the minute, and it's just all old StarCraft and early Warcraft devs. So like, you know, fine rightly, like they're gonna have a very particular vision in the kind of game that they want to make, and I think they're being funded by Riot.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Very interesting. German company.
Yeah, so they'll have plenty of money to do whatever they want. It's it's
yeah.
Riot and a couple of other places they're getting backing from, but they've got a fair amount of big money behind them. So I think like, what is it the Riot done? What did they do? They didn't do
League,
yeah.
League and Valorant.
So if anything, they probably thought like, right, we'll take the people that made the game that made League and games like that popular, and then we'll maybe try and start. Maybe they're trying to start, you know, like an RTS version of that, you know, like an RTS craze, or like something that can be played online.
I mean, RTS is before you had MOBAs. RTS was big. Like, I mean, StarCraft was huge.
Like StarCraft was
huge in Korea, man.
Online thing for loads of people for many years, and then it kind of went like MMO. But that always kind of was always there, like in the side. Like
esports was essentially fostered in South Korea with StarCraft.
So essentially, they hired people who were responsible for Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, and now they're going to be like, right, we're entirely in the market for big budget, high production value PC games that could be played by like multiplayer on stream and stuff like that. So, you know, you'll probably not, it probably won't be like, you know, the next StarCraft, but it will be something equivalent to that's its own new IP, which is nice.
Only thing I will say is if it's Riot, bear in mind you will have microtransactions, but what they might do is I have no problem with Riot's version of it because the game is free. You're just paying for costumes.
That's if it's like skins and shit. That's
it's
fine.
Skins and shit. It's not like gameplay stuff. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So that's what they could do. They could probably look into fill that specific niche because they're already filling it with the MOBA stuff with League of Legends.
Yeah.
They're now chipping into Counter-Strike's base with Valorant. So this could be them going, right, well, let's fucking...
They're just trying to do, like, everything that's multiplayer, essentially.
I think they're trying to fill up the Blizzard void.
Yeah, because they're certainly not filling up that void. I haven't been filled by Blizzard in many a year.
No. Sure, look at Diablo. I mean, its developers left and went to make Torchlight.
Yeah.
So, like, exodus of Blizzard staff to make games like they used to is not uncommon.
All the important ones. It's just that the time you have to wait for them to fucking go make their own studios and then actually just make their first game. That's essentially what we're in. We're in like the waiting stages now of all those like studios to actually whip out their first game.
Arbitration is
and
that
to
called?
Be like, fucking fuck you fucking conglomerate piece of shit.
It's the arbitration stage, right?
Could be. I don't fucking know. What am I?
Fair
a
enough.
dictionary?
I think
book.
that's what I've heard it referred to before. Got our next one. So, did Bethesda intentionally sabotage Dune 2? Talk me through this.
Right. So to be fair, I read this a couple of days ago, so I forget most of the details. But the short and skinny of it is that Bethesda, the team that was working on Elder Scrolls were, you know, kind of like intentionally like jabbing the team that was making Rune 2 because they were both scheduled to kind of be released at around the same time, and they were like, we want Elder Scrolls 2 to do better, so we're going to give you less feedback, less support, less man hours, just all this shit. But people have retroactively went back and started, like, they've kept working on it themselves, and it's a better game than it ever was when it came out. But the people who worked there, they've now left Bethesda, and they've given that gap where they can now turn around and be like, right, I'm not under NDA anymore. This is what they did. They intentionally like sabotaged our game so that it would do worse compared to theirs, and now they're in the middle of being sued. So
by Bethesda or
the Rune 2 developers are, I think they're in the middle of like a class action against Bethesda.
Oh, they're suing Bethesda.
Because
which is interesting because that's Microsoft going to foot the bill.
It is now, yeah, but I think they started before the Microsoft thing happened. I think it's all coming out now. It's all public knowledge, but I think this maybe started happening from like the start of the year or something like that. But yeah, so essentially they drove their game into the dirt, complained that it didn't do very well, released what they called the better version of it, and then went on, took all the money essentially. It was like, you done it on purpose, and now we want restitution.
Of course.
So a shit company through and through.
A real shit show in general.
Just as it turns out. what a bunch of bastards.
That's a good way. What a bunch of bastards.
So let them just fucking sit in the halls of Microsoft and not turn out any more fucking games.
Again, like, I mean, we can hope that Microsoft have maybe a stronger presence in their policy, but or how they approach certain things.
Microsoft kind of do the same thing. Like they buy
They
studios
do
and
the
then they
same
turn
thing,
out
but
no games. What was the last Rare game you played?
Nuts and bolts, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was Xbox 360.
360 game. Yeah.
Yeah.
They made like they were like, yep, we've bought Rare, the premier N64 Nintendo developer. Spend 12 years making Kinect games, and then I don't know, get a couple people to go make Sea of Thieves.
Oh fuck! Did they do Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
Okay, well I played that.
Yeah. Well,
I
you didn't even know it was them, though.
No.
But like, yeah, they have throttled that fucking company down to nothing.
Because you know what they had to do for a while though? It's kind of, we've nothing for you to do. Make Microsoft avatars.
Yeah, make avatars and make Kinect games.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do either.
I wonder why.
But yeah.
I wonder why.
Anyone who gets bought by Microsoft is just eroded into the walls slowly as they all lose the will to live, and then they all quit. And Microsoft gets that company name and keeps it.
Yeah, fat dollar of fucking Elder Scrolls titles and
yeah, pretty much the same way as like EA and shit. Buy a studio, dismantle the studio.
I worry about Doom.
No more studio.
I worry about Doom.
Fuck it, Doom was already on the way down. Fucking shit.
I enjoy. I mean, we have very contrasted opinions on the recent game. I really loved it. You really hated it. That's fair, but like, they could make it worse.
It will only get worse, and I will feel justified in how much I hated the second one. So
that's a weird stance to take.
I don't stand to make any fucking gains out of how well Doom does. I don't give a shit.
I know it's not about how much you make of it. It's like, it's kind of like you'd hope it got better, would you not? A beloved franchise.
The people who made the good first Doom will just go and do something else, and I'll play that instead.
I mean, you have had special relations with one of the individuals. I mean. You've literally.
I don't mean the original Doom.
I was about to say. I was about to say you and
me and John Carmack are fucking
not
tight.
John Carmack. You and John Romero.
Yeah, me and John Romero are best friends. Like
not the Romero from Night of the Living Dead before anyone makes that.
John Romero who made Doom with his beautiful hair.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful long.
I saw him at QCon last year, and I just couldn't. I had that like I'm not great.
Could you not bring yourself to speak to him?
I have that weird thing where if I respect you had the same thing happen to you as well. I have that weird thing where if I highly respect or if I'm really like starstruck, I just can't bring myself to get in front of the person and say hello. And like John Romero it's kind of like
that's that. They're just people.
I know they're just people, but like I still have that like weird thing of like that man has shaped part of my like childhood and my cultural zeitgeist of my entertainment. You know,
the reason I don't mind is because I have a one up on him, so I can be like, I heard you bought my artwork. So that's what my opener is going to be. So so apparently at the what studio is he working for? I think it's just his studio.
It's a studio. I can't remember the name of it. Sadly,
like they have an office in Cork.
Yeah.
And they bought a Jennifer Wilde banner.
Yeah,
like it was like a vinyl banner that he had like someone got printed out and put up for like one of the shows, and he was like, I like that, can I have that? And they were like, yeah. So like he was like, if like who done this? It was like, it was our artist, me. He's like, right, well if he's ever down in Cork, tell him to come in and sign it. So I was like,
to get down to, when we've got past all this bullshit, we'll have to go and pay Mr. John Romero a little visit.
To Cork, I will send him a wee fucking message. Be like, here, do you want me to sign this? I sign your balls as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Todd.
Thank you very much for the follow.
Rob, it's your boy Alternate. I'm going to assume his name is Nate, or he just likes to alternate. He just likes to alternate between boxers and briefs.
Maybe Commando.
Your boy King up in there, chat, being like, "How's it going, lads?"
Mr. Ocean himself. How are you doing, man? Hope you're keeping well.
The kingliest of all oceans.
He loves it.
He loves it.
He loves it. But yeah, like I mean, it's Mr. Romero is someone I like. You know, if it was John Carmack, I wouldn't be so.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's a bit of a
dick. Like
he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Where like it's John Romero.
See, told him.
Oh, I do know Nate from cons. If I remember correctly, Nate is the really awesome. I want to say at the time when I saw him at a QCon. He was dressed up as Sephiroth. Maybe a Sephiroth. Last convention.
That's one hell of a recollection you've got there.
Yeah, because I spent like a lot. Like if I remember correctly, it was just outside of where the little hall, where the registration hall last year, or the registration hall was where they had essentially the merchants stuff.
Yeah.
And he randomly, if it's the same guy, randomly stopped me and we had like a lovely conversation for like a good fucking 20 minutes or so. You know.
Oh right.
Not me, my man, John Comics. There's another Nate. There was a guy that was Nate though that got there.
Right. Well, that was just a small word. He means me.
Fair enough.
I
See,
know
the
who-
problem.
I
There's
know
too
who it
many
is.
fucking
Yeah.
Johns on this
Everyone
podcast.
has the same name.
There's too
That's
many Johns on the podcast.
Nate is a comic artist.
See, I know
that
a
He's a
Nathan
he's a
from
good
literally
lad.
down in Limerick. Who
A
was
comic
the
and possible tattoo artist, if I
Oh,
remember.
what
Did you ever
po-
start that?
What's
Remember last time we were having a wee conversation? He was like, I might start doing the old tattoos.
I mean,
The
like,
old tattoos.
I
Yes.
mean, like,
Tara also knows Nate. He's a beautiful boy.
so it's one of those ones where I wouldn't be surprised as an artist transition to tattoos because fucking beautiful art.
I mean,
In
it's a whole
tattoos.
being able to draw on paper and being able to draw on people is two very different things, though. Like,
It's a skill, but it's also a lucrative skill. It's like it's a beautiful art form in itself, but it's also fucking lucrative if you can do it well.
that's true. Yeah, you got to practice on pigs apparently, which sounds a wee bit spooky to me. But what can you do?
Started and crippled.
Like physically or monetarily or emotionally?
I mean, like COVID probably has
Oh, yeah,
fucked
good
over
point, yeah.
a
No
lot of
one's-
tattoo artists. at the
Probably
minute.
no one's gotten a tattoo in a couple of months now. Like,
Like there was a little brief period where people were getting
you were allowed
tattoos.
to get like one or two, and that was it.
Like if you could.
Go for it.
But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, we got a new news part of our section. You've
That's right.
You've put in real news.
Yeah, I put the hashtag in there by accident, but you know what? We'll just leave it in.
Hashtag real
Hashtag
news.
real news, like a movie reel.
Yeah.
Because
I liked it. That's why I put it in.
Because I'm a projectionist and I know how to do that shit.
You were trained as a people might not know that you were trained to be a projectionist.
I will fucking projection the shit out of you.
I got two in the gap where things were. What?
I don't know what that means.
I'm not under.
Oh, so you got two tattoos.
two tattoos.
In
Yeah.
the gap when things were chill.
You mean you both had like a
I was
brain
like,
fart there
what
reading
are
that?
we talking about? What are we talking about?
Two in the gap? What's a gap? What two? What?
She went to the gap and got two things.
Oh, she went
And
to the gap and got
and the
tattoos.
employees were chill.
The employees were chilling. They were doing tattoos of the gap. It was quite a interesting, diverse nature of the gap. Like it's like we're fed up of making kids clothes. Gap kids, fuck it. How about gap tattoos?
Yep.
Just literally a really like shitty like a fucking navy square with the word gap in the middle.
It's tattoos of the Gap logo. That's it.
Imagine some fucker actually did that and got themselves.
Surely
that.
someone.
Oh,
Surely someone has the tattoo of
Who
the Gap.
likes the Gap that much? Does the Gap even exist as an
Wankers.
actual, as a fashion outlet?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that it still?
Yeah.
Is, like
The last time I was in one was in fucking New York in Manhattan, and it was like 4 floors.
because
Like,
we had one in Castle Court, but it fucked away off.
they
And then
may not be entirely popular here, but they're certainly popular where they're meant to be popular, which is in the States. And
Right.
I also think there's like 2 or 3 in Victoria Square as well. So
Oh,
it's
is
it's
there?
essentially where rich people shop now. The Gap has been rebranded as a bit of a rich thing.
so it's like it's people who the difference is
Cunts, pretty much. Cunts.
and what the way I sort of preface it's like Gap is for people who buy clothes for the same people who go to House of Fraser to buy utensils.
Yeah, cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cunts.
Because like there's people who will buy their fucking like kitchenware from like a fucking like Home Bargains or an Asda or some shit,
Yeah.
and then there's the people who'll go to House of Fraser
Yeah,
to
I
get their
want
fucking
I want a 42-pound cobalt steel salad tong set.
yeah, and you're like,
why?
motherfucker, what the fuck?
What is wrong with you? Not so wicked, but a very astute observation. The only thigh gap I hear people obsessing about is the thigh gap.
Thigh Gap's pretty good. Like,
Thigh gap's pretty good. Like, I've got one. I don't actually. I've got very fat thighs.
I mean, regardless of the gap between said thighs, it's more about the thighs crossing your eyes.
I got the thighs across your eyes.
Yeah.
Too right. What were we
Yeah.
talking about again? Oh yeah, the final.
Real
our
news.
final-
We're going to real
Sorry,
news.
our final story is hashtag real news. This is just one I put in there because I thought it was very entertaining that Michael Keaton has signed on to do 2 separate Batman films. I only put one in the title, but he's signed on to do a little bit in it's like a Flash Paradox movie where it's the Flash movie, but I assume he goes back and forward through time a whole
Is
lot
he able to
because
cross
there's
through the 52 universes?
yeah,
because of
he
the
can do
speed?
that. He does that fucking what do you call it? it's like an attosecond or something like that, where you can run faster than time or whatever.
And then cross for the dimensional gap, essentially.
Yeah. So I assume the movie's going to have like a couple of versions of Batman in it, because apparently Ben Affleck is in it as well. But the only one I really cared about is that Michael Keaton agreed to come back and do a little. I think it was originally seen as a cameo, and it may have been once people found out about it and went, ballistic about it, because
we can't need to give him some,
because it's fucking we are in the middle of the Michael Keaton renaissance, the Keaton
I love it,
and I'm all for it.
As a man who shares most of his last name,
like 3/4 of his last name, I like that. But it was released today that was all kind of very up in the air for a while. It was like, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? Like, is this just a pipe dream? Oh God, who knows? But they brought him in. They talked to him. They were like, right, is it a matter of money? Is it a matter of whatever, And like some things happen behind closed door. He agreed to do the Flash movie, but I assume it was under the condition that he had more kind of like
creative control.
He had more creative control, or maybe just more kind of he could ask for more with this other thing that's also been announced, so that it's this is like a straight up fact. He's already signed the contract that he is doing a HBO Max Batman Beyond series, where he is the older Batman, and it's going to be hopefully it's going to be Terry McGinnis coming in and doing the younger Batman while he's
give me
old jaded Bruce Wayne. And everyone I have talked to about this made that face. They were like,
because like Batman Beyond TV series was so good.
It was so good. And
so good.
At the minute, who would you get to do it? Like Christian Bale? Like,
fuck off. No.
He never wanted to do fucking Batman to begin with.
But like, remember when you had Kevin Conroy do the voice of Old Wayne in that show? It just it was just the goosebumps, because like there was just so much fucking like beautiful fucking.
I think Kevin Conroy might have something to do with that Flash movie as well. I think he may be in there. He may be doing a voice of someone or something like that.
Fucking right. Ocean was saying I need to check out your stuff and Taro stuff. You can.
Or have you not checked my stuff out already?
Well, you check out Taro stuff at Taro Comics on Twitter. You can check out Cosmic Bacon stuff at Cosmic Bacon Art on Twitter. Link is below the player for Cosmic Bacon stuff. He also we've got his portfolio site linked below the player, so if you do want to see Cosmic Bacon's actual like art portfolio, be it game dev stuff, comic book stuff, animation stuff, there's actually a link below the player to his actual website where you can see his full portfolio.
There's a hidden page on my website where it's just pictures of my penis.
That's pretty cool,
but you have to find it.
Is that like a mini game?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to play it later, so you can check that out. But also we've got his Twitter below the player. But if you want to check out Tara, it's Taro Comics on Twitter. So
if you want to check out Tara, I've got a lot of photos of her, so I just keep that to myself.
You're probably better off doing so, yes. But yes, I'm 100% for this. I need this.
So on board for it.
It's like I like bordering on love comic books, but I would never call myself like an aficionado of them, because I just don't immerse myself in the medium.
To know when it comes to it.
See, if you want to be a comic book aficionado, it's kind of like you're dedicating your life to that, because that is your number one medium of entertainment.
There's a lot to read in there, like
tons. Like you would spend maybe like, I would argue that when it comes to entertainment mediums, games is the biggest one in my life, which is not a fucking surprise.
To be fair, it doesn't take 40 hours to read a comic, but there's 40 years worth of comics to read.
yeah, and like there is like 40 fucking like houses you could like purchase comics from.
Yeah.
Like there's so many. Like you talk about independent comic houses, then you've got DC and Marvel, and even those DC and Marvel have like hundreds of fucking goddamn characters.
If you want just like kind of general like kind of catch up, like those Marvel, like the Marvel like digital reader apps, the Marvel and DC digital reader apps are good to go. They have like quite a large library of books that you can just read.
Like $8 a month.
Yeah, it's a subscription thing where you can just go through and read like entire
smartest thing they've done
and stuff. And it's
smartest thing they've done.
I don't really like digital comics too much.
Is that more of just a preference?
I would literally just rather have it. That's it. They're still like the artwork looks great. It brings you kind of from like panel to panel.
It's just how you enjoy reading, essentially.
I just want to sit on the toilet and I want to read a comic.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense. But for those who are more comfortable with digital formats,
I want to poop and read.
It's fucking value for money if that is your jam. Like,
and reading comics on a phone is just too small, so couldn't do that.
You know what? I'm wondering if we're going to get to the point where like remember the whole book on the toilet thing, when you go to the toilet, it's going to be like replaced by the tablet on the toilet. Like people just leave a tablet.
Surely that's all. Surely that's all.
I don't know anyone who leaves a tablet in their toilet yet, though.
Well,
but
I mean, like, well, who doesn't? Well, hold on. Like, who doesn't go to the toilet and brings their phone with them? It's a
yeah,
whole
but imagine like,
it's the whole reason you
remember
go in
like
there.
the whole thing of like reading like a book on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like reading a phone's quite small. Where if you had a tablet, it's a little bit more like, it's bigger. You have more
Yeah.
screen real estate to deal with. You know, that could be a thing. That the tablet on the toilet.
I mean, surely people already do that. Like,
I don't know. I've never heard anyone specifically say they
hashtag
have.
on the toilet. If you take a tablet into the toilet,
No, you
have to
leave
let
it
us
there.
know.
Like you would leave the book there. Remember, you'd leave the book in the toilet, and then you'd.
Yeah, but you wouldn't leave a digital device in your bathroom. It'll just get wrecked. Water?
Not necessarily.
water
I mean,
now.
if you leave it on top of the toilet cistern, you're fine.
Nah, I wouldn't. I would if you were using a tablet in the bathroom, you would bring it in and take it out with you. You wouldn't leave it in there. Like
I mean,
anytime
you never know.
You get 2 showers and that thing's fucking wrecked.
Maybe, but like, well, actually, some more modern cases are better at water resistance and stuff. So it might not be that big of an issue.
That's too dangerous. Wouldn't do that.
I've been going digital more and more for personal convenience. Yeah. So Billy's got like a for personal convenience comes to
Yeah.
digital handy, but not best. The fresh comic. I do.
The smell.
I like the weight. Like any
Weight's
of the.
good. Smells good. Weight's good.
The reason I still buy like graphic novels and manga books and stuff is because I like the weight.
Yeah.
I like the weight in my hands. There's just something about. I mean, you have the weight of a tablet, but there's just something about it's like the weight in your hands and like, you know, when you have a bigger book, it feels heavier, and that like the contextually speaking, that's a thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's like it's like, oh, this is a lighter book, and it's a shorter book because it's lighter. You know, there's those sort of very fundamental sort of feels.
I just go with what I feel.
Toys tend to be on Taz though, dangerous. True, but
Drop that and you're fucked. Like,
I mean, whoever
Or
has
someone
carpet
steps
in
on it,
their
you're fucked.
whoever has carpet in toilets a fucking.
do you not have a carpeted toilet seat?
I don't have a carpeted toilet seat.
I
no.
do. It's like shitting in the Cookie Monster's mouth. Just fucking get in there. It's like you don't even have to like wipe. You don't even have to like wipe your ass. You just
Oh, that's disgusting.
you just wipe it on the seat.
That's nasty. That's real fucking nasty. Watching me. What?
He's fucking watching UFC because he's a big man.
Oh,
But he's-
it's the
he's,
sentence.
he's
fucking,
chiming in.
the sentence broke my brain there for a second.
Broke my brain.
I never leave
To be
in the
fair,
bathroom.
Nate also makes a good point. Leaving comics in the bathroom is a bad choice as well.
I've seen so many people leave books in the bathroom.
oh,
though.
I've got. I've
Like I
left-
used to go to the toilet in your mum and dad's house, and there would be like 2 or 3 books in your bathroom at any given time.
Yeah.
Like, it's more common than you'd think.
People definitely do it, but
Yeah.
I guess you shouldn't. Like,
No, definitely not. Yeah,
your boy Totini has been going digital those dumps now.
digital with those dumps, like
Digital dumps.
digital dumps.
You just shit on a PSP and then throw the PSP out because that's all
I
it's
mean,
good for.
PSP is a bit shit.
So
like,
you have a PSP for every time you want to take a shit.
that seems terrible.
So it's like you have like a box of PSPs and you take them out like toilet roll. And then
I
it's-
have so much against that.
you shit
purely
on the
because of
screen, and then
the
it just slides
e-waste of
off.
that there just horrifies me.
What can you do?
Like all that silicone and fucking stuff being wasted.
The oceans are already fucked. Like,
I mean, we don't want to fucking more.
Fenton!
Thank you very much for the call, dude. Carbon toilets are a nightmare fuel. Yeah, that's disgusting. Like think of all the fucking like spray contamination on
I
that.
tell you
Fucking
don't knock it until you've
diabolical.
tried it. You shit on those fucking carpeted toilets.
We didn't do it at the books you care about. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, your family definitely like it was. I think I saw the fucking Hobbit in your toilet when I was younger at one point.
Yeah, that's why the cover is now fallen off that book because it was left in the bathroom for quite a while.
It looked like a pretty old.
It was
edition
like
of the Hobbit.
from the fucking like I think it had like this early 60s.
Early
it was
60s.
from. Yeah.
Like
I have
we're
that
not
book
saying
in
we're
my
not saying
house.
first run, but
Yeah.
definitely an older edition.
I have that book in my house, but it has no cover on it because the cover just fell off. But I mean, like books degrade over time anyway.
Plus, like if you read like Hobbit's not a big book, so if you're
No,
reading
it's
it
just-
constantly, the fucking turn of those pages, the spine's gonna.
pretty thin. Like
Yeah.
it's fine.
Who the fuck sits on the toilet that long though?
Depends,
is the thing.
depends on what you're doing.
There's some people like I've heard like some people just get.
Although
when the book comes, you just forget that
yeah,
you're on
so
the
yeah,
toilet.
sometimes
Like
if you're
you're done
if you're
going, and
sitting
you're still
on
there
the
for
to-
20
yeah,
minutes reading the book.
If you're sitting on the toilet reading a good book, the
Yeah.
fact that you're sitting on the toilet becomes irrelevant after a while. You're just reading the book.
You
Yeah,
forgot.
you forgot that you're supposed to be like. Sometimes you sit there for so long, you actually need to take a shit again. Like you go 360. Like you're done. You're done with the shit. You sit there, you're reading the book, and you're like, "Here, fuck! I've been here for like an hour and a half. Better just take another dump."
I just saw that Milo's coming. This is great listening while I'm eating, lads.
Damn right.
Yeah, it seems like a guy thing.
Before we switch to the second segment, I'm going to go take a little short pee break.
Do you want us to go to break?
Well, you can keep bantering on. Like I'm just.
I mean, like I can banter on. Like
banter away, son. I'll be back in a second.
I'll bring. I will be the Bantosaurus. The Bantosaurus Rex. The Bantadactyl. I don't know. Some sort of like fucking. The Bantadactyl. Like you got one for flying. You've got one for fucking canvassing the ground. You got the Bantadactyl and the Bantosaurus Rex. They come together. Not literally coming together, like, because that'd be a weird dinosaur orgy. See, this is what happens, right? He leaves and I start talking about dinosaur orgies. What the fuck just happened there? Yeah, what the fuck, guys? I'm trying to masturbate here. I mean, like, did we not make you come? You're not in the red wine tonight? No, I'm on Moscato, which is delightful. Moscato is pure beautiful. She's lovely. Quickly do all the banter. Pudgy, big lord. Is that banter? Do you know, like fucking like lad banter in there? Like, do you want me to do that there? The Archbishop of Banterbury. Just christening all sorts of motherfuckers right now. If that one, every guy I know does it. I don't understand. Moscato is just juice. I mean, yeah, it is just juice. Like that pink. What's it? Fuck. What's the one's called? Pink. Zinfandel. It's like just juice as well. That's just juice. Most rosé is just fucking juice. Yeah. Like, I mean, the Moscato's nice though. You know what I consider Moscato? It's cruising wine. But it's one of those ones where it's like, you know, you just kind of have it. You just like chill. You bring it in. I think John McFarlane. Classic Bacon, for people who don't know his full name, because we got people who know us from real life and people who don't. He was cruising for the cruising wine I discovered like many a moon ago, but they sold out on it. Like remember the wine that tasted appley, the cruising wine, the cruising box wine specifically. It's like you've lost your voice. You're literally standing in front of me and talking to you.
I had to wait until I was close.
Oh, okay. You did that there. I'm too Dutch to understand what just happened. We got the Archbishop of Banterbury in here,
Who's
and
this?
the Bantadactyl and the Bantosaurus Rex had a dinosaur orgy, and that's really problematic. That as soon as you left, my mind went to dinosaur orgy.
Why the fuck not? I would like to be the Bantosaurus Rex. No, I'd be. Yeah,
you want to be
the Bantadactyl?
Do you want to fly or do you want to be on the ground?
Oh, I'm a ground boy.
Then I'm going to fly. I'll be the Bantadactyl.
I'll be the Bantosaurus Rex then.
And. Pink Moscato? Was it Pink Moscato? It's just fizzy juice.
Pink Moscato is fucking fizzy juice. Although you're on the white Moscato.
It's just white Moscato, yeah. Rosés for the week. Shiraz. I do like a Shiraz.
We're going wines in here now? What's crack?
Because we're talking about the wine we're drinking.
Right.
In the short 2 minutes you were away, we got into like dinosaur orgy. The Archbishop of Banterbury came in and christened us, and then we got into wines.
Titanium's attacking you with a hot hydrate.
He wants me to hot and hydrate. I can hot and hydrate right all over the swings. Having Chinese food. You having Chinese food again? That's the second time she's made me jealous this week.
Ooh. What was the first time?
I think she had Chinese on the Thursday when we were playing Monster Hunter. It's one of those ones where I haven't had a wee Chinese in a while. So like right now I'm just thinking when I get paid next week, I think a wee Chinese.
First thing you're doing.
It's like it's on the cards. Like it's on the cards.
A wee Chinese.
A wee Chinese.
A wee Chinese.
If it doesn't make you want to come.
Ooh. Coming wakes me up. Like.
I mean, like.
I know it's supposed to do the opposite. Does not do that.
Wait,
to me.
So when you get stiff. You can feel the motion in the ocean, but you don't physically open an eye until you're about to spurt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, like
that's commitment.
You know the whole. You know that whole like, oh fuck, like as soon as the guy comes, he falls asleep.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
You're awake.
I'm lying there for like 3 hours.
Maybe it's because you're trained into coming more than once.
That's true.
Like you don't settle for a one-shot show.
God, no.
You don't go for the.
I ain't no one-hit wonder. Like.
You're not a one-shot salute. You're like going in for the full. You're like a battalion.
I'm a 12 gun,
you're on the goddamn battlefields of the Somme, launching an armada
of semen
of shells at the enemy.
The shells being
semen.
Yeah.
Shit we say. Hey Rosie, how are you doing though? You keeping well?
Hi Rosie.
Just one of those days you needed. What is Tara having? I didn't see. What was she having?
Chinese food.
Is Tara having Chinese food?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Milo was having Chinese food. Is Milo and Tara got the same color, or is my head?
No,
going
mine's
insane?
like purple and Tara's green.
Oh, so she has. You know what?
Get glasses for fuck's
I
sake.
am legally blind. Yeah, I am actually really disabled. Now to think about it, I never thought about it, but I'm really disabled. I am blind. I am legally blind
Can you
in
start
one
ma-
eye,
can
and
you-
I'm dyslexic.
Can you start making like disabled jokes?
I mean, if it's relating to blind shit, yeah,
Right. Okay. It's like
and
when,
not reading well, yeah,
it's
because
like-
I've got dyslexia and I'm blind in one eye.
It's like,
I really got the generic. I really fucking got the
you
worst.
probably
of
should have
generic
been.
lottery.
You probably should have been wearing glasses for like a while
So
now.
you know what happened? They discovered the eye thing when I was like 8, but
Right.
what the treatment was is that there was like a severe laziness of my eye, and what the treatment was is that by a certain age, if you could get away with putting an eye patch on the good eye, and then it forced as you were growing, forced your bad eye to
Yeah.
heal. But I gotten past the age where that would have been effective, and so now I just got.
So at some point in primary school, when we were in primary school together, you would have come in wearing an eye patch one day.
back in the day, I would have if I had been young enough for it to have
That would have been great.
been caught. Then yeah,
Hmm.
like I am piratical.
Piratical.
I am piratical in my nature. in
Nate,
more
don't you
ways.
don't you wear glasses still though? Or am I thinking wrong? So Nate had the eye patch as a kid.
If anything, I don't want to fall asleep. Chinese.
She
food
does.
party. Should we get Chinese next week?
She's a
Like,
sleeper.
should we talk about what we're doing next week for the podcast?
Well,
It's a bit of a special one.
We'll wait
like.
until the third section.
Okay, we'll wait till
we
the
should
third
probably
section.
move on to multiplayer.
Yeah, we can
We've
move
been
on to multiplayer.
We've
So
been
we're
stuck
gonna
on
jump
feature
into
creep
the
now for a while.
Yeah, we passed. We're on the multiplayer. So, what have you been playing this week?
You should know. I was here playing it on Thursday.
Well, is that all you've been playing?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, fair
I've been deep into it, like the Sarlacc pit of gaming.
For anyone who doesn't know, like I am not the one you need to talk about this to. You got a whole audience there who don't know what you're playing this week.
It
Potentially,
is Monster Hunter, the huntering of monsters.
were you in the world of it?
I was in the world of huntering monsters. Yes, it was good
So
shit.
nice.
It
I
was-
joined you, so we had we did have that on.
We had a little sexy ass stream on Thursday with your boy Titanium, and I want
yes,
to say
Titanium, Jermaine, myself, and you
Subgod.
were monster hunting on Thursday, and we brought lad like banter to the world of monsters.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff about fucking cats and anal and
Yeah, it got really weird at one point.
eating dinosaurs.
But
or
it always
some
gets
shit.
really weird
Yeah,
once you
it-
get us all in the same chat.
It usually does. Yep. It's fine.
But like
fine.
we were tanking monsters quite fast.
Fuck 'em.
I think it's because we're a 4-man group. I think it's the first time we
They
played
deserved
it
it.
4-man,
Piece
and
of
we
shit.
were riddling most things. Like we riddled them when we all got into the one area. I had the misfortune of not understanding how to use the map for the first 2 hours, and then was it getting lost more than doing anything
What
effective.
can you do? When I was sitting playing in the house, it was funny because like I had it on one screen, and then I had Jurassic Park on the other screen. So it was like, ha ha ha, die. So like, could you just imagine like how quickly this movie would be over if the people from Monster Hunter were in Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah,
It would be like, what happened to the goat? You know, like when they're in the car at the start,
Mm.
and then they would just turn, the camera would just slowly pan over to just the T-Rex just having the life beaten out of it by like 4 men in like bikinis or whatever the fuck, like 4 men in bone bikinis just destroying this thing's face. And you'd be like, yes,
That's what you
Yes.
have for going for my goat.
yes, that's what you get.
Don't.
Yeah,
fuck
that's what
with
you
my
get for going
goats.
for my goat. And then there would be like a palico somewhere.
I feel sorry for that goat though. The palicos are adorable, fucking beautiful little
They
things.
are, yeah.
Little cute bastards.
They fun guys.
The beautiful part about those palicos is the food they make. That food
Yeah.
like is incredible.
That's like some Studio Ghibli levels of like animated
Oh,
food.
I've
beautiful
never.
looking.
It's just drool,
Just
saturating.
jump in
drool.
there and fucking. Although they're eating the dinosaurs though, definitely.
Oh yeah, you have to. Like
They're
in
eating
that
the
environment,
dinosaurs.
that's probably like your wild. That's your like your wild. stock, isn't it?
They're eating the dinosaurs and they're eating the palicos.
I feel sorry for the palicos.
They're either eating or they're fucking the palicos. They're doing one of the two
Why the
things. Like,
fucking the palicos?
why not?
I mean, because it's a cat.
But I mean,
Don't
like,
fucking
they're
cat.
sentient creatures. So like, if a palico was like, right, let's get it on, you would have to say yes.
I mean, well, you don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
that
They surround you.
I
as
feel.
like
I
a-
feel like you're. I feel like you should still have a choice.
They
in the
like
matter,
surround you as a group and then they just force you.
that just sounds like a titular ape coming into play.
That's what the palicos would do.
I don't. I wouldn't.
I
agree
think that's
with
what
that.
they would do.
I
Because
mean,
you know,
that-
like with enough, they could overpower you.
That's horrifying. Don't make me think ill of those palicos. They've been nothing but lovely so far. I don't want to think
they're only subservient for a while, and then
they turn
the
you into
anal
a
comes
servant.
out, and then you're the servant because there's more of them than there is you.
That's just hard, but we don't endorse the idea of fucking a palico, though.
It's alright, they're not real. It's fine.
I know, it's just, I'd rather not attract furries.
So I'm just writing my Monster Hunter fan fiction in my
I know
head.
you can make a lot of money if you draw furry
that's,
porn, right? And more fucking power to you.
for not doing it.
Right? if you do it, like,
for
if
doing
you
it,
turned
right.
around to me, like, tomorrow and went,
well,
what,
here's
I got,
the
like, 4
surprise. I am
commissions.
actually no.
Like, if you turn around and went, here, I got, like, 4 commissions in, and they're, like, $500 a piece for, like, some furry porn. I think about do it. I'd be like, fucking do it. Fucking
You draw
do it.
that
You
dragon
get money.
fucking a car.
Fucking do
Yeah.
it. You just draw. You see the dragon in the car again.
Just draw a dragon fucking a car. It exists. All you have to do
I
is
know
Google,
it
all you have
exists.
to do is Google it. That's
No,
an
no.
It's either a dragon fucking a car or a dragon fucking a building. That's your two.
It's just, you know what? I was meant to go check it just to laugh at it the other day because like I was just like, surely it's not.
Surely
So
that's
I've
not
got the
actually a
image in my
thing.
head.
No.
Do you remember like Street Fighter 2 where like they have to destroy the car in like the bonus stage?
Yeah, that would be just two
I
dragons.
just had an image of like a dragon
Pounding
just
the
dry
fuck- yeah.
humping the car
Just,
from that.
just a dragon will be behind the car fucking it as you punch the shit out of it.
Also, I do like if you ever seen the sprite where it's like Ken and Ryu are on that stage and there's just a ball stuck under the car and they're doing those
they're
switches trying to get the ball.
trying to get the ball out. Yeah. That would be a dragon's ball back.
What, they're kicking it or
Yeah, they're just trying to get it because he's stuck. His balls are stuck under the
Oh,
car.
that's grim. That's grim.
Yeah, and that's what I would draw.
But yeah, like so have you been playing anything else or has that been the only thing you've been playing this week?
Pretty much that's it. I haven't really had the time to do a lot
We've been
of
busy
stuff this week. It's been a very busy week for everyone involved.
It's been fucking hectic this
What
week.
are you playing on the stream at the minute?
I was playing some Shadow. I was meant to go into the next Yakuza. I was like, I can give it a week or so. I
Yeah,
can give
yeah.
a week's grace
Give it a
on
wee
it.
break. Are you going into 4?
Like I'm going into 4, and I think I might start 4 next week. I wanted to give it a little bit of like grace period and stuff, but I realized that I'm going for Shadow War again at the minute. And don't get me wrong, Shadow War is great. Shadow War is a lot of fun.
It's good stuff.
It's a game I can pick up and go, and I don't have to think too much about.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like I love the Nemesis system.
Aye.
That's something like I wish was in more games, or at least was co-opted by more games.
Yeah, I suppose it only works in very specific circumstances, though.
Yeah, but I would
yeah.
love to see. Like, could you imagine if there was a Nemesis system in a Batman game?
That's probably the only other thing that I could think of that fitting into, though. And like, isn't Batman also Warner Brothers games? So they probably could do some kind of crossover. You never know what Rocksteady
Like,
are
could
doing.
you
They might
imagine like
try
you
to
had-
steal it or something?
Depending on like the part of the city you're in, you have different gangs. You have Joker's gang, Penguin's gang, whatever, and you have like lieutenants in his fucking gang.
Yeah.
Their gangs.
That would work, yeah.
That'd be fucking
Any
great.
crime fighting game, I guess it would probably work
Yeah.
fine.
Nemesis system works so well. Imagine Spider-Man would be another great one as well.
Spider-Man, is it violent enough for the Nemesis system?
I mean, it doesn't have. You don't have to kill. You just gotta have adversaries who,
I suppose,
who
yeah.
create an. You just have to have an organizational structure for your protagonist to try and topple.
Yeah.
And like any sort of comic book game works brilliantly because you've got so many antagonists.
You'll never run out of like faceless goons to beat the shit out of. Like, you'll
And,
be
like,
fine.
If you do it well and you have the goons have properties like you have heavies, you have fucking range, you have like fucking like berserkers and shit. You can add like what the Nemesis system does right now is like it takes like certain attributes and they have weaknesses and strengths and you can apply them to types of goons. And as like the good thing is like if you die by the hands of a random goon in the Nemesis system, they become like a champion and get attributes and stats.
I was playing.
You could do that
yeah,
in a Spider-Man
I think I was
game.
playing Shadow War. I bought like the fucking ultimate fucking whatever edition there at the start of maybe like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
I was playing it for a while. I think I got onto like the 3rd or 4th area and I was just like, oh, fuck, right, this just you kind of just end up doing the same thing over and over and over again, and like in small doses it's good crack, like, but I got burnt out on it like quite quickly. I know there's like a lot of like DLC and stuff in it that I need to eventually have a go at, but something
I didn't help you though. I give you fucking Ghost of Tsushima as your planet.
That's true. That is what I stopped playing it for, and that was fucking great. and that new version of that came out there like a day or two
Multiplayer?
ago. Yeah, and
The
people are saying
multiplayer?
like this could have been its own game. Like it's that there's that much in it. There's that much to do. It's that well made that this could have been, you know, like a $15.99 add-on or something, or you know, like a like Ghost of Tsushima, you know, and then like a subtitle or something like that. And like almost everyone I've seen who's played it would have been happy to pay money for it again.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I need to give that a fucking go.
Well, you've got the copy down the house. So
Yeah, it's still in the house. So
you're good
yeah,
to
like
go.
I beat the absolute fucking shit out of that game.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing, but like,
Yeah.
I think next week I will like sink into Yakuza, and then Yakuza 4 will be the last game I play on the PS4?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark?
Bye PS4.
I mean, I knew it was going to send off the PS4 as some sort of Yakuza game, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I think Yakuza's like been the game series like in the last year that I've truly fell in love with.
It's good shit.
It's brilliant.
Good
It's
shit.
so good, and it's a game series I really fell in love with, and it's been such a while since like a series, especially one with so many fucking like entries in it that has just
Normally, if you saw a game like a series that had that many games, you'd be like, all right, fine, you know, whatever, like move on, you know, go do
Yeah.
something else or whatever, like Final Fantasy games, for
Mm.
instance. But like, if when a new Yakuza game comes out, I'm just like, sweet, I get to play another Yakuza game, and it's never changed. I've never not felt that way when I've played a new one.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'll probably go back and just, I might give 6 another go before I play 7. I know they have nothing to do with each other, but just to get back into
Oh yeah, just kind of getting
the systems and stuff and like what they do.
Well, I mean, systems are going to be totally different as well. Like 7's going to be turn-based.
I know, but like even the concept of like how you run about in 6 and stuff will be the same as
Yeah.
7 is, and there is actually a little RTS turn-based thing in 6. That's what
Right.
that's what the mini game in 6 is. It's an expanded version. The fighting system in 7 is it's an expanded version of the mini game from 6.
Right. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to getting to that. That's coming out November or sometime, right? Like November 7th or something, I think.
It'll be
Like a dragon.
yeah, or maybe early 20. I don't know.
No,
Let me
I'm,
check.
I'm almost entirely sure it is November 10th. I want to say, because it was in game the other day and it was like,
yeah, 2020.
no, I literally like saw the cover in game the other day. It's early November, I think. Fuck's sake. Well, they moved that.
Oh no, here that's the Japanese release date.
Oh yeah, January 2020.
It's not saying anything about the UK release date.
I mean, I literally saw it.
Oh, whoa, no, March 2nd, 2021. PS5
What does WW mean? Worldwide. Oh,
worldwide, because obviously
Oh,
it's for release in Japan.
all right, that's fine. I'll wait for it anyway. I don't give a
I mean, it gives me plenty of time to go
Yeah,
back
yeah.
and complete the other one, so I'm okay with that. It extends my like
the time you got to get through them all. Because
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna lie, 6 is gonna take up quite a lot of time for you.
I'm okay with that
It's a
though.
long game. Like
I mean, we kind of like once you get past November, and once I've gotten past the November releases of like by about end of December, I'm gonna need a game.
right. Well, yeah, maybe just keep Yakuza for that then.
Yeah.
Because
Because, like-
she a thick game.
Because we've got like Ice Cream Valhalla and Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs, and that could like Watch Dogs and Ice Cream could last me about a month between the two,
Cyberpunk's gonna last you
and then
longer. than that,
Cyberpunk
like,
could
yeah.
last me a month. Like so that would like I would see like November into early December, and then Cyberpunk like all of December, and then by the time I hit just early January, I start cleaning up.
Hmm.
Maybe some Yakuza, maybe.
So hold
So
on,
I might miss it.
do you think you're gonna get through Watch Dogs, Cyberpunk, and what was the other game? You said
Bear
there?
in mind, I play 25 hours average games a week.
Before January?
Bear in mind, I play 25 average hours a week.
Wow.
And then you factor that into a month. It's 100 hours of games a month. You think it's like how are you going to get through that fast?
That would
but it's
only
like-
be 2 months of games. What was?
So I
that
don't
would be
I don't
three
expect Watch Dogs Legion to be too long. I'm expecting like a 20-hour game out of that
Okay, right.
realistically.
Right.
Maybe like with all side quests 30 hours.
Right.
Assassin's Creed, that's one where you
That
could spend 100 hours
that
on
could
by
be anywhere
itself.
from like 80 to 100 hours, just with all the bullshit they're gonna make.
But
you
I
do,
don't plan on doing that because that's But if I do that there, that's when I'll get fed up with the game.
Yeah.
And I'll not like it. Like I tried. It happened the first time I went through Odyssey. That I got so caught up in the side stuff that after a while I was like, "Fuck me, will this game ever fucking end?"
I didn't like Origins for that reason. Actually, you know what? I just didn't like Origins.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was it.
And then, so that should bring me into like potentially early to mid December, by which point a lot of the people will stop playing Cyberpunk on Twitch, which means I'll come in at a time when it's not too saturated as a game.
You're gonna mop up those crumbs. You'd be like,
yeah. For people who still kind of want to watch that shit, I'll be able to maybe hopefully get something out of it. So that's kind of like the logic I've put into that there with that one. So I don't mind coming to the game later because I'll have plenty of shit to play. Of shit to play. Plus, I want to wait for the 3080 to come so I can play on PC.
Ooh.
I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk on PC because why the fuck would I not?
I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna PS5 it.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
I don't trust my PC.
Cyberpunk is really well optimized.
It's not
really
that. It's
well
just
optimized.
that I use like if because I work from home, I sit on my fucking PC working from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
I don't want to take an hour break and then go back and sit on my PC again and be like, right, I'm gonna sit here for the rest of the night because it's just not comfortable. Like, I gotta get over to the fucking sofa and have we sit down.
Yeah, just kind of get a mental break from the area.
So I'll be PS5 in it, I think.
That's fair. Plus it gives you something to do with the PS5 then.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't have one yet, but
you'll hopefully be able to.
I keep looking and they're sold out. Everywhere near enough.
Look into it. I had a link at one point that would let you know where places. I think Titanium sent me it, where it would let you know where places got restocked, and it would refresh like every 2 seconds and check their stock on the website across like fucking 10 or 15.
I was holding out hope that I'd be able to get it from Argos and then put off having to actually pay for it for a while, but that's whatever.
This will like highlight if they do get a hold of it again. So like it's one of those ones you have to have it run in the background, but like you just leave it as a dormant window. Turn on like a certain notification, and like as soon as a place comes in stock, we'll scream at you.
Cool. Then you got to go look.
And make that purchase right and quick. That's what happened to me. Like, cause I missed the initial like first half of the day launch, and then the second half I got in there like swimwear. Like, I probably could have got one if I was undecided on the release day. I was like, I might just stick with the PS4 for a while because like I bought the PS4 Pro 2 years after the PS4 came out, so I was a fairly late adopter to actually getting a new console because at that point I was happy with just playing with PC. But as my PC became more unstable and I didn't really want to just get another one because I was in a position where I could have a console and sit in the sofa and be relaxed and be fine. Like when I was PC you want that
gaming.
separation.
Yeah, when I was PC gaming, I was stuck in the house and I was stuck. I think I was stuck on my Maz, or I was just happy fucking about on like the 360 or whatever. And I was like, right, I'll get one eventually. And then so I only bought a PS4. Last Christmas I think.
Fuck, you really did adopt it.
Maybe the Christmas before that, but it was I really haven't had it for that long. Like it still feels new to me, which is odd.
If you didn't feel too attached to the console, you might be even able to trade it in for money off the PlayStation.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Depends, because I mean, like you're going to have the as long as you get the Ski Boy, you're going to have the backwards compatibility.
Yeah, I want to get the disc version anyway.
Yeah. But we have the next section of multiplayer, which is the replay. Where we look back at some of the games that were released this week.
Today. This was all today. October 24th. All of these games were released on October 24th. Maybe a day before or after, but around
so when
there.
you were researching this, though, you were saying to me that just all October is like the hottest month for games.
I don't know what it is. Like this is like what the third episode of this we've done. And so that means that I have looked over 3 weeks in October throughout history. This late week in October, the third week of the month of October, I suppose it would be. I couldn't pick from the amount of fucking good games that had been released this week throughout history. There was a couple that were a wee bit too close to the ones we put on last week, so it's like, right, I'll try and grab a couple of new ones, but there's so many good games have came out in October. I assume because you're getting ready for that Christmas period. You need to get them out quick enough, like early enough. The people can be like, right, I'll either buy this now, or I'll wait until Christmas, and I'll get this from a chitlins or whatever.
Yeah.
But some really choice ass games out at the end of October.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is nice.
it's pretty much like you're saying. The Christmas rush is the Christmas fucking
Yeah.
rush. Like the first one we got on our list is like Spider-Man: Web of Shadows from 2008, which was on the 360, which was a fucking incredible game.
What a game!
Incredible
I think,
game.
like it was weird. It was like it was between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man on the PS4. That was the last good Spider-Man game that I
Mhm.
played, and it was from fucking 2008. Was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
2008.
2008.
I remember I done a fucking video review for that when I
Oh,
when
you
I
had the fucking capture, like the first time we ever seen a capture card.
yeah, the first time I bought a capture card, and I made the stupidest mistake of my life in that I thought blip.tv would be a better place to go than YouTube. So I uploaded that. That review was about 38 minutes or so. It was like I spent ages fucking making that thing.
Yeah, you.
And I uploaded it to blip.tv, which now not only doesn't exist, but purged their like servers. So all that information is gone. Like all those videos are dead. Like they are gone. Like they're never coming back. It's like having a fucking photos on Bebo. It's like you're never fucking seeing those things again. And I'm very pissed off about that. Like, but
that was
that was a good game.
that
Like,
was a great game. That had a unique mechanic of like playing as either like
yeah, you were
normal
either good or
Spider-Man
bad.
or
Yeah,
Venom
It was like,
Spider-Man.
if you wanted to be a bit of a dick, then you stick on the Venom suit and you do a couple of dickish things, or you be,
But like it
Spider-Man.
went more from that there. Like you're talking like it had like full robust move sets and
Yeah,
abilities
Two-
based on
yeah.
the suit you
It was like
choose.
two completely different sets of moves, two sets of costumes, and people reacted to you differently and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I thought that was pretty cool.
thought that
And it
was
was
really
also,
good.
I think it was the last Spider-Man game that was really like a comic book game. Like
Mm.
loads of comic book characters turned up in that fucking game. Like there was like loads of subplots with like fucking Wolverine and Black Widow and like people who weren't necessarily just Spider-Man characters turned up in it.
And this is like-
like Luke Cage and all turned up in it quite a lot.
This was like pre like
Just at the beginning,
Marvel Cinema Universe.
just
like,
at the beginning of Marvel Cinema, because I think Iron Man was out in 2008, like the movie.
yeah, but this
but
is
that
like
would've been-
this is
yeah.
before they went really into the cinematic universe.
Yeah,
like this is
this
before
would've
like
been, like,
became
Probably made in 2006, 2007 or whatever.
yeah. Next game we have is
Shit.
funny enough still with Marvel. We got Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which was Xbox 360 in 2006.
So fucking good.
we
What a fucking game! Like
not wasted, but we invested.
we enjoyed,
We invested like
we invested a lot of time.
countless hours.
Yeah, because there was so much thing. There were so many people to unlock in it.
Yeah. Like we were like making the ultimate teams and stuff
Fucking
because I was like an
Ghost Rider
isometric
and-
forward.
Yeah, top
Player.
down kind of isometric brawler.
Yeah.
Which it was just full of like really like kind of great powers and stuff. And then wasn't there a third one that came out not that long ago that was just shit
Yeah, but
that
it
no one liked?
flopped like
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah,
I never went near it. Like
It came out very late into the 360 cycle, PS3 cycle, I believe. Like really late into the cycle, and no one gave a fuck.
Ultimate Alliance 3. I thought it was literally just out like a couple months ago.
No. Ultimate Alliance 3 came out. I want to say
There
came
was
out-
two. There was Ultimate Alliance and Ultimate Alliance 2. Both of them came out on 360, but I could have swore there was like a third one that came out very,
Oh, shit,
very,
it did?
very recently.
It did, yeah. Oh
2019.
Jesus!
There you
I
go.
could have
yeah.
swore there was one out there.
It just, I think like it was all that there. So much stuff was like kind of locked off, and it was all it didn't play great, it didn't look great. That's what it was. It was a Switch exclusive. That's why
Oh.
nobody fucking played it.
Team Ninja done it though. Developers Team
Actually,
Ninja.
here I have a Switch now. I can go back and get that.
Yeah, you could.
Shit, you have a Switch? We can play that.
Yeah, I could get a copy of that. We can play it.
Fuck.
That
Well,
is
you know
in
what?
the
Okay,
realm of
I'm not-
possibility.
I'm not going to speak ill of that third game then, because maybe the fact that it just didn't do very well is because it was only on Switch. But we'll see. I don't remember hearing a lot of positive things about it. But that just could be because it was only on Switch and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, I know what Nintendo was trying to do. I think Nintendo did try, like, for a hot minute to try and get exclusive non-Nintendo games on the Switch platform that generate revenue, like Bayonetta 2 and stuff, and it just didn't fucking go
That was
very far.
Bayonetta 2 was the Wii U, man.
Wii U, fuck
That's
off,
why
really.
I bought a Wii U. Do you know what? Bayonetta 2 is a game I left off this list because it was also out today.
Really?
Yep, 100%.
Fuck
It was the Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 combo pack was out last year
Right.
this day.
Surely that was the Switch release.
That was the Switch version.
Okay, yeah, okay. So,
So-
you knew it came out for Switch.
Yeah, but Bayonetta 2 was a Wii U exclusive for a while.
Had it on the Wii. I think I got Moon Knight as an exclusive. Moon Knight?
Moon Knight's badass, like.
Yeah.
He's like a. The best way to describe. It's like a. I was gonna say a daredevil that only operates at night, but he also kind of really only operates at night.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's like a voodoo Batman,
Ooh.
but he's dressed entirely in white.
It's kind of like cloak mask white though.
Yeah.
Kinda
Well, you
look
don't
like-
see him, but he's like a. It's like a full mask. He doesn't have like a
Okay.
thing. He's a cool guy, but
See, like when you, I thought like maybe like a vigilante taskmaster looking dude.
Depending on what version of him,
Mm.
yes.
Because I mean, like Taskmaster,
Modern version?
Taskmaster with like full mask, but also like white hood.
Yep. Depending on what version of him, that is an accurate description. But
Yeah.
more modern Moon Knight, he's running about in like a 3-piece suit,
Oh,
but
okay.
with like a hood and a cloak. It looks
that's
pretty,
pretty cool.
badass. Like
He's Marvel's Batman with multiple personalities. It's also like, is Marvel's version of Superman also not got like some weird schizophrenia
the
going on?
Sentry, one
Sentry,
of my favorite characters that just no one fucking cares about anymore. which
He's
is
like
annoying.
he's got like that
He's his own-
duality of
he-
man sort of thing, does he not?
He's his own villain.
Yeah.
He's his own. The Sentry's villain is the Void, and the Void is just him. But it's him. It's like he's locked that part of himself off in his head because he's like mentally unstable.
Yeah.
But he's like by far the strongest character in the Marvel universe. But he's
Stronger
also
than Captain Marvel? Because I know everyone's giving.
Well,
ev-
calm down here. That's not.
I
Let's not
know-
upset the Marvel movie fans.
I'm
Like,
going to say like, because like
No.
apparently Captain Marvel's meant to be the
no,
strongest character
the
ever
Sentry
created.
could literally like punch a sun out of the sky. Like he's by far
He
the
is,
strongest.
but
Yeah.
he does have like the.
But he's fucked. He's completely fucked in the head.
yeah, because
like,
my understanding was he was very much like the Superman equivalent because he was very much got his powers from the sun. It was very much.
No, he got his powers from a shitty laboratory accident. Like
oh, right,
his,
I thought like the sun like,
actually, you know
enhanced
what?
his power. did not?
It wasn't even. This may have been rewritten a couple of times, but the origin story that I remember is that the guy who he is when he's not the Sentry, I can't remember his name. I haven't read this in a while, but he was robbing.
Nate might know because he also cares.
Nate does care. I know he cares. He was robbing a lab because he was a junkie. So he was looking for drugs. Essentially, he was looking
Nice.
for whatever he could fucking get his hands on, and he drank a vial of something, and it turned him into the Sentry. So
Why
it was
would
like
you
it
do
was,
that?
but I think that may have been his like. He came like the Sentry kind of turned up and then didn't really do much, and then they were like, right, it's fine, get away, leave him, and then they brought him back again with like an edgier early 2000s origin story, and that was when he was like Robert. His name is Robert. He was a junkie, and he broke into a lab and he drank a potion and became the world's mightiest hero. But he's also a complete fucking nutjob. He's like a complete schizophrenic. So he's his own villain. So like the stronger the Sentry is, the stronger the Void is.
That's
So
horrifying.
he intentionally stops himself from being the Sentry, so there's no Void. I was like, why has no one done anything with this yet? This is fucking great. So like him and Reed Richards made a machine that wiped everyone's memories on the planet, so he could not have to be the Sentry, so he could keep the Void away.
That's
And then
incredible.
people like kind of picked at it, and then they started fighting him again. He's like,
Oh, should say he'd be a character work well in the boys.
he
Definitely.
probably does because the guy was apparently a piece of shit who like his wife hated him, and
Marvel's good for that.
he beat the fuck out of his dog and all. He was a bit of a
Oh god!
cunt, like,
Oh, you beat the fuck out of your dog. You're automatically the biggest villain in the world. Like,
yeah.
Void is way stronger. Isn't it World War Hulk? They push him to be bad to fight Hulk.
They
I think I read that. I can't
it
remember.
was the Sentry was the Hulk's friend. Like the Sentry was the character's friend.
like World War Hulk's the one where he's like he's
World
in
War
the
Hulk, yeah.
gladiatorial combat, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think I
but
read
at
that.
the
You
end-
give me that
yeah.
comic.
At the end, he comes back. There's like the sequel, which is like Planet Hulk or something like that. It's called. The Hulk is like, I'll be back in a week. I'm flying towards Earth right now. Bring me these people, and the rest of the planet's fine. It was like the Illuminati. It was like a group of like, who was it? It was like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man. Like all the smartest people. Professor Xavier was in there, and they were like, right, we'll get the Sentry because the Sentry was the Hulk's mate. Apparently, they kind of, he wasn't really, but they were saying that he was, and then the Sentry wouldn't do it. He was like, I'm not leaving this house because if I do, everyone's gonna die. So they kind of like cheated and tried to make a fake Sentry. Like they made like a light that was like the Sentry's big thing is that like he like a golden light travels around everywhere where he is because he's like the power of the sun or whatever. So they made like a hologram of him and they put a whole load of lights behind it. The Hulk was like, "Oh, it's golden, man," and then he was like, "Nah," and he beat the fuck out of it. It was like Reed Richards in a suit. And he just started beating the fuck out of him, and then like I think the Sentry like eventually does turn up and tries to stop him, but I think the Hulk says something to him and he just freaks out and leaves. So like he was a very like mentally unstable character that you could just get rid of whenever you want with a wee like head fuck. But I think in the current climate, I think he could probably do quite well with a character like that.
I feel like mental health and people playing with that there works well in media today because we understand it better. Just
really like schizophrenic.
And the representation is definitely needed as well.
Bipolar, I guess maybe schizophrenia, bipolar, something like that.
It's hard to say. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the specifics of mental health.
Yeah, they've tried to revive him a couple of times, but it's just never caught on. He was in like the Dark Avengers for a while, but he was so fucked that I think Norman Osborn was like giving him drugs and was just telling him what to do, and he was like, "Right, I'm gonna go do it." They'll work it out eventually.
We've gotten such a tangent.
Sorry,
We're talking about
into
Marvel.
like comic book stuff there.
Yeah.
What have we got next?
We got 2003's Beautiful Joe in the GameCube.
One of the GameCube's best games. I fucking loved Beautiful Joe. Do not tell me you don't remember it.
No, I do. I'm just trying to remember if it's the best game.
I said it was one of the best games in the GameCube. We Henshin a Go-Go, baby. Henshin a Go-Go, baby. It's fucking great. I love that. It still looks amazing. I was looking. I was using it for reference actually for the game I'm working on at the minute, and I was looking at videos of it. It still looks great. It has such a tight art style that you wouldn't
timeless.
Yeah, you wouldn't know when it was released. Like if you give someone like like a HD remaster of Beautiful Joe, they'd be like, is this like an indie game that someone made like today? I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference. Like,
if we park it a wee second and go back to Marvel stuff, and that's what we said. Some mental health representation just literally plays up the stereotypes, and it sucks.
You would have to have someone who knows what they're talking about. Like,
that's why I respect Team Ninja, or no Ninja Theory. Whoever done Sensua.
Ninja Theory.
Yeah, the Sensua's. Fuck, why do I keep forgetting him?
Senua's Sacrifice, is it?
Senua's Sacrifice, yeah. Because they worked with a charity and done extensive research in psychosis to make sure they like represented the mental health condition correctly. So like I totally get where she's coming from. Like it'd be very easy to marginalize and
good on them.
Well, it would be very easy to marginalize the fucking condition if you're not sensible about it. But I do have a lot of respect for Ninja Theory for being so diligent in their approach to it and not fucking like just pissing it up the wall as a gimmick. It is one of those ones where like I feel like the representation definitely has to be there, but also like
has to be done
correctly, done right, done right. Yeah. But yes, Beautiful Joe. Yeah, I mean, I would play a Beautiful Joe in 2020.
It was the DMC sequel. It was his sequel anyway. Which the director was. Never remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
Japanese names. I always get them all mixed up. Yeah, he went from like DMC to Beautiful Joe because he was like, I want to do something that's just a wee bit more inspired by like US comics. But and like pulp movies and stuff like that. But
you had to distance some stuff from fucking Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on that. I think he was not on that. If I'm honest,
I'm sure
I think he came back for free. I'm near sure he was in one, left for two. He came back for free because fucking hell.
No one who was involved in 2 knew what they were doing. Like
Devil May Cry 2, man. People give shit to the DMC reboot.
I know. They're like, do you not know that Devil May Cry 2 exists with its Diesel Jeans tie-in? Like,
oh my god, I forgot about that.
Remember that? Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Diesel Jeans fucking tie-in.
The costume unlock where it's just like a wee pair of jeans and a leather jacket.
It was a fucking Diesel Jeans and like a fucking like
shitty leather
worn
jacket.
down brown leather jacket. Oh my fucking god. It looks so shit. Oh, I hate that game so fucking much.
And then you just play the thing twice with him and then Lucia or whatever.
Yeah. And like they just made any of the fucking goddamn melee combat just non-fucking like
the guns were
viable.
Like
the guns were just
strong.
It was so fucking shit. It's like, well, I could spend 10 minutes fucking sorting you to death, or I could shoot the guns for 10 seconds. What will I do?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Remember the boss? I'm gonna get angry if I go into this
Do you
here.
hate that game more than you hate Bon Jovi?
No.
If you if you had to listen to Bon Jovi for an hour or play that game for an hour, what one would you pick?
Play the game.
Right, okay. Oof. You answered that really quickly.
I hate Bon Jovi. Like, I hate them both, but Bon Jovi still sits in my fucking... He just, we're not going to get into this, but he's definitely sitting on wheels.
Sitting on wheels.
But yeah, like, fuck, I forgot about that. I forgot about the Diesel Jeans tie-in.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Just as you said that there, just the fucking, like, the memories fucking flooded back, and I was like, oh my fucking god, you're right.
Yeah, it had like a shit soundtrack and all as well. Like,
Oh, it was
worse
fucking
than the other.
awful. And it was
Worse
like
than the other few.
bland and brown.
Yeah, the game looked ugly. Like, it was one of the ugliest looking games.
And like you
It's
went
the-
from like the really amazing diversity
Yeah.
of the first game with its enemies and its environments
Yeah.
and its characters, and then you went to
It was like, here you go, have some mannequins and brown. Have some brown mannequins. Like,
have some
no.
blob monsters.
Yeah, have like, yeah, and then like the final boss is just fighting all the bosses again. You're like, ugh.
They phoned it in.
They did, oh yeah. That game was a good disaster. Like,
Can you pick that up? It's them phoning it in.
do you hear that? Do you
Yeah.
hear- Can you hear that phone ringing?
Yeah.
Oh, right, it's them phoning in. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
I see. But yeah, if you've never played Viewful Joe, not that we condone piracy here, which is
No.
ironic because your name is Pirate Viking Gaming, like a pirate.
No.
Get a GameCube emulator and fucking play it because it's fucking great. I don't think it's came out on anything else. I
think
don't
they had
know.
a
It
remaster for the PS3
if it really
digitally. I'm near sure.
right. If it
I'm
maybe,
near sure they had a re-release on something.
maybe if it has like a HD remake or like a HD re-release or something like that, give that motherfucker a thing. I know it has. I know there's a Beautiful Joe 2, but I also don't know. I don't know what the crack with that is like.
I'm near sure there was a re-release at some point. It just seems like in my head I can remember a re-release.
Hold on, like there you go down the bottom. Games, Beautiful Joe 2, Beautiful Joe. No, nothing after like 2005 from the looks of it.
Oh, I thought there was a re-release of it.
Scroll down. Is there anything underneath that? No, that's it.
No, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I imagined that.
Yeah, try and hunt out a wee GameCube. Fucking.
The Dolphin, if I remember correctly, is the emulator of choice
Yeah.
for the GameCube.
It was on PS2 as well. Well, PS2 or
Oh yeah, PS2 as
GameCube.
well.
I actually I literally remember playing it on the GameCube more than the PS2 version.
You were. A
I was
GameCube
one of the few
guy.
people who had a fucking GameCube though. So
The only one I know, I think.
hey, I still have that. You fucking fuck up.
I just said you're the only one I know had it.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't say
it was
a
the
bad
way
thing.
it was the way you said it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. Because I think maybe our friend Connor might have had one too. But I was like thinking about it. I was more in my head going, did he have one, or was his brother maybe had one? Like I was more was one of those things where I was like thinking to myself like, did he or didn't he? And it wasn't like me like scornfully thinking about GameCube. Like, I mean, why would I scornfully think about GameCube when I spent so many hours in your house playing Smash
said
Bros.
GameCube.
Melee?
Playing Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube, which I did, which was terrifying.
Ah, fuck that. I wasn't playing that, but I remember Smash Bros. I remember Smashes some Bros.
Yeah, we smashed Bros on the GameCube.
We Smash Bros. Quite a lot, actually. on
Beautiful
the
Joe
GameCube.
is also still a really great looking game. It's one of the few games that got like a really nice cell shade.
Oh, she might have a GameCube still as well. GameCube was boss for Smash Bros. And I never played Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine was boring.
I'm tempted to get a physical copy of like the All Stars just for that, so I can play it and see it for myself. That plus like I'll have like it, they're doing like a limited run to like March or some shit for that
I
game.
guess maybe one of the options there get it, but
In my head, it's kind of like buy it because once they stop producing it, that thing's only going to go up in value.
yeah, Nintendo games kind of do that.
But no, but like that's definitely going because they've literally put a fucking timeline on its like
right.
on
Nintendo,
its production, if you know what I
fucking
mean.
love
They've
doing
said by March we are not. You can no longer buy it digitally or fucking physically.
right. I
Which
mean, it was all right. I just remember being like, I'm not really a fan of this whole like water mechanic. I assumed that they just built a water engine that they were really proud of, and they were like, right, we need to put a game around this. And it was fine. Like it was no, Super Mario 64.
Mario Water Sports Edition.
Yeah,
Just pissing on shit.
fest, yeah.
Oh Mario, I wish you would just like piss
Yeah.
on me.
Piss on me. Yeah, that's why like the backpack was called like Squirt or something.
No, we went through this. It was called Flood.
Yeah, it was called Squirt. Yeah,
No, it was called Flood. It was called something.
it's called Flaps.
No, it's called Flood. We thought it was called Flaps.
Yeah, it was called Flaps.
We had this literally like episode
a
one
few
of the
weeks
podcast.
ago. Yeah.
We went through this. I think it is called
My
Flood.
God, we're already retreading content. Oh, we're done.
Oh man, you know what? That's in jokes, man. That's how you make the in jokes. That's how you get the fucking.
That's the next T-shirt. Flood or Flaps.
we should
Flaps
we,
are-
we should we should make
Flaps
we,
or Flood.
we should make that and like borderline almost get sued by Nintendo if like
What are
Flood or Flaps and Mario kind of go on.
What are Nintendo gonna fucking do about it? Fuck them.
I mean, Nintendo are notorious for fucking going after people for selling stuff
That's true.
with their name on it. They better produce more later. I want that game, but I don't have the Switch right now.
Yeah.
You might have to pay a premium beyond March.
Flood.
Ocean,
Flood.
let me tell you.
That's
It's
right.
Flood.
Were you thinking of Wonderful 101, which was the game that was out at the start of the year, maybe start of last year? That was supposed to be. It was the same team.
Oh, maybe that's what
and
it
you run
was.
about as a wee group of people. I think he may have been in it. Maybe as like a, if you buy this, you get this DLC Beautiful Joe skin or something. Maybe.
Maybe that's what it
But
was.
it looked very similar to Beautiful Joe, except that game got absolutely trashed, and I played it and didn't understand what was going on and didn't like it. So I didn't like the demo. I think I played a demo or something on it. I was like, this is bad. This is bad shit.
That's I did hear a controversy around that game. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look up Super Mario Sunshine and I'm going to see if it says, like Flood anywhere with like a particular like design, and I'm just going to change it to Flaps.
Shit, we'll put it on the store.
Yeah, and then
We'll
put
make
that on
merch
the
of
store,
it. You want a
and
cup?
then
You want
just-
you want a
you
Flaps
could buy,
mug,
You could buy
a
a
Flaps
t-shirt,
t-shirt,
that
a
says
Flaps,
on it.
a Flaps
Flaps with a little
phone
squirt.
case, a Flaps mouse mat. We got you covered.
And then
Don't
people will be
don't
like,
worry, guys.
Why does your t-shirt say Flaps? And then you'll have this whole big thing to tell them. And
Yeah.
then they'll all come here.
Yeah, it's the Flaps
And
system.
we'll all be friends.
It's the Flaps
The
system.
Flaps system, yeah.
Yeah, big wet flaps.
Big, massive, flappy, wet flaps.
Jesus Christ. Will the design of the character change to have flaps? I mean, like,
I'll give it Flaps.
just know what you do. Like, just put like the shadow, like the silhouette of some flaps in the background, and just have the character being kind of drenched.
Yeah.
Just be like, just a really wet character and just a silhouette of some flaps in the background.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be fine. We
Jesus,
work
that's
that out.
terrifying. Let's have a look at this here. Flood. Yeah, there you go. Flood.
Yeah. What if the the handles?
Looks like
are
a
just-
duck, doesn't it?
They're just two flaps.
Kind of looks like a duck.
What ducks are you? What?
I mean, like if you look at like the bill and stuff, like the way if you were to kind of look at the flood
See what
machine.
you're thinking of there. It looks like Pingu because that's what Pingu's.
Oh, it does look like an angry pengu, doesn't it?
Pingu was a penguin and not a duck.
I was thinking the brown and yellow is quite duck colored though.
Ducks are white.
Some ducks have like brown and yellow. I think.
I'm pretty sure ducks are white.
I
think they're-
no,
yeah,
no
I think-
no fucking pengu's yellow and brown like.
That's true, but it looks like Pingu.
It's got the newt
Yeah.
newt.
The
It
newt-
is doing pure
that
newt.
doot. He's doot and that's snoot.
He's newt to doot like
He's newt to doot.
newt to
Right.
doot to doot.
We've got 2 more games.
Yeah, we keep getting distracted. Are you ready to be one of the riders of the storm?
That's the wrong game, but yes, because that was
really? Was that not in Hot? Oh,
that was
right.
Underground 2, you dickhead.
My apologies.
Hot Pursuit 2 was like the best arcade racing game for home arcade racing game, I guess, for fucking
I
ages.
mean,
That
like,
was amazing.
forgive me, like, but I just talked about the game that made that really mattered.
That's true. Unfortunately, Underground 2 was not made today, so we can't say that it was. So
Apparently, your internet's been a fuck up over
my
here. Gaff.
internet is a big slut. It's a big wet. My internet is Jabba the Slut.
You know what? Your internet's kind of like the silhouette of like the character wet with the flaps silhouette in the
My
background.
internet is just the flaps of internet.
The flaps.
Shit, it fucking sucks.
Just wet, unresponsive.
I think I told Virgin Media to go fuck themselves on Twitter, and they were like, "What can we do to help?" I was like, "You can go fuck yourself." It's like I was literally having to use like the 4G on my phone because my internet was broke, and they were like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I was like, "Your fucking internet doesn't work, you shit company."
Fuck.
Fucking dickheads.
Jesus.
Yeah, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Hot Fursuit 2. You're
Was that?
two furries chasing each other down the street.
Hot
and
fursuit.
whoever loses.
They're
gets
naked furries and they're chasing for the suit.
Yeah, that's right. Whoever loses gets fucked, and that's it. And then the cops,
By the person in the suit.
The cops turn up and they also join in. So they're like,
That was kind
they
of
have like a little like siren on their head. They're like, Nina, and then they fucking.
that was a very Eddie Murphy Raw joke. You remember Eddie Murphy's Raw?
I do. Yeah.
Hey, that was bordering on like Eddie Murphy's Raw. If you remember that joke from Eddie Murphy's Raw, it's a joke that would not land or fly.
You can't say that now.
You can't make that joke in this day and age. But he made a very I,
A
in
lot,
this
of
day
his,
and age-
a lot of his stuff is very homophobic. Like,
yeah, he made a very homophobic joke
Yeah.
in Raw about the homosexual community being the sirens of police cars. But I'm not gonna.
We'll not get there.
Not get there.
A fun arcadey racer, which I remember being a good laugh to like fuck about with people.
That was kind of like the successor of Paradise Burnout, wasn't it? That came out after Burnout Paradise, right?
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 was a PS2
Yeah.
game.
Oh, was it? What was the one that came out?
We're going down the way.
Sorry,
There was a remake of Hot Pursuit.
There was
There
yeah,
was
because
that a
that
few
was
years
because that
ago.
was the one.
Yeah,
That
but-
was the one that
But
was
that's the
because
game.
Criterion were involved. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. So it's the wrong one. Okay,
That's
my
the game
apologies.
that was a remake of, though. The original one. The original Hot Pursuit 2 is good shit. It was probably one of their best games next to
Never
Underground
played
2, which was, the only one that really matters because that's where the writers were.
It's where the writers
the
were,
Storm here, and then the writers,
and
and then they came together.
and the of in the middle.
Yeah,
and that's
and
what
then
they met.
yeah, the of was the anus.
Know what the of was like the quarter-mile stretch before you hit the anus.
Yeah. So you get the writers.
The
and then
writers
storm,
were
the storm
were
is
the
behind
writers.
the anus. The anus.
The of is the quarter-mile
Yeah.
quarter-mile stretch, and the storm is the anus.
It's also on. It's right. Isn't
Riders of the Storm.
Isn't it Riders on the Storm?
I thought it was of the Storm.
I think it's on.
I don't know enough about the Doors.
I'm going to
to
say
really
that I'm pretty sure
say.
that the lyrics are Riders on the Storm.
Really?
It could be off, but Jim Morrison is a bit of a dick, so it probably is on.
I mean, like every time I think about the Doors, I was thinking about our friend Kieran Little, who was
He's
like,
like the Doors.
"Do you like a
I
Doors?"
was right. I've been confirmed by 2 people in the chat
On
that
the
it is
Storm?
Riders
Jesus.
on the Storm.
Is your phone going off?
It is indeed.
I was just saying, I can feel it on the storm. What the fuck on the storm? That makes no sense.
Riders on the Storm.
Like when it comes to like the lyrical nature of that, there writers
when
of
do
the storm.
song lyrics ever make sense though?
I mean, like they should.
Why?
Let's not give them any fucking leeway here. They should make their fucking lyrics make sense.
They have to be literal.
Well, not literal, but just like contextually speaking.
No, man,
like
song lyrics.
writers on the storm. What the fuck is on the storm? Like, who's
What
a
is
writer
what is
on the
of,
storm?
what is of the storm mean?
I mean, the storm could be a metaphorical presence of like a storm of writers, like literally the collective of writers, or writers of the storm in the sense that people who chase fucking hurricanes. You could contextualize of better than on.
On's more artistic, so that's why Jim Morrison went for it.
Jim Morrison's dead.
That's true. He is dead. Yeah. I'm Jim Morrison. I'm dead.
He just says it. It sounds cool. I fucking
To be
disagree
fair, it
on
does
this one.
sound cooler than of.
Like a storm could be like a metaphorical
Yeah, it's like
presence of
Ride the
things.
Lightning. Ride the Lightning doesn't fucking make any sense either. But it's
It does because that's a reference to literally. It's a reference to the execution sentence of people on the electric chair. So you're riding the lightning.
yeah, but even the term Ride the Lightning doesn't make any technical sense. But
Yeah, but like you can
right,
contextualize it easier.
we're being dragged into semantics of song lyrics here, which is not where we want to go.
I take it like they're on the move, I guess. But I feel like
Yeah.
if they're on of the storm is a moving entity. I feel like that would work better, like thematically. When you talk about like the language of the, I don't know. We're getting too fucking involved in this.
None of us are English professors, so let's just go on to the
Definitely
last.
not. Like,
Let's
I'm
go on to the
fucking
last
dyslexic.
game.
The last game, Jets. I would say Set Radio.
I know. I'm raging that it's not Jet Set Radio because Jet
It's
Set
'cause the
Radio
American
was
version's called
absolute fucking
Grind
test.
because-
Grind is the sequel. Grind is the number 2.
Oh, is it? I thought
Yeah.
I thought they changed the name in America because I was near sure. So this is a sequel.
Yeah.
I thought this was Jet. I thought this was the first one. Never played Grind Radio. Played Set Radio.
I mean, it's essentially the same game except that it's a bit newer.
I really enjoyed Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio was fucking the tits, and Jet Grind Radio, arguably a better title, but people remember Jet Set Radio more.
I mean, like the second one, like Jet Grind Radio makes more sense given the context of the game because you grind a lot of reels.
No, stop being specific with titles. I meant in general. I didn't mean the title as in like the title of the game.
But I'm just saying, like, I can see why they made that the name of it for the second
no,
one.
because they just didn't want to call it Jet Set Radio 2, so they
Jet
just
Set
changed.
sounds better to my tongue. Like my mouth feel is better for Set Radio. Remember, like mouth feel when you're saying words. Like Jet Set Radio.
Some words are uncomfortable to pronounce.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Jet Grind Radio, Jet Set Radio.
There's no.
Jet-
it's kind of like dun, dun, dun,
Jet
when you're
Set
trying to like say it.
Go.
We're like Jet Set Radio. It's kind of smooth. You kind of get in there.
But like
onomatopoeia.
Jet Grind Radio is a bit of like you put a bit of sauce on it.
I
Jet
feel
Grind
like it's like
Radio.
it's like Jet Grind radio. It's like you kind of. And I'm
You
like,
could, you could funk that up if you knew what you were doing.
I mean, Jet
Grind
set.
radio. See, you can fuck it up. You can stop
Jet
that.
set radio.
You can
That
do it
works
with both.
better, though.
You can do it with both though.
But it works better with set.
It's a good game. Let's stop talking about the title. and talk about the actual game.
My entire
think
language is uncomfortable to pronounce.
What is her language? Is it Australian?
No, Dutch. What the fuck,
That's
Australian?
fine, because
What? They speak English. What the fuck are you?
Have you ever listened to an Australian person? They do.
Oh,
not,
they butcher English,
They
that's
do
true.
not speak English. They speak Australian. There's this wild difference. Like
Fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you
Fucking-
that. I don't think I don't think any of our like drug fanatical Australian contingents in today, so we're good.
sweet. I can.
You know
continue to
how
make-
often I get
continue to make
threatened
fun
to
of
be
them.
drugged by Australians?
Fucking piece of shit.
Do you want like a metal one? I don't think the metal one.
You
will
have
be
metal
so-
ones? Why am I using these garbage ones?
They're fucking leather, you piece of shit.
I'll do.
don't know.
The reason I put this in here was because A, we both love the original game, but B, there is a very small company at the minute. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but they're in the middle of making
The
a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, where it's like I think you're fucking about on roller skates, you're spray painting stuff, but I think there's also a fighting. I think you fight as well, but I think you fight using
The spray paint
spray paint and your sweet ass
skates, inlines.
So just getting people back into the way of thinking about that. Jet Set Radio, I think, had a remaster at the start of the year, or maybe the start of last year. So you can currently play it.
Right.
So anyone who hasn't played Jet Set Radio, have a look and see if you can find. You know what? Even a couple of videos would probably do you like.
If I could get a hold of the copy legally,
The soundtrack
I would stream it because that game is great.
Yeah, the soundtrack in that game is straight up Erection City. Like, it's Pine Town. It is funky.
It's very like early 2000s.
Yeah, a lot of like b-boy stuff, a lot of rap, a lot of like early, not techno, but like, yeah, actually, you know, it is kind of techno-y stuff, but like the soundtrack in that game was fucking choice, and the game itself was great.
Yeah,
It was a fucking
like a
tight ass
fucking
game.
great
The
game.
sequel was literally just more of the same, but it didn't quite have the same like impact that the first one had, but it was still fun. It was still great. I think it came out on like Dreamcast and I want to say it came out on original Xbox as well. Like not 360, but just, you know, the brick one,
Yeah.
the green one. I think it came out on that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did come out because like after like Dreamcast have sunk its own ship. It didn't really sink its own ship, but it kind of threw in the towel quite quickly. They did migrate a lot of the Sega's games to the Xbox and GameCube platform. So yeah, I could see that. God, I missed that old Dreamcast.
I still have a Dreamcast we could bust out.
We should sometime. If there's a way we could capture it, like the only problem is trying to capture it's a fucking nightmare. You need to get like some sort of composite to HDMI sort of fucking jobby, and I think those are quite expensive.
I think I may have that. I think that Dazzle capture card I think I might be in my
I
house
don't know
somewhere.
if those
that may
will-
not even be of use. No.
It's more of the compatible.
And I want to give it all to you.
Right on.
Love it.
Is that
Thank you,
Robert?
That is Rob. Yeah.
There's like someone who has like a very similar.
Yeah. It's Robert. Though. I've learned
Robert.
to differentiate them.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Welcome kisses.
I think we have to go into our next segment.
The
though.
third and final segment, or
'Cause
trilogy.
We can go for a while, but
Yeah.
we need to start. What's our time? Yeah, fuck. We definitely need to get into the next
Wrap
segment.
this bad boy up.
Skippable cutscene time. You ready for it? Or should we go for the movies first?
We'll
What
do
you
the
wanna
movies first.
Okay, we'll do
and
the
then
movies
we'll
first,
let-
and then because after skippable cutscene, we can go to the free for all.
Yeah. So the third section, bonus stage, I'm gonna go through a little list that I prepared that you all have to do your homework for next week if you're coming back. Well, I suppose we'll get this out of the way at the top. We're doing a kind of slightly off format Halloween episode next
it's gonna be a
Saturday
bit different
because it
this
is
week.
literally Halloween. So we're not 100% sure what the whole show is going to be yet, but we're going to maybe like
Pull back the games a little bit less.
We'll roll back the games a tiny bit. We'll probably skip the game and news thing and maybe just talk about spooky stuff for the whole
Yeah, because the podcast's going to go live on Halloween night.
the whole
so
episode. So we thought like, right, it's literally happening on Halloween. So why the fuck not do some spooky shit? So between now and then, we're probably going to be asking for like, you know, favorite Halloween movies, favorite scary games, stuff to do on Halloween, fucking pictures of fucking pumpkin carvings.
We
like,
want to
who
see
the
like your
fuck knows?
cosplays and shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing like some sweet Halloween costumes, tweet to Twitter. If you're on our Discord,
Tweet
put
those twatters.
put it into the PvP podcast section. We're going to try and highlight some of that cool shit.
Yeah, we want to do maybe like a little showcase of like what the crack is, what people do for Halloween. So as far as next week goes, we'll probably do like a little section where we talk about, you know, like favorite Halloween movies or
Yeah.
favorite spooky movies, spooky games, stuff like that. So to kind of to get into that, I made like a little.
You made more of a list of like movies to watch. They're not all Halloween movies, but they're definitely some movies.
It originally started out as like spooky movies that had been made based on spooky games, so like horror games to horror movies, but it turns out that's an incredibly short list.
So you wanted to give the people some recommendations of like video game
Yeah.
movies that they should watch versus video game movies they should not.
Yeah, it
fucking
kind of just got me thinking about like, right, what's going on, what's actually worth your time and what fucking isn't. And I'll start by saying don't watch anything that Uwe Boll has done.
We've got that
None
on the
of
list.
them.
Or, like literally on our don't watch is like
That is the
fucking the last ones.
I would
all
say-
Uwe Boll's movies.
I would say maybe if you're alone and you're so inclined, watch the Dead or Alive movie. But that's for
That's for fan service,
that's
though.
a very specific reason you would watch that movie. It is not
live action fan service. Is
it's
the way I
not
describe
Kevin Nash. You're not watching it for Kevin Nash being in it. You're not watching it for Eric Roberts.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Do you like tits?
Do you like really slow motion fights? With
Do you love
tata-
jiggling massive?
Actually, you know what? Now that I think
jabs?
about it, I don't even think Uwe Boll done Dead or Alive.
I'm near sure you did.
I don't think he did.
Really? Do you want me to
Because
tell-
it had too many actors in it.
You're talking about the guy who managed to get Jason Statham in a fucking movie.
No, that's true. It had Eric Roberts and Kevin Nash in it. I don't know if it was Uwe Boll or not. Director Corey Ewan. It
Corey
was
Ewan,
not-
okay.
it had no-
Wow.
Producers Paul W.S. Anderson. Okay, yeah, it had nothing to do with Uwe Boll. So that doesn't even count. Just watch Dead or Alive if you want. Then watch it with a box of tissues in the dark,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Or absorbent sheets.
Yeah. Put on an adult diaper and just watch away.
I mean, I don't know about adult diaper. If you just got like
You
a
don't,
towel,
you don't have
a
to
towel.
worry about anything.
Depending
then.
on your
If you're watching an adult diaper, you're free to just fucking.
but adult diaper, like you're
Come
not
wherever you want.
it's awkward to maneuver your hand around out there where you want open freedom.
Oh, I was talking about like hands free, just like you just.
No, but you gotta stimulate yourself.
Right. Okay. Well, you
You
can
know?
do that with like toys and stuff.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess.
Anyway, we'll get into. Well, you know what? We'll start with the don'ts because the don'ts are always funnier than the do's. I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
definitely.
I need a slightly bigger version of one of those screens because I forget what I fucking wrote. Put that one
That
up,
is
maybe a
absolutely
bit bigger.
fine. I will create one now for you.
Because I have the attention span.
Can you
of
read that?
of a dead man. Right. So we'll start with don't watch. These are all, they're not all horror films, but they're all films based on games. So the first movie that you shouldn't watch, which I think this one is probably the easiest for you to watch because it's on everything at the minute. It's on Netflix at the minute, I think. Doom. The Doom movie it's fucking shit. It's got Carl Urban, it's got The Rock, and it's still garbage. I think it's The Rock's worst role by far.
Walking Tall.
I would watch Walking Tall over Doom any day.
Tooth Fairy.
I can't say that I've seen that, to be honest.
But you know, if I'm ready, if you do, it'd be a shit movie.
It probably would, yeah. Yeah, not a great movie. Like, one of the people you're supposed to be rooting for is like a pedophile. Like, do you remember like at the start where I met him in real life, Richard Brake? He's a very lovely guy, but one of his lines at the start of the movie is like he's going to go to Thailand and fuck himself like a child lady boy or something. It's like, why you could not possibly be on this character's side. So when he dies later on in the movie, you wouldn't be like, oh no, he's dead. This creep is dead. What?
Oh, just I'm giving you a chat so you can see the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Richard Brake. Yeah.
No, but look at what Nate said.
I forgot. I have to fucking read things now. My eyes are going. Where am I?
I'm trying to keep you informed. Literally the last line.
Oh.
Above.
Yep. We got there. I can kind of read it from far away there. But like, I wouldn't even necessarily call Doom like a game movie. It has virtually nothing to do with any of the games whatsoever.
It's closer to Doom 3 than
yeah,
Doom.
which is the one that people didn't like.
Yeah.
Ironically enough.
Ironically enough is the
yeah,
one.
they tried to, like kind of like explain their way through. Like the story to Doom 3 was essentially just like a scientist went a bit nuts and just started opening up a bunch of portals to hell. But this one is more like a scientist went nuts and made a bunch of monsters genetically or something like that. But it eventually turns into like a portal to hell thing. But it just sucks. Like the I guess you would say like the highlight is the like first person section that lasts for like 45 seconds somewhere near the end.
Yeah, Rob said about the first person scene wasn't horrible, but that was about it.
That's not enough to carry the whole movie.
Like
though.
40 seconds of an hour and a half movie. It's not enough.
it's not worth it. Don't watch it. You know what? If you can comfortably sit your way through like a bad movie and find joy in a bad film, then as far as these bad movies go, the Doom is the one you would get the most amount of enjoyment out of, because at least it's a decently made movie.
I'm looking for that list. I would have said something else, but sure.
Well, we'll get to that. I think I know what one you're going to talk about, which I'll also agree with. But like for people who don't have such like an infatuation with that particular movie that we do, they probably wouldn't like anything about it either. That movie sucks. Like fuck them.
Comment from Not So Wigs. Oh no, not the nonce. Anyway, who wants pizza? I love nonce as a term. It's such a fucking good term. The next movie though, this is the sequel, Silent Hill Revelation. So I'm not. You got to take the steer on this one. I've never watched the Silent Hill movies.
I worked in the theater when this came out. I think it's got Kit Harington in it, and I think it may have been like his first or second non Game of Thrones role. It came out in 3D. The movie is just absolute dog shit. There's nothing enjoyable about it. It's not gory in a fun way. It's not scary at all. Like, it's just like an hour and a half of just like flashing lights and jump scares. Like, it really sucks. There's no story to it. There's like barely, I don't think there's any crossover from the first movie at all. It's a completely different set of characters. Just do not go near it. That movie sucks.
Billy is saying it's the one that fucking sucked.
Really, 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 really fucking sucked. It's fucking shit. There's nothing enjoyable to it. It's not like, oh, look at how fucking shit this looks. It's one of those movies where it clearly had like a decent budget. Like it does, so it doesn't look cheap. But if anything, that just makes it less enjoyable, because it's like a really highly polished piece of shit.
It's kind of like you had money, hard you managed to screw us up.
Yeah. You're surprised that it's as bad as it is, which I find infinitely less enjoyable, because they're like, look at how good this movie is that you're getting to watch right now, and you're like, I am not enjoying anything that's on this fucking screen, and you're all cunts. Go home. Just fucking get out of here.
Just get to see.
Yeah, don't watch Doom. Don't watch Silent Hill Revelation. Although I think at this point the majority of people probably already watched Doom, because it was pretty popular when it came out. Like, I
feel like if you watch Doom, you have to have an interest in Doom. I feel like anyone.
I think I watched it in the fucking theater, and I'm pretty sure I bought it on DVD. But I had
Doom on DVD.
I had a very low bar for what I would consider good movies back then. Like, but
you're quite the cinephile.
Yeah, you could stick Doom on in the background while you're doing something important, and you'd be all right. But Silent Hill Revelation would take your attention away from whatever you're doing, but in a bad way. You'd be so distracted at like the shit that you're watching that it would upset you. You'd be like, right, I'm upset now.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying this at all. Third, which you could make a case for this either or, but I couldn't put both of them in the watch list.
I feel like over the two, this one's definitely the worst one. And I'd make the argument that it's missing one key thing. One major factor is missing.
Is he French?
He may be French. Maybe French. Yeah.
They replaced Christopher Lambert with James Remar.
And don't get me wrong, James Lamar is a great actor. Like in the Warriors, I really enjoyed him in the Warriors.
That's about it though.
But like, he's no fucking Chris Lambo.
He's no Christopher Cheese Lambert.
Like, you know, you've got the Lambo of actors, and you're gonna not fucking cast him again.
You've got the Lamborghini of actors.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna cast him.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation is like, it's the definition of a directed DVD sequel, like, well, directed video, I suppose, at the time.
Yeah.
So few of the actors from the first one returned.
Like, it
Liu
was
Kang and
Johnny Cage, but he was in it for an inconsequential amount of time.
It wasn't even the same guy.
Really? I thought it was.
Nope. I thought it was as well, and I went back and looked it up, and he was like, why would I come back for the intro? No.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Channel 5 of sequels. I always remember, like, Mortal Kombat Annihilation being on Channel 5 like every few weeks at 1 o'clock in the morning on like a Friday or Saturday, and you can tell because that's like the kind of quality that it has. Robin Cho came back for this, the girl who plays Katana, whatever the fuck her name is. And as far as the cast goes, that's it. Sonya changed. The guy who played Jax was okay, like his sections were fine.
Yeah.
We like this movie probably equally to the first one when we were younger.
But
as we have grown, we'll put it this way: as we've grown over, my appreciation for the first one has only grown.
Yeah,
and my distaste for this movie has only grown.
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's like it's too short and too long at the same time.
It's like it's a convoluted mess inside a short time frame.
Yeah, a lot of really weird shit that happens in this movie that's just not very good. Seeing some of like the stranger Mortal Kombat characters that they couldn't have got away in the first one, like Cyrax and stuff, was fun. There's some good fights in it. Like, you should give it a watch, but maybe just turn it off at the end because the animality things are. I mean, like right now, me and you could make better graphics than at the end of that second movie.
Oh yeah.
I have a very tentative knowledge of 3D, and you have no knowledge at all, but you still know more than the people who made the movie did because it looks like fucking dog shit.
It looks like fucking garbage.
That movie is.
We gotta acknowledge some of the stuff the chat was saying. So Tara's came and said lemon bear. Milas came in talking about the jump scares kind of suck when it came to the sound. Well, I mean in general when it comes to movies, it's just like a cheap way of scaring people.
Yeah, it also played a lot because it was in 3D. It also had a lot of like a lot of shit coming at the screen and all. It's like if you're not watching it in 3D, basically, then it had no impact on you whatsoever.
Basically, a lack of creating suspense, you know, and just like unease because it's cheap scares. And with someone with anxiety, it's not really that. It's just kind of like a mental tax without any sort of real like substantial worth.
Yeah,
at least that's what I'm getting from like Mila's comment in this one. But I understand. Like I totally agree with Mila. I don't like I when it comes to horror movies, I prefer psychological ones.
Yeah,
I don't like too much body gore. Like I'm not a fucking
but
Saw
I mean, like,
or a fucking. I'm not Saw or a fucking.
If you're watching a Silent Hill movie,
fan.
you're going to see some weird body shit. Like you have to expect that
body shit. But like, what made Silent Hill was the psychological aspect of its framing, and especially in 2. Like, you did have some freaky motherfuckers in 2. Like
at the same time, there's only so much.
But it was a psychological mindfuck more than a jump scare, boys.
There's only so much you can like put into like an hour 45-minute movie though. So like the game has the luxury of having like hours and hours of
I totally get it, but
time.
But then extend it by fucking 20 minutes and start building some of the suspense.
I guess.
Like, make it psychological, play it because there's enough to build your fucking narrative on. Like.
Just doing the same thing. I'll just do the chat thing while I'm here.
Yeah, no, it's grand. Weird body shit is different from this. Yeah, like there's weird body shit, and then there's torture porn, which is like Saw.
Yeah,
like I don't enjoy the torture porn. Weird body shit's fine. Like I feel like I could watch Hellraiser and be okay with it because it's weird body shit. Where like with Saw and
good shit.
Like with Hellraiser, I've never watched it, but I'm sure I could watch it.
If Tom is still in the chat, there's a scene in the original Hellraiser where some guy goes from like a pile of shit on the floor to a fully formed person, and they do it in stages. So it's like pile of shit with a few bones in it, some bones with some muscle on it, like a skeleton. Like eyes coming into the skeleton, skin coming over the skeleton, and it was made. I think it was made in like I think Hellraiser was 1989, or maybe a wee bit even earlier than that, maybe. But it looks amazing. It looks fucking, it's creepy as fuck. He's like covered in like, it's fucking weird.
Tom is in the chat and he is talking to you right
It just
now.
looks like someone's came on him. Like there's all the shit all over him.
Tom
It
is
looks
acknowledging
fucking
it right
horrible.
now.
Yeah, it does look. It looks very painful. Yeah.
First, few, I mean, like there were. I saw one wasn't as bad, but like I felt like as those movies went on, they got more.
Yeah, they
about,
started leaning on that stuff.
They started leaning on stuff, and then Hostel was its own fucking like
that
set
was a
of
load
fucking torture
a
porn.
load of absolute bollocks.
Matt essentially didn't mind House of a Thousand Corpses so much. I didn't mind it. I actually watched House of a Thousand Corpses because it was weird. It was weird body shit rather than
I
torture
do not
porn.
like that movie.
I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it enough. Like, but like Tara's talking about, like she'd rather be scared from something that builds like a psychological bent or something.
If you want to talk about a really scary movie, then the last movie on this list is Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li,
fucking terrifying.
which is one of the scariest films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because it was so fucking shit. I was like, I've never actually contemplated suicide before, but watching this movie is making me reconsider it. Like,
it's like you're scared for your life.
if you want, see if you ever pictured Chun-Li as like as someone who just fills out paperwork for like her entire job, watch this movie. It's so bad. This movie was so bad. It was so boring. There was like 2 fights in it. It has like a really racist Irish accent in it. Like they get like, put it this way.
They make bison Irish.
Yeah,
don't
they made bison Irish, and he was like, "Oh, I'm bison. I'll beat the fuck out you." Well,
I'm bison, and I'll beat the bollocks on you.
He doesn't.
And
he
it's
doesn't
like
swear in it,
bison.
obviously.
You're ready from fucking
Yeah,
Thailand.
but for some reason they made him Irish and like Southern. I really don't know why, and I hate that fucking actor, whatever the fuck his name is, Buck something or
Buck.
I don't know, whatever. This movie is garbage. Like, I know fine rightly, Robert may turn up here because he loves Kristen Curick, and she was Chun-Li.
In the chat, check the chat.
There you go. Yeah. A shit movie with a shit actress who's shit. No, actually, she's alright. She's in Smallville. She's fine. Like, she's cute. I know why they picked her, because she was popular at the time. But
It's like it's a
guess
good
what
actress
she
in a bad
can't-
movie.
Guess what she can't do?
Fight scenes.
Guess what this movie was mostly consisted of?
Just by
Not
guess.
fight scenes.
I was going to say paperwork.
Paperwork. Yeah. It was
Despite
it
it being
Chris,
called Street Fighter.
Chris Klein or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy from American. He was in like American Pie, and then he done very little else. One of the worst performances captured on film. Like, unbelievable how they got to the end of a day shooting. We're like, yep, that's good, that'll do. Rough, just rough the whole way through. If you can find this movie somewhere to watch, try it. Attempt to get through it. I don't even think anyone's pirated this movie, because it's not worth it.
It's not worth pirating.
It wouldn't be worth the fucking effort to pirate it. Like,
Chong-Li and the tar shit.
ugh, absolute fucking garbage. A crap movie. It was one of those ones where like people use it as like, for a while there, it was like, you see, this is why films based on games don't work, because this is what you get. It's like, I assume you picked a whole bunch of people who had never played a Street Fighter game before and tried to make it to fucking make a movie. It was not good at all.
Your nan's totally like Saw 2. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Saw 2, for me, it's like the stuff of like the scene where they put the needles in the fucking toilet and stuff. It is torture porn at that point, and I'm just not into that.
Saw 1 and 2 was okay. What is it up to now? Like 9 or some shit?
Something
It was
like that.
It went to like 7, and then it started getting its own spin-offs or something. It was like,
Something
it
like
was
that,
like Jigsaw, and then one where it was your woman.
It really done a Nightmare on Elm Street where you had like fucking Jigsaw's New Nightmare and some shit.
Yeah,
like
fucking whatever. Prequels and sequels and all that shit.
that. Yeah. Not great. Like,
We'll move on to
the movies you should watch.
the movies you should watch. Most of these probably should be fairly easy to find, because they're obviously the more popular ones. But we'll start with the exact opposite of the last one we just discussed. Oh, also, yeah, don't watch any Uwe Boll's films. Just get that out of there.
Yeah, don't watch Evil. These shit.
The 80s was the 84 Street Fighter. Up until quite recently, I didn't like this film at all. Maybe not at all, but it was a bit too shit for me. I didn't really like it, because I didn't like what they done with like basically any of the characters from Street Fighter. It was like none of these people are like representative of like what they should be.
Yeah.
But I watched it like at the start of the year, and I was just like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. This is
It was just
fun.
just
Just
campy fun.
Kind of a campy, fun movie. I think like when I was younger, like, because I was very much a Mortal Kombat guy and you were very much a Street Fighter guy, I was like, I'm not allowed to like this film. Like, I have to say that I don't like Street Fighter. But I watched the movie at the start of the year. I had like a couple of fucking whiskeys in me. I was like, yeah, all right.
Our chat is a little behind in the sense they're still talking about Saw, which is fair because we do tend to jump over things quite fast. But Billy was saying he loved Mudvayne at the end of Saw 2.
Like the ending song.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you like the song, you like the song. It's not so we can send it. They might be up to like Saw 74 at this point. Wouldn't put it past them.
That sounds about right.
Jigsaw on the Loose and caught it. Really?
Fuck yeah, he got drafted into a couple of games there. I'm pretty sure he's in Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, he
or
definitely is.
as
He's
well,
definitely well.
or like
I
the
think
little
she
stupid
is.
fucking like thing on the bike.
Think the girl that is his apprentice.
The protege, the one that took over after like Saw 5 or whatever the fuck
sure
it is.
She is Dead by Daylight. But yeah, in regards to like, if we get up to the ones to watch, like Street Fighter.
These are the movies that you have to go out of your way to have a look at by next week, because we'll talk about them more.
I have a lot of respect for Raul Julia.
Raul Julia.
He was pretty much on his.
He was on his way out.
His dying days with cancer, and he took up the role of the Mighty Bison, the Bison, and he done it for a last paycheck to leave his family with some money. Raul Julia, I'm sure the chat does know, but pretty well known for being Gomez from Adam's Family. But he was also the Mighty Bison.
The Mighty Bison.
Star-studded cast for the year was
like a lot of people in this movie.
Kylie Minogue, fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Raul Julia.
I guess it was. I suppose it was mostly Kylie Minogue and
she was
Jean-Claude Van Damme. She was Cammy,
yeah,
because Cammy is British.
Yeah,
but whatever.
I mean, Kylie Minogue's Australian.
Like a few people of like the Street Fighter characters got sidelined, I guess, in it for Guile. Like Ken and Rhea were pretty much just like bit parts in it, but there were good bit parts.
Yeah, they were good. Sorry, his red. Tom quoted the fucking line from.
I'm going to get on my boat and sail up the river. I'm going to kick Bison's ass so hard the next Bison won't be. It's going to feel it. It's good shit.
Fucking love that. That was
like a lot of good lines in it. Changed the channel.
I was gonna say my favorite.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. You're a guy who was fucking Zangief.
Zangief's like there's a bomb in the back of a fucking like truck coming toward them,
but
they're looking at CCTV. They're watching CCTV and like fucking Zangief being the fucking meathead he is. The Russian bar wrestler just goes, change the channel.
Change the channel.
They're trying to prevent a bomb from hitting
when them. When I was younger, I really wasn't a fan of this movie so much, just because I thought that I had to represent Mortal Kombat just by liking the game and the film and not Street Fighter. Like, this movie, it is a bit of a mess. Like, there's a bit too much going on in it, but at the same time, something funny happens like every few minutes or so, and it's more than enough to get you through the whole thing. And like, just turn your brain off and have a look at it, and you'll
just enjoy for the campiness.
Just know that when it came out, it didn't do very well, and Street Fighter fans really hated it. But maybe now, in the light of day, like years later, people can look back at it for the bit of like the time capsule shitty 80s movie that it really was. Like, it's
one of those things where like I feel like at this day and age we can appreciate a hot piece of garbage more than maybe like back then when a hot piece of garbage came out. It was kind of hard to like, where now we really like shit movies. Like, look at The Room. It's like a cult classic, even though it's a piece of shit. Like, people love The Room despite it being objectively a terrible movie.
Weirdos love The Room.
I mean, fuck you, I like it. I enjoy it for all the worst reasons as well.
Boring, man.
Next one. We've kind of put Resident Evils in general here,
because there's more than one good one.
But there's also a few.
There's also a few. Honestly, if you woke up on a Saturday and a Sunday, I think as of a couple of days ago, at the time of recording, every Resident Evil movie is on Amazon Prime. Every single one. So see if you woke up, say tomorrow morning, and you were like, right, I have got nothing to do for the next 12 hours. Start at 1. I just go right to the end, like not skip from 1 to the end. Just watch them all the whole way through. There's enough to like at least in every movie that I think I've watched all of them at least more than once. Like, they're stupid as fuck. Like, they're ridiculous. It's one of the most ridiculous franchises that there has ever been. But like, the first one at least tried to be like a quote unquote serious movie. and then they got more stupid and more campy as they went along. But it's like 1 is good. Extinction is good. I think the one where they're in like the desert and shit, and the guy who played Johnny Cage is in it. It was like the only 2 fucking things I've ever fucking seen him in. He's like one of the drivers, and then the last one was pretty decent. Like, you can get enough enjoyment out of the whole series that it's worth giving them a go if you haven't watched them. Like, they're not good movies by any chance, but they're, like most things, they're camp enough.
They're popcorn flicks. You just
they're stupid. They're stupid enough that you could find something that you probably like about every one. Has like an individual thing. Like, you remember the second one? He's like, GTA motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
like, you still fucking remember that? Like,
GTA motherfucker.
Yeah, what did that come out in? What, like fucking 2002 or something like that?
It's as he was running over zombies.
Absolute fucking years ago, and like we still quote that to each other like on a fairly regular basis. Like, it's like GTA motherfucker.
Anytime we run over stuff in games, like GTA motherfucker.
GTA motherfucker. So like, at least you have to at least applaud the effort that went into making, well, like an 8-film franchise or whatever it was before they ruined Monster Hunter. And like, as I said, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can literally watch all of them for free. So there's nothing stopping you from maybe carving out half a day. And
especially certain like, Halloween period, you know, why the fuck not?
They're spooky. They're spooky zombie movies. The one where they're in the prison is also quite good. I think that might be like probably the second best one. It's yeah, they really fucked up naming them. Is it Afterlife?
I don't know.
I can't remember. The one where they're in like the prison is quite good. Fuck them. They'll be fine.
Anything with Wesley in it was so campy cheesy. They also love the slow motion action shots in those flicks.
Wesker.
Yeah, I'm just reading what.
No, yeah, I know you wrote Wesker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know he meant Wesker.
The Wesker fights were ridiculous. Like, but
I feel like after a while, the Wesker fights in those movies influenced Wesker in the game
a little bit. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like Wesker by fucking like Resident Evil 5 was just like
he was fucking zipping.
It's like, ha ha ha! I am Neo.
Like, yeah, you're like, what was get on here? Like, but I think they're if you I mean they're blockbuster franchise movies. Like at this point, if you haven't seen at least the majority of them, I'd be very surprised. But there's more to like about them than there isn't.
Okay,
to like about them.
We have the actual good Silent Hill on the list here.
The first Silent Hill I really like. I think it's incredibly disturbing, but like in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's fuck me, man. The first time I watched that movie, it was one of those like on TV 1 o'clock in the morning fucking boyos, and it was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like I saw it like, you know, it's fucking halfway through. It was like, what is all this like stark black and white? Like, why everything's covered in like ash and grey and shit? It was like, it looks great. I think it's a really great like a movie. I can't stand the actress, that lead actress. I fucking hate her. I can't remember what her name is, but I don't mind her in this as well. There's a lot of really like fairly horrific fucking scenes in it. Like the fucking somebody gets like burnt alive in it, and it shows you it in like fairly graphic detail. And then there's some shit at the end that happens where there's, you know, fucking like shit fucking coming in, going out of things where things shouldn't be going in, coming out of.
Oh, word.
But like the movie, like it has like really great sound design. Like visually, I think it looks really good. It's like it's clever enough. It's at least it's its own story. You can just, if you don't know fucking anything about Silent Hill, you can whap that film on. You'd be like, right,
you'll understand.
You're telling me a story. This is what's happened in this film, and that's it. You don't need to know, like, you know, fucking, right, I'm gonna have to do like a couple of hours of research before I watch this because I don't know what this person's name is or like what that thing they've grabbed is. Doesn't make any sense. Because I know very little about Silent Hill games.
I know enough about 2, and that's about it.
I've played maybe a wee bit of 2 and 3 or something like that, but
2 and 1 for me.
2 and 1, yeah. But I thought the movie was very good.
Ocean, despite being like a massive Resident Evil fan, fucking hates the movies.
Well, I suppose like that might be why he hates the
film.
film.
Yeah, because he loves the
actual
franchise.
Resident Evil fan.
It's like he loves the franchise,
but like
so much
it's
that
very
the
hard.
Just don't fit into that
I think
narrative. Well,
eventually now, like they're literally in the middle of doing a new Resident Evil movie now.
Really?
Like they're completely new cast, a completely new set of people involved, like producer, director. They're going more for a visual horror kind of thing. Like
right.
it's going to be more like, you know, old zombie movie rather than like someone doing fucking 9 backflips over a car in slow motion, which is where it went. So they're you will have a new Resident Evil movie within the next year or so. I think maybe
Netflix series, apparently.
a Netflix series for Resident Evil or for Silent Hill.
Ocean said about it. I thought there was going to be a Netflix series. That's
Well,
news to me.
they're making something. They're making a new Resident
it
Evil
is.
something. If it's a TV series, that'll be fine. They'll just
probably
try
works
and
better as well.
they'll
If it
probably
was a
just-
series,
yeah,
because
they'll probably
it,
just try
it can it can make
recreate
it breathe a little bit more.
whatever Walking Dead done before it, fucked its own fan
Fuck
base
itself.
up. But that's new. If you haven't seen, once again, if you haven't seen Silent Hill, give it a go because it's good shit.
The hydrate.
Hydrate, motherfucker. I'll also hydrate with this sweet ass beer.
We have our last movie, which is the movie that I think we
Last
both
movie.
hold very dear in our hearts.
Best to this day, best video game movie there's ever been. The original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack.
Yeah.
Best intro.
Yeah.
And the intro is like 8 seconds, and it's just Mortal Kombat. The soundtrack is all like Fear Factory songs and like weird techno shit.
No soul.
Yeah.
is mine.
If there's anyone who hasn't seen a fucking Kerry big fucking Shank song, fucking rapping the fucking life out of it. He's
so
fucking ripped
good.
as fuck in it. It's great, even though he's like an old man by the time that movie. Well, maybe not an old man, like, but older
No,
man.
he's the perfect version of a young Shang Tsung.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where now he's the perfect version of an old Shang Tsung.
Yeah, he was the villain in every movie in the 90s, but fuck me, man. If anyone hasn't seen the original Mortal Kombat, don't even like try and like pirate it or anything. Buy a Blu-ray and fucking watch it, or fucking buy it on Amazon Prime or something like that. Just like try and find the best quality version of that movie you can.
I've not seen any
Oh, for
of the
God's sake.
aforementioned movies, by the way.
Every,
This is why you
yeah,
should listen to these recommendations.
This is
and
why
take them.
you have to look at this list and you have to watch what we tell you to watch and not watch what we don't tell you to watch.
We're
You know
giving
what?
you
You're
some
probably
guidance.
better off watching all of them, but watch the ones we tell you to watch first,
Yeah.
and then watch the rest later. The original Mortal Kombat, it just gets me so fucking hyped. It does not matter what I'm doing or what's going on. If you stick that movie on, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna fucking watch it. It's everyone in it is fucking great.
I
They're
think we watched it
they're-
last, like maybe about 6 months back in your house. Just at the
Mortal
end of the
Kombat.
night.
Oh, man, I watched it a couple weeks ago. Like I'm
Man,
fucking,
maybe like I was
yeah.
in your house and
I was
just
like
randomly
maybe
we
a
stuck
group,
it
yeah.
on, or just sitting there
I
with a
bought
few
the last
drinks.
time I was drunk. I bought 2 copies of it on Blu-ray just so I could give one to someone because they'd never seen it. I was like, you just
Wow.
fucking have this. It was
You
great.
gifted a good gift to someone.
They're like, as far as like actors go, like Christopher Lambert is by far
Oh, perfect.
he's the most well-known actor in the movie. Like
Yeah.
I think you could probably struggle to place anyone else in that movie. Robin Show's been in like a couple of things. Your Woman, whatever the fuck, she was in Billy Madison and stuff. Whatever the hell her name is.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, Brandon Lee was supposed to play Johnny Cage. It was the year before, the horrible accident.
Yeah, but
happened.
I just couldn't see.
Oh
that-
man, no, he could have done it. Have you ever watched Showdown in Little Tokyo? He is essentially Johnny Cage in that movie. Like,
Okay,
very
okay.
loaded-
Fair enough. I've never seen the movie, so I
Yeah,
can't
load
say.
of-
I mean,
load of
Tom's
s-
probably going to want to jump for the screen
Yeah.
and strangle me for
no,
something.
yeah, load of swagger, load of like he had a lot of Johnny Cage energy in that movie.
Right, okay.
And I assume someone saw that and been like, he could very easily do Johnny Cage.
Right.
But the original Mortal Kombat, there is nothing about it that you couldn't like. It has absolutely fucking amazing fight scenes in it. Robin Show is just oiled up to the fucking gills the entire way through the movie. If you want to see just an oiled up Asian man in a tank top beat the living fuck out of people, fucking watch that movie. Personally, my favorite guy in it
Waiting for
is
the
Kano.
Cokie McGee.
Oh, I am so sad that guy died of like a fucking heroin overdose or something. I think it was coke. I think he may
That's
have
why I
just-
called him
yeah,
Cokie McGee.
I think he just coked it up. He was fucking in line. Like he was on like the short list to be like,
a Bond was
Bond,
he?
yeah, like the Pierce Brosnan set of Bond movies. He was like on the short list to be Bond because he was fucking ripped to fuck. Like he was great. Cheesy as fuck. Hammed the life out of every fucking scene that he was
so
in.
good as Kano.
So fucking good as Kano. He did not have that. He wasn't allowed to be as good as he was in that fucking movie, and then just go and fucking die like the year after. So
Man,
fucking.
the part where he's just like feasting on like the fucking.
He's that
shanks.
fucking chicken wing. He's eating that
It's like-
fucking
it's like a
chicken
big
wing. He's
chunk
like,
of, like,
he's such a dirty,
It's like-
such a dirty fucker when
It's like
he's eating that
he's
chicken.
eating like a big whack of fucking like things, just choking down some meat and then like swallowing grapes while talking to
Every
Goro.
frame of that movie is burned into my fucking skull. Like I fucking love that movie so much. Just the fight with it's the fight with Liu Kang and Reptile near the end. I think is probably one of the best fights that's been recorded.
And the thing is, a very
cinema.
throwaway character in
Yeah,
relation
yeah.
to the
He
actual
literally
movie.
he just jumps in, jumps back out again. But fuck me, I fucking love that movie. I would put that movie definitely. It's in my top 5, like just top 5 movies in general. It started as like a shitty like we watched it when we were younger, like 12, 13.
Didn't
It
know
came
what
out,
good movies were, and just
Yeah,
were
it
like,
came
oh my
out-
god, this is great.
It came out in what, 95? So
Yeah,
we probably watched it when we were about like 6 or 7, and then just subsequently watched it every fucking year from then on. And now we're in our 30s, and I fucking still love it. I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
still fucking love that movie. If you have not seen the original Mortal Kombat, you have to watch it. You have to.
Like, bear in mind, it is very much like cheesy fucking martial arts.
It is a
movie.
product of its time, definitely, but it's such a good product. It's like it's the antithesis of like this is what was going on in like mid to high budget action movies in the 90s. Wee bit of fucking credibility from Christopher Lambert. Very good special effects with Goro. It's
'Cause
not
it's practical.
Yeah, practical. Yeah, it's not bloody. There's no gore in it. There's very little like swearing or like there's no nudity in it or nothing like that. It's just like you would go to watch this movie as like a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old in the cinema and just be like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And that's pretty much exactly what happened to us.
Yeah.
Because like I know it's a bad movie. I know like in terms of the Academy, I'm sure it's technically a bad movie.
It's not picking up the award, no.
But I would give it, if I ever make an award for movies, I'll fucking just give it. I'll give
Just
it to Mortal
find,
Kombat.
just go to France, find Mr.
Yeah.
Lambert, and just provide him the
Movies
award.
that have entertained me more than any other movies. Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Just
Kombat.
fucking have it. I've bought it on VHS, I've bought it on DVD, and I bought it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna buy more.
So it is time for us to get into the next section, which is going to be really fucking difficult now to think about it.
Why is that? Right, while you're standing up, I'm gonna go pee.
So our next section, guys, is
drank too much
skippable
beer.
cutscene. For anyone who is aware, skippable cut. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do this easily. I can do it. I can look at the phone. It feels like I got more. What? Oh yeah, I can pull that down. Yeah. But guys, we're going to move on to skippable cutscene. For anyone who doesn't know, skippable cutscene is our trivia-based section of the trivia-based section of the podcast where we award points for those who can guess the game based on the cutscene. We take the cutscenes and try and frame them in the most awkward or nonsensical way possible. Bear in mind, it's usually the opening cutscene. Then you guys have to guess. We have 10 skippable cutscenes today to go through. We're going to be tallying up the winners across the month, and they will win a fantastic mug, because we're going to send out a mug to those people. I will probably not know none. That's fair. Where did you fall on the series Conquest? Is that like the cartoon series, Robert? I like the cartoon of it. I like the Mortal Kombat cartoon, but I can't remember what it was called. But yes, we're going to be going into skippable cutscene. So I'm gonna bring the actual I'm gonna bring the background music the fuck down a wee bit here. But yeah, we're gonna go into skippable cutscene, guys, when Mr. McFarlane's back. We have 10 cutscenes this week. We have one that's worth double points, which is going to be super fucking difficult for people. I just don't expect anyone to get our bonus one, but it's going to be worth 10 points. So how it works, guys, the first person to get the cutscene right gets 5 points. Second person gets 3. Third person gets 1. Whoever gets the bonus cutscene, we award 10 points to.
No one's getting it.
No one's getting it, but only, with the bonus one, it's worth 10 points alone. There's no runner-ups from that guy because it's going to be fucking boogaloo. But we're going to be going into skippable cutscene right now.
As you can see, we've put a lot more effort into it than we normally do.
Well-
If you're playing with some VLC space, it'd be fine to pause it, so you don't
I'll
have to keep
have to-
clicking it.
Yeah, I just need to click onto it. Well, I mean, I have to go over here to record the results and stuff.
Well,
as
we can
we
do
go through
that
it.
after.
Are we ready, guys? Let's
Who's
go.
ready? I'm ready. You ready?
Who's ready?
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm so ready.
Are we ready
Wait,
for
hold
it?
on.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready?
Actually, are you ready?
Remember not to confirm if it's the correct answer or not, lads. Yeah, exactly. We can't. We just have to wait.
That's
for,
right. We kind of
we,
fucked
we,
that
we
up
kind
last
of got
week.
excited last week.
Apologies. We were excited that people were answering correctly
Yeah,
so much.
we were
that
like, we're
just
really excited
yes,
about that.
yes.
So we're trying not to give any like notable visual or audible nods.
Yeah.
towards
If you
the
see
answer
any
to
of
that.
us become erect, then it means you've got the right answer.
Yeah. So it's time. It's time to go for it.
Technically, Spanish Flee was the right answer. The song. The song. Oh, one correct answer. Oh, fuck's sake!
You fuck up. Oh my god, we're getting raided right now. Hey Annie, join us right for a kids school cutscene. Shut the fuck up, by the way. Stop giving the answer away.
Sorry, I was excited. I was excited there. You have to also give Thomas.
We literally warned you not to do
Just
that,
said
and
that,
you fucking
and I
did it.
fucked I fucked myself
Annie,
up.
how are you doing? Hope you keep well. You're looking well. Thank you very much for the raid. We're
Actually, you know
really
what?
enjoying-
Just mute my mic.
Just mute. Just mute.
Just mute the fucking.
I just tempted to mute the fucking mics.
Just mute my mic.
Right, so Ocean has jumped in there with the first 5 points. We'll give fucking
Fuck's sake.
Tom the free. We haven't had anyone put in the fucking.
Yeah, no one else got the right answer.
No one else is fucking. You need to shut the fuck up though. Hey Morpheus, how you doing?
Fuck's sake. Hello, everyone who just joined. You're joining at the start of the contest, pretty much.
Yeah,
Should,
you're trying to start a
should we do that first clip again just to see if anyone who jumped in there can get it?
Yeah, we've still got 1 point to go here, so we'll go back for it again.
Yeah. Right. I'll attempt not to say anything.
Fucking asshole.
Just because this was one of my suggestions, so it just means a lot.
I know.
So if anyone knows what this is, put it in the chat.
Okay, Oz gave me a second to finish placing my order, so yay. We came at the best part. I backed out and had to watch for seconds.
Should we give him?
No, we can't. We have to have a specific answers there, right? Because we have said this that if you name the wrong entry in the series,
we give Tom 3 points and he got the answer wrong.
but he came back in and corrected himself later. If you noticed, he said
did he?
2.
Oh. Shit.
I mean, no reason I'm acknowledging that because you already fucking acknowledged it.
Yeah, I'll be quiet. I have to be
We'll
quiet.
give 10 seconds for the last person to put the right answer
If
in.
no one else gets the exact right answer,
to get like 1 point on the board.
Give Dean a point because he's at least close.
One off though. We gotta be strict to the points because there's prizes. There is a rankings to this. There was a low stock, but oh fuck! Not so wicked came in there for the last point.
Nope,
Oh,
you're on the wrong screen.
On the wrong screen. Right, we got Not So Wicked on the board then. We have to be very pedantic about which game it is, guys, because if there's multiple games in the series, we need to be getting the exact one right. If you get the wrong number of the game in the series, we can't allocate you the award because there's so many sequels we could be going through in the latter stages of the actual podcast or in the years that we have to be very pedantic about this. But here's the next cutscene,
Yes.
guys.
Okay. This next one. What's the insertion method?
It's not Mr. Mosquito.
It's not Mr. Mosquito will not be appearing again.
Launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets its closest
Remember, it's the first 3 people who answer correct get points.
Yeah, so any more guesses, guys, in the chat?
Should we repeat it again?
I can repeat it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can repeat it. Let's repeat it again.
I love
repeat it
it
again.
certain.
What's the insertion
Good
method?
stuff. Ooh.
Will approach the
What's your insertion method?
My insertion method can be discussed thoroughly if we have time.
Is it dry or moist?
Go in there like literally a rad zone in the middle of the 12th. Treat it like a rad on the 12th of July.
Oh God.
We'll give 10 more seconds,
I'm gonna-
guys.
I'm gonna say a lot
you can
of-
Google
a
it.
lot-
You
I'm
can
gonna-
go. You can all Google it.
I'm gonna say a lot of wrong answers there. Like that's.
I'm seeing a lot of wrong answers there. Yeah.
I am absolutely shocked that.
I remember you saying specifically
like,
the other day,
people
I
will-
will vomit.
I guarantee people will get this. I can't believe Robert got that wrong. That's why. Like,
Hey, you got it wrong. You got it really wrong there.
I would consider him an aficionado.
No.
Right, okay, right.
no.
We've got two people who have got it.
Yeah, we got 2.
We'll do like a maximum of like 3
So-
replays. Will we replay it once more just so people can have a good look at it?
So, just to say, done and dusted. We're closing the poll on this one. It was Metal Gear Solid 1. A lot of you said Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid 2.
2. Someone
I
said
said
3.
There was a lot of dancing around it. Ocean was in there, like in swimwear.
Fucking like that. It's a PS1 game, you fucking psychos. Why are people saying 2 and 3?
Fucking calm down. Don't call them
Fucking hell.
psychos.
You call yourselves professionals? Fucking being
They
in
don't-
here
they
with
don't.
the professionals. If you're here, then you're a professional. You got it wrong once, you big dickhead.
I'll kick myself. I know. Ocean's pulling away. 10 points already. Let's get into the next one.
Ooh.
I have to say, I like the production value we put into this version of it. If he's more robust.
Oh, wow. All right. Oh my god, Tara coming back in with an answer.
Tara is getting involved as well. That's all the points allocated, guys. It was indeed Silent Hill 2. It was a little bit
You
of
just
a...
come in there quickly.
Ocean, Ocean.
quickly.
I think Ocean's going to take it. Like
Is this boy? Did you give him the fucking document?
did
that has
not
the
give him the
answers or something?
document, no.
What a madman! It's alright.
So it's okay. He's not fucking getting them all, though.
There's a few you won't get in this because no one will fucking get them. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're fucking.
There's so many games I've never played.
Rob, what did you say for that one?
He said... he didn't say anything, I think.
Oh, I thought he had an answer for it.
I didn't have an answer for it.
Splinter Cell. I'm corrected. No, he didn't. Yeah, that was Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 2.
Silent
Dos.
Hill. Oh no, it's Dos.
Dos. Let's go for the next game, guys.
Yeah. Tom, you do not get extra points for being drunk.
No,
but
you
you've
do
actually, You're on the board for points though.
You're actually second in the lead right
You're
now.
doing quite well. You're second at the minute, which is crazy.
I'm seeing free screens. I mean, he's seeing free games at this point. I've only ever played like free games. I mean, you've got yourself on the board. Not
That's
so
true.
wicked. So I
think
mean,
Tara's
like,
I think in general, Tara's doing quite well as well.
yeah, definitely. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's like,
She had a few from last week too.
yeah, she got a few from last week. Let's get into the next one.
Right. Let's go.
This one's going to be hard, I think.
I know of someone who'll get this.
If he doesn't, I'll be
Oh,
very
people are
upset.
getting a delay. Okay, so we're gonna have to maybe. Oh, fuck me, sideways. Right. Maybe repeat this one then, because it's.
Yeah, if it's on delay, we'll have to repeat it. Like
on
we'll
delay,
repeat it. If
right.
guys get in delay, we'll repeat it
We'll do it. We'll repeat it 3 times.
3 times. Jesus.
Be ready to pause that, you son of a bitch.
I'm ready to pause. Don't you worry.
There we go. Is that 3 times?
We're going to go for the third time now.
Okay, right. Forgetting how to fucking count.
Oh, that's Silent Hill again.
That is Silent Hill. Okay, that is all the points allocated then.
All points allocated,
4.
and funny enough, the person we thought were going to take the lead
Yeah,
didn't.
was the last. Rob, I thought you were going to be all over that. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
we
like-
thought
'cause you
we'd all
love
be all
Halo.
over that. He's like the Halo fucking
He's the Halo
aficionado.
boy. We have 4 correct answers, but only 3 points to give.
It's only
unfortunately.
free tiers to give.
Sorry, Hannah, you were too close.
Hannah, you were so close, but just no cigar in this round, sadly. Let's see how we get with this next one, though. You're not getting this. If anyone gets this, they fucking deserve it.
If anyone was on the Twitter earlier on,
Shut
then
the fuck up!
We might know.
You need to shut the fuck up when it comes to this round. We do give away some clues on Twitter, guys.
We probably
this is the
should have
reason
said,
why
yeah.
you should look
We
at the
probably should
Twitter.
have said that before. We give away some clues on the Twitter beforehand.
We got a few wrong answers so far, I will say.
Yeah.
I'm excited I'll do because I was using the restroom. Otherwise, it would have been easy point. Oh, very easy points.
Ooh.
No one's getting this. No one is getting this.
No. It's a very.
Everyone say Final Fantasy. It's
an
not Final
obtuse.
Fantasy.
It's an obtuse game.
Like this is our bonus point round,
Yeah.
guy. By the way,
This
guys,
is
by the way,
the 10
this
pointer.
is the 10 pointer for
because
a
it's
reason.
fucking tough.
Because this one, I only ever heard of it because this guy did not shut the fuck up about it for years.
And it has a great intro soundtrack that I have played.
Should
on
I get
stream
the
before.
intro? Should I get the intro up for people once we're done? Like going through this.
Maybe so. Yeah. Right. That's 3 times, and
Three times.
No one was even remotely close.
Well, let's give him 10 seconds. There's a delay. Let's give him 10 seconds or
right.
so.
We're just sitting here. We'll sit here quietly as people get the wrong answer. It's not Pokemon. It's not Final Fantasy 8.
It's not Pokemon. Not Final Fantasy. It's not a Final Fantasy game. It's not Pokemon.
Clock Tower was a good. That was a good guess.
That was a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Like I like that. That was thinking out of the box, and I did enjoy that. I'm going to let them.
It's very obviously.
I'm going to let
Cyberpunk.
this.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. Bum to the bum to the bum to the bass. Bum to the bum to the bumble. Bum to the
It's not Road Rash. That was on the Twitter. He's on the fucking Twitter. Look at the Twitter.
Yeah.
to the bum to the bass. Bum to the bum to the bumble. Bum to the bum to the bum to the bass. Bum to the bum to the bumble. Bum to the boo to the boo to the boo boo. Bum to the bass to the bass.
That's right. It was Buck Bumble.
It was
And-
Buck
and-
fucking
and
Bumble.
N64's premium third-person insect action game, Buck motherfucking Bumble, which I talk about constantly. So shame on y'all for not knowing it.
Round 5, no one got any points, but we fucking knew they wouldn't.
No one got that.
I
10
brought this in
pointer.
this week
I
'cause
said if anyone got that 10-pointer, I'll fucking suck them off. Like,
But sadly, no. Sadly, no. It's time to go to our next one, guys. That is-
no sucking off for me.
No sucking off this round.
Thank God.
We've got free answers. We have got free answers on the board.
Right in there.
Right? Well, not right in there. It took a minute, but I give them credit.
I think we're
because-
still on a bit of a delay. Like that was
Yeah.
100% Shadow of the Colossus. There's 4 right answers and
But we can only award free, sadly. So
only 3 right.
Ocean gets free, Billy gets 5, and Not So Wicked gets 1. So we not bad. I mean, I thought that was probably the most.
Probably the most obvious
Yeah.
one, I guess. With Rob in there with a 5th right answer.
Don't even bother with the spelling because being first is more important than the spell checking. No,
mean,
you don't. We if we know what you're trying to say,
If you can't spell it right, but it's still obviously the correct answer, then that's
we're
fine.
giving
Like,
to you. It's different if you like put in the wrong
Yeah.
sequel. We'll not give you the answer. But if you just misspell something, we're not going to fuck
yeah,
you
that's
over.
that's fine. That's yeah. A lot of people got that. That was more of an easier one. Like, but
That's how this one goes.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman the Destroyer gets scrambled in the end, right?
Not sure how to feel about this one.
You
Will
know,
people get it or not? Who knows?
still don't
I
get
made
why
it
they haven't
difficulter
let me
to
hire for
get
these
this.
There's a little
things.
hint
I just
there
drop off the merchandise.
on the right.
Shut the what's called the fuck up. It's a competition, you slut. So we're gonna play it again. We're gonna play it again, and you're gonna shut the fuck up.
Right. Apparently there is a delay.
That's
Rob,
why we played a few times.
Yeah, Rob is. I know, but it's like
It looks
who
like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman
the speed of which people are seeing it apparently is being fucked by a bit of a delay.
I would recommend that they refresh their player during this round. Maybe we'll give that an indication before we started going forward.
Probably a good idea.
But we do play 3 times anyway.
Yeah.
Just to. I can't believe no one's got it yet.
Someone was very close though.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall.
It's Devil May Cry
Even
4.
oldEgman the
I will
Destroyer gets
strangle
scrambled
No,
in
you.
it's not. It's not Devil May Cry.
There is prizes up for grabs. Will you stop? Would you just take your mouth and shut the fuck up?
We're playing the long game.
You are giving clues away like a motherfucker, and we told him no fucking clues.
I'm sorry. Was that 3 times or was that twice? Right. So
That was 3 times.
Yeah.
We have had it 3 times. We'll give him like 10 seconds or so to.
Right.
I just boosted the volume by
Oh
accident.
my.
Oh my. But yeah, like that's one of those ones where We played it 3 times. We'll give him some. We'll give him a second.
What? How much are we waiting on? One more. Oh. Okay. Right. So that's 3 correct answers. The correct answer was Bayonetta 1.
Bayonetta 1.
I assume Tom got that. Was he in there first? But
Yeah, he was actually in there first.
I assume that's just because I said that Bayonetta 2 was close. I don't think he's ever played Bayonetta.
I just left her to the very she's
Yeah,
in her
but
nunnery suit.
it's her when she's in the nun costume,
Yeah,
which most
and
people
I
wouldn't
just
get.
put that at the angle. I wanted to kind of just again. We're making this difficult.
Yeah. That was Bayonetta 1. So that was Tom, Hanny,
And then Ocean came in
and
last.
Ocean coming in third, but still getting those points on the board though.
Still getting points on the board. It's still worth it. Next one. I googled Eggman.
Yeah, if it works, it works. Like.
I think this one might be a little bit more harder to get, but we'll see.
Whoops. It's Bayonetta again, you peen.
Well, I mean, the important thing is that we got
See,
the safe from the start, isn't it?
I think we're running into a bit of a problem here, isn't it? Some people are just copy and pasting the answers that other people are giving to get the correct answer.
I mean, you know.
Okay, right. Was that 2 or 3?
I mean, it's the first person that gets it. It's going to really take the lead every time, isn't it?
I guess that's true, yeah.
Yeah. Is that 2 or 3 have we played that for?
I think you get one more. I think, well, technically,
We have 3 winners.
3,
technically.
yeah. It was Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. I assume Tom is just copying people because I know he doesn't play games, so he's just copying answers. And he's doing quite well at it. So we have to think of a system that doesn't allow people to do that. I don't know.
I mean, the way I kind of look at it, right, is that if you're copying people, you've just gotten ahead of other people.
That's true. You do play Tony Hawk's games, but I didn't think you would have played them up to this point because that was like a 360.
The way I look at it.
Yeah, but you meant like Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, not like all the way up to like 6. I don't know.
Because that's quite a late Tony Hawk game in
Yeah,
the series.
American Wasteland was like a 360 game. I don't even know if he had a 360 or not.
Let's go on to the next game.
Long ago, in ancient times,
Oh, shit.
a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic
Probably should
realm
Google what
and
was that.
sealed the evil entities
Time
off
to
from
know
our
what we were
human
doing the
world.
next one there or not.
But since he was a demon himself, his power was
I'm
also
giving. I had to
trapped in
kind of
the
extend this one just because there's a lot of words on screen.
Yeah.
Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic
Stop squeezing
realm
my arm.
and sealed the evil entities off
I know.
from
I
our
know.
human
I've been a
world.
bit evil with this one.
But since he was a demon himself,
Hey, you know what? I thought people were
his
going to know
power
the
was also
difference.
trapped
And you
on
were
the
like,
other side.
I will
A
actually
demon
kill you.
rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword,
oh,
he
come
shut
on.
the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the
It's
evil
like what? It's
entities
like, you know,
off
like
from
when
our
you're
human
watching
world.
reality TV and you
But
can't
since
help
he was
but
a demon
react
himself,
in real time.
His power was also trapped on the other side.
Is
Hey,
this
you
two-
know
is
what?
Is that 2 or 3?
That's free. That
Rob
is free.
really-
I'm giving them
really-
10 seconds. I'm giving them 10 more seconds. 15 with the delay, but yeah.
Tom, I don't think you are in first. I think you might be in second.
I can check the totals in a second.
Yeah.
I'm
Are we calling round 9 there?
we're called round 9. Guys, you were all,
were
so
all wrong.
close, but
You were
so
all
wrong.
Rob, come on. I know you're a Devil May Cry fan. It was Devil May Cry 3. It was 3. It was Virgil. It was Virgil in the cutscene. What's wrong with you all? Play a fucking game every once in a while. Gee, when we were looking over these earlier on, I said to you, there's no way people won't get that. It's literally Virgil in the fucking cutscene. I was wrong. I can't believe that went unanswered.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Appar-
have to laugh
Appar-
because the ones I thought they wouldn't get, they did get, and the ones I thought they would get, they didn't.
Apparently, Devil May Cry 3 is just as unheard of as Buck Bumble. This bullshit.
Oh, that's great.
Fuck
This is so
me.
good. Right, let's go to the last one.
It's a bigger problem.
I think this will.
This is the city I've
I think this will fuck people up here.
It's my home, my playground, my responsibility. And this.
And this.
It's a bigger problem.
Right, that's 3. That's 4, 5. That's 5 right answers.
Right. Who's in the order?
It was Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. So we have
Right.
theoretically it's Ocean then Billy because
Yep.
Billy got it right second technically,
And then Tara, and then...
and then Tara, and then
Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, wait. Tom, Spider-Man.
did we just say fuck 2? I feel like
know.
fuck 2 is kind of like a cheating.
No, he said Spider-Man, and then fuck 2. As in,
I know,
like,
but I feel like fuck 2 is not. You say
he clearly answered Spider-Man 2. He just done it in a very Thomas
let's set a
way.
precedent. Are we accepting people's corrections like that, or do they have to say the full game name?
He very obviously
No, but like we have to work this out. Are we setting
No,
this
I think that's fine. Yeah.
going forward? Then we'll have to
He
accept
wrote,
that as
he wrote Spider-Man
Right.
and then fuck 2.
You're not getting what I'm saying here. We have to accept that as a precedent going forward, that we will accept answers like that, because if we don't, it's not fair. That's what I'm saying. Are we accepting this precedent going forward?
That's a good question.
Like, I would argue that you have to write the full name correctly out.
No, but sure, we already said about 10 minutes ago that you're
I know,
allowed...
but now I've realized that we're setting a precedent here.
that
That's
you're
this-
allowed typos and shit.
Yeah, we're allowed typos, but
I know,
when,
but
but when
people-
you say a sequel, we also said if you say the game entry wrong, it doesn't count. He said the game entry wrong. Spider-Man is a game.
Yeah, but then he corrected himself by
No,
saying
but he said
it was
fuck
Spider-Man
2.
2.
This is
Yeah,
the
but he
thing.
meant... No, I think it's fine. I think he meant it. He knew
Right.
what he was talking about, because it's if people have to sit there and painstakingly type out the correct spelling of every fucking title, then people won't do it as quickly as
I
they
am
otherwise
not
could.
against it. I'm
Right.
just saying
He's
we
fine. He
have
got
to
it.
make sure
It's
we
fine.
got the precedent
He got it.
here.
He knew what he was talking about. It's fine. He got
So
it.
this is what we're doing going
Yeah.
forward then.
As long as you can make it like a good case for you getting the right answer, I think it's fine.
No. You're adding too many gray areas. This has to be definitive. Like, prizes are being sent
Right.
here.
I will say definitively yes.
Okay. I don't care either way. It's more that we got to set the precedent for fairness.
If you
It's
can-
more
if
about
you-
fairness than-
if you correct yourself in a
Like, I don't want someone going like,
Obvious
"Oh, I
way.
didn't get that prize because like I felt that they done this." I want to make sure that we say we'll accept this. This is an accepted correction method. You know what I'm saying? Because when there's prizes up for grab, you have to make it fair.
No, I think it's fine. Hold on, we're getting some like low-key sad I didn't ace Shadow of the Colossus because on my screen it said I was first. Is like the chat scrolling for different people at different...
No, the chat
order?
the chat shouldn't scroll different stages for people. The video might, because the video is on a variable bit rate, but the chat isn't.
Right, rules are rules. I retract. Right, so Tom has retracted his answer from that last question, so that means Tara gets the third answer.
Okay, I don't care either way.
Okay.
We just gotta make sure we're.
I guess we may as well
consistent.
do it. Like, fair enough. Even if it's spelt wrong, you got to get the whole title in your answer. Then I guess.
Yeah, we'll accept a typo, but if you say the wrong entry of a game, because that's where I'm worried about. It's
know.
like people could say, "Oh, they say the wrong entry." Goes, "Oh no, I meant free." You know,
No.
that's a way of cheating to my mind.
Which round was Shadow of the Colossus? I'm pretty sure Not So Wicked got. Did she get one in that?
She did. She got,
Yeah. You got first in that. Just because you didn't say the. It's fine. Shadow
Yeah,
of the Colossus
we
is fine.
accepted that for Not So Wicked.
Who
so we
got
points?
Who got first in
It was
American?
Ocean, of course, because Ocean's been cleaning up like a motherfucker.
Who got first in American Wasteland?
Ocean.
Okay, right.
Ocean cleaned up this round. So like, I need to tally up the points for the last round though.
He slurped that shit up.
What was our first one then for that one?
I forget.
It was Ocean, Billy, and then Tara. Right? Oh, fucking hell! This is ludicrous. How much of a lead? So,
Fucking hell, Ocean in there with fucking. You just don't fucking cunts me. You dropped out.
so today it's so.
Hold on.
What?
Fucking people are right. Hold on. Was he? No, technically, Tara was the comment above yours on Spider-Man 2, Rob. So yeah, you lost. Fuck you.
Nice way of putting it. I can show the. So we got it here, guys. we're doing spreadsheets with this shit now.
Spreadsheets, bitch.
We're spreading those sheets.
Spread those cheeks.
I will update the current rankings. Here's last week's rankings, and I will update these going forward, and I will import this data into there. So, oh god, Ocean's just pulling away. Ocean's pulling away like
Fuck me, we're gonna have to get this motherfucker his own like emote or something for fuck's sake.
we're going to have to make this really difficult next week.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make this really fucking difficult next week. Feel like such a nerd.
Maybe you just type faster than everyone else.
But he had the right answers every time, you know.
That's true. Well, so did other people, but he
I know,
typed
but
faster.
he was all fucking.
Tom having an
over.
incredibly strong round there with
Yeah,
15 coming
Tom
in second.
Had 15, and then we had who was third? We had Billy coming in third with 9. So like, still some strong numbers in there as well. Crazy though, just fucking crazy, mental, like, isn't it?
Robert let me down so much.
Rob missed a lot that we
Rob,
fought.
you fucking play games as much as we do. Like, what are you doing?
Rob-
MGS 2, son of a bitch. No one got
Devil May Cry.
No one
3.
got Devil May Cry 3.
I am shocked as much as you are
On
by
this
that.
channel of all places, we love Devil May Cry, and Devil May Cry 3 is the
I mean,
best
we
one.
might love it, but like, it's not everyone.
Okay,
loves
right.
it.
Apparently, it was a 20-second delay, so I guess from next week on, we'll maybe try and do a wee bit of.
I would
tell
advi-
everyone to. We'll put a wee bit of like a right. Get ready for.
refresh your player. 'Cause
Whatever,
when you
refresh.
refresh your player,
Yeah.
it will reduce because we've got low latency enabled. If they refresh their player, it'll literally be a 2-second delay.
Is it because he's like in the middle of a third world country at the minute though?
Maybe,
And
but
is
I
it-
mean, we can't. There's variables we can't control.
Right. His internet is connected to a potato. Two potatoes just facing each other. And that's
But
what
I
his
can
internet is.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, it's my shitty net. It won't help me.
Yeah. See, look, the Ocean kind of refreshed before he started as
Right.
well. So he was using next game strats. So we'll be making sure to say that beforehand. It's like, refresh your fucking browser. We're gonna go.
Yeah. He has that inside knowledge.
He knows how Twitch works. And I feel like we need to be all over that. We have the next section, which is pretty much our free for all, which is kind of like, what have you been watching this week? What have you watched this week? And then we'll ask the chat what they've watched this week, and then we'll have a
Nothing.
big discussion. You've watched fuck all
I
this week.
haven't watched a single. Actually, no. I finished Attack on Titties 3.
You finished your Attack on Those Titties free.
Yeah, Attack on Those Titties season 3, and I was like, whatever. It was fine. It was alright. It was a decent end. They found out what water was apparently, and that was the end of it. I was like, right, okay.
When
Well,
the
we-
picture round is who's
Will we
balls
do?
are these?
Will we do like a quiz where you just have to like answer like who's
Whose
who
testicles
is
are
this a
these?
photo of this like blah. I think season 3 was the last one to be animated. Yes,
That's
but
a good
not
idea. Actually, imagine you took like a screenshot of a video game and just super zoomed in.
super soon in someone's balls. Yeah,
No, super zoomed in.
Oh,
to the
just in
screenshot,
general?
In
Right.
general, and see get people to guess the game.
we can do that.
Could be a game we're playing soon. Could be a way to turn it up a wee bit.
Oh, turn up the heat with
Turn up the heat, make it a little bit crazy.
with pictures of people's balls.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be pictures of balls. Just
I think that could be a good way of.
could
Like,
be
I
like-
think that could be a.
oh,
good,
actually, you know what we could do? Video game tits. Like, just
What?
Like, it's a close up of a set of tits. You have to be like, right, who do these tits belong to?
We could like set a whole thing of Dead or Alive just on that.
Damn fucking right. It would be so tough. No one would know what the fuck's going on.
What horror movies have you watched lately?
What have I watched?
You watched any
recently?
horror movies lately?
I watched that Halloween remake there a couple days ago.
Rob Zombie one?
Yeah, no, not the one that was out at the start of last year, or whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
2019. It was fine. It's alright. That's all I can really say about the movie is that it's alright.
I'll get all the Persona boobs.
No, you won't, because I'm going to do some deep Persona boob cuts. Some deep cuts.
You're gonna cut into the boobs that are not the boobs.
It's just going to be. What did you call the doctor in Persona 5?
Can't remember. Billy will come.
Billy.
in right
What
there
did you
with-
call it? What did you call the doctor in Persona 5? The MILF doctor. Yeah, it'll just be just photos of her. That's all it'll be. Fuck everyone else. She was the best girl. She was Persona
Tay
5's
tug me.
best girl. I called the doctor. She was fucking hot doctor.
I call the doctor fucking hot. You watched the remake of Halloween, or like the most recent iteration of Halloween.
Yeah, the 2018 one. It was fine.
You watched Attack on Titties.
Attack on Titties was also fine.
Yeah.
It has that show has the worst voice acting. Just the people who voice act in that show are just right. Can you an ugly crier, you know, like someone who just like looks really ugly when they cry. Imagine that, but just a sound, and you're like, not good, not good to listen to. Sucks.
Anything else you're watching?
Would you consider Parasite a horror movie? It was like a psychological horror movie.
I wouldn't consider horror, no. I mean, I watched it today for the first time.
It's a fucking good movie, right?
I watched it today for the first time, and it was incredible.
I can't believe you've never watched it before.
Well, because where the fuck do I go to cinema?
That's true. Well, me and Tara went to see it at the fucking QFT.
Well,
She was fucking bawling her eyes out at it, like at the end.
It was. I'm not going to say specifics or spoilers.
Fucking great movie.
But I can see why. But it was like fucking like that movie cinematography is so good. Never mind like the story.
Movie, like, yeah.
And then the movie itself just ramps up and gets really fun. The only way I can describe, JP, did you watch Parasite? I did watch Parasite. Yeah. Only way I can describe that movie is fucking hectic. That movie gets so fucking hectic after a while.
Yeah, that happens in it.
Like yeah, it kind of just like it's just kind of like slow build, and then the last like fucking half an hour, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, did that actually just happen? What's happening?
What the hell? Why is it? What the? Oh, don't you do? Oh my god! You know, it's like I was just sitting there, like see from about like 1 minute 40 onward, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's good shit. Like, it is good
like
shit.
the first like hour and 40 minutes is like a really interesting like social commentary on like the class system inside like South Korea.
I think it's just the class system in general, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was saying South Korea because that's where the movie's from.
Yeah.
But like, it's a really interesting sort of like look at that narrative, and then it just goes balls to the fucking wall mental, and I am just like looking at it going, my fucking god, this is amazing and horrifying.
Yeah. If you like subtitles, you watch it.
It took me a while to get through it. It took me about 2.5 hours to get through. Sometimes I had to stop, go back and reread the subtitles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So but yeah, like fucking hell, like I wish I could say spoilery things, but I don't want to. I want people to see this movie.
I would say probably a lot of people probably haven't watched it just because it's a wee bit. It's not like
out late last year, but I mean realistically, it's almost a year ago now.
Yeah, but even then, like it's a movie you would definitely have to go out of your way to watch, though. Like, it's not something that would just like pop on fucking like Channel 5 at night. Like, you'd have to go out of your way to watch it. Like, Tom's not a big subtitle guy because he can't read, so he wouldn't watch it.
Fair, like I could see why. Like, I mean, I watch dubbed anime, but it's because like it's easier for me to deal with. Like, if I have to watch subs because like it's not going to release in dub and it's a good thing that I need to watch,
yeah,
I'll go for it because I watched the Sword Art movie in sub because, I mean, for me it's fucking dyslexia. It's more of a this is a barrier of entry that's harder for me because the fucking stuff can go so fast and I'm trying to fucking read.
Yeah. I usually watch anime with both on, like with the subtitles just and it dubbed, just for the crack.
Oh, that's fair. I know people who watch them like TV and movies like that in general.
Yeah, usually because I'm doing something else while I'm watching whatever I'm watching.
You've dubbed anime. I mean,
come on, don't be such an elitist. Just let people watch what they're going to watch, man.
Me and my girlfriend can't watch anime because of her dyslexia, so I get see.
What if you just do like the reading for her? Just read out the lines in your best.
You have to do like the best voices though.
In your best voices.
Depends on the anime. I can watch sub to some dub. It's a case basis. That's fair.
I figured like the ones that aren't dubbed are just the ones that weren't popular enough to warrant a dub.
So like Tara saying when it came to Parasite, she kept crying.
Yeah.
Is it the point I think it's at?
It was just like the last like 15 minutes or so. She was just to be fair. There was alcohol involved. Like,
okay.
we were not sober watching that movie, but like the last like 15 or so minutes, like every time I looked around.
Did it start at the stairs? And I'm just gonna say that
it may have, yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's enough of an information for people who watch it. Knows what I'm talking about,
pretty much,
but not enough for people who've never watched it.
Just the final.
No, okay.
Just the final act in general, I think, was enough.
I felt like that final act started at the stairs. And I don't want to say it was definitely a slow burn, yeah. Little voice act thing for just do a voice act. Just do it.
What if we just start like
got a bit weepy in the middle.
I know, but she fucking cries at everything.
Oh, fair.
Christ, she cried at fucking painting.
I mean, fair. Emotions are emotions, right? But like,
Also true.
you know, but like that movie, like it's the part at the stairs that I just start shouting, like the for the next like 20 minutes, half an hour, I just start shouting the words, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" We'll talk about. Yeah, we gotta talk about it in person.
I would probably need to watch it again. Like, we watched it once in the theater when both of us were. I was fairly smashed. Like, by the time the movie was over, or like, you know, because it's a fairly long movie. Like, it's not short.
Yeah, 2 hours 10
Yeah,
minutes. Like,
I
it's
think
not a short movie at all.
I would say about like an hour 45 or like an hour and a half. I was a bit.
It's
I
still
was-
like
I was
the
a
hour and a
bit
half
pissed,
point.
like-
It's still in it's still in its class of social commentary stages.
Yeah. So. And then it eventually turns into like.
Same what I drank together before Halloween. Wasn't super drunk, so I remember everything. It was a great movie though. Like I watched that this week. I watched that today because like Tara posted about it coming on
It's on Prime.
to Prime, and I was
Last
like,
night, yeah.
it's like I've heard a lot of people talk about the Parasite, and I never watched it because like I don't fucking get to the cinema. When the fuck do I get to the cinema?
Yeah.
But it's one of those ones that's like, right. I know people said they fucking love this movie. I know this was really shocking because it won the Oscar for the best movie when it was a movie from South Korea, which is
Yeah, that
unheard
hasn't- it
of
just
for
hasn't
Oscars.
happened.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't happen.
Yeah. It
So
was-
like it was
yeah.
an anomaly
I think
even in the Oscar.
I think it got the Oscar for like, I think it was like best screenplay or maybe best.
I thought it got best movie.
I can't remember if it got best film or not. Yeah, it's on.
Prime.
It came on Amazon Prime there on
I forgot.
Friday. I think it was last night or
Yeah.
maybe Thursday night or something like that.
Yeah, it definitely came in like
So, if
really
you-
fucking recent.
If you have nothing to do for like a whole day,
Oh, it didn't
do
get
it.
best movie.
I think it got. It may have. I think it was like best adapted screenplay or maybe best foreign film or something like that.
It was so good.
But
though.
it got something.
It was so good. Like it was. I thought it was going to go with certain places. It didn't go, but I feel like
Well, best picture. What's the difference between that's best picture and
picture,
best
best
movie? It's
movie.
the same thing. I thought it got like best screenplay or something like that, or best foreign film or some shit like that. I don't know.
is that not the biggest award? Best picture? I thought that was like the biggest.
It is, yeah, yeah.
Oscar.
I didn't think it got best picture. I thought it got best.
Best
something.
movie, best picture. Same
It did.
thing.
It got a few.
It
It
got
got
a
a few things. That maybe it did also. Maybe it did get best screenplay or something. That's what
Maybe,
I
yeah.
remember getting. I don't know.
The cinematography is beautiful. And like the angles and
It's
the
nice. Look. There's a lot of symmetry in it.
yeah.
A lot of anti-space and stuff in all the shots. There's very. Give it a go if you haven't watched it.
Like it's
Give it
on Prime. If you have Prime,
Yeah.
if you can watch subtitles,
Who doesn't at this point? Like, give it again.
like
give
just
it a go.
give it a go. It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Should we talk about what we're maybe thinking about doing next week then for the Halloween?
Yes. So I'm trying to see if I can get a copy of it, but we kind of want to do stuff around Halloween. So it's going to be more of a Halloween centric podcast next week. We're going to drop the games for the most part and concentrating just more on the spooky
In
time.
case, unless something really
Unless something massive
spectacular happens between
like
now and
if EA
next
closes
Saturday.
stores or something,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have to
yeah.
fucking talk about that.
We'll do a spooky episode about spooky stuff.
Bear in mind, I don't want EA to close the stores. I'm
no,
not willing
don't.
I don't want people to lose their jobs. I'm just saying if something to that magnitude happens.
Horror movies, spooky games,
Horror movies, spooky games.
shit like that. Well, maybe you want to go ahead and talk about what you were thinking about doing.
I was thinking about trying to see if I can get a copy of Night of the Living Dead for us to watch because Night of the Living Dead, weirdly enough, absolutely dropped the ball by its production company and it entered public domain. So I can actually broadcast Night of the Living Dead live on Twitch without receiving any sort of copyright strike because it is a public domain movie. It's still black and white, but it's quite, in relation to modern horror, it's still in the
Pretty good,
pantheon
like,
of
yeah.
modern horror. Great movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe we'll just do a little chitty chatty for a while, and then we'll watch. If I can get a copy of it, we'll watch Night of the Living Dead together on stream. It'll have a little bit of live commentary from myself and Mr. Bacon, as well as
A third person.
the third person that's going to be joining us next week as well.
Secret third person.
Secret guest, and it's one of those ones where I was thinking about doing that there. I don't know if you're up for that or not. But
I'm a-okay
Cool,
with that.
cool.
Like, we could do a horror game
we could do it.
cutscene.
We actually
Yeah.
did talk about that at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
We did talk about that there. We might just take the bonus round and make it the main aspect of the podcast. So
Yeah, we're thinking.
we'll do skippable cutscene but make it horror edition.
Yeah, what we want to. We said this kind of like at the the top of the podcast, but for anyone who wasn't there at the start and is here now, we want to just do maybe a little bit more of like a viewer kind of centric episodes because it's a bit of a special.
It's a special time
occasion.
of the year.
Yeah,
It's a very special time of the year.
just horror stories. What your favorite horror games are?
We actually do want that as well. So
any cool costumes that you're doing, we'll do a little bit of like a.
we can showcase your costumes. You fucking wearing some like
Yeah.
sweet ass costumes. You can drop us a picture of it on the Twitter at PVS Podcast on Twitter, or if you're on our Discord, guys, we've got a player versus player podcast section of the Twitter, and
Discord.
you just can, or not Twitter,
Of the
Discord, sorry,
Discord.
Discord. Sorry, my apologies. Of the Discord, you can drop that stuff in there. I might be able to set up a projector for us because we are going to try and watch.
That would be funny.
We're
Yeah,
going to try and watch the movie on that
like
wall
on
there.
the back
We're
wall.
gonna
We
have
have
to turn off our disco light,
That's
of course.
fine. That's fine.
But
That's
we'll
alright.
we'll try and do a bit of a. We'll try and have a little bit of a cinema night in here
Yeah.
with our projector up and skippable cutscene with movies.
If it was movies, then it wouldn't be called skippable cutscenes, would it? It would be called skippable films.
Yeah. At which point, why did you turn it on?
Dickhead.
But yeah, it's
skip through this. Fuck it.
it's like, oh, fucking boring ass piece of the movie. I just wanted the part where the fuck.
trailers.
Wait, that was porn.
We could, we could do trailers, I guess. Maybe like good horror movie trailers or something.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do a version out there. Like, I mean, we want to try and we know like Night of the Living Dead's about approximately 90 minutes long, so
Yeah,
like it'd be
pretty
half
short,
the podcast.
like-
So we want to do some fun community Halloweeny stuff for the start, and then we'll go into maybe screening the movie, later into the pod. I will say that because it is a pod, we will probably talk over the movie. This is not us sitting in silence. If we have commentary, for fuck's sake, we will talk. So
Yeah.
if you want to watch Night of the Living Dead, you could watch that shit by yourself.
Yeah.
This is still a podcast medium to some extent. 9 p.m. start. Well, I mean, like probably halftime by the time we get to that point because it'll be an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we started 8 with our normal kind of stuff,
yeah,
that would definitely be like on the later half. of
Yeah.
it. But it'll be a very spooky episode.
be able not able to answer them as well. So it means Ocean can lose a bit of his
Oh
lead.
my God, what? We're gonna get him out.
I mean, we
we're
could
gonna
have
oust
two-
him. We're oust him from
we could
position
have
one.
we could have two versions. We could have skippable cutscenes and skippable trailers.
I mean, that's more work for us, but I could see that happening. Like,
If I can,
we'll put it this way:
I can do it.
if we do a skippable trailers kind of thing where it's movies instead of games and they're horror films, if Tom is in the chat, we may as well just give him the first position because no one will beat him. Like, I have been at pub quizzes with that motherfucker, like October horror related pub quizzes, and like at the end of the night, the guy who was reading the results had to make a joke about how far ahead our team was compared to everyone else. I was
Yeah.
like, to be fair, it was him, it was Sinead, and it was me.
Oh,
And
them two are
I did
powerhouse
not
of horror.
answer a single question because they answered them first. And I was
They
like,
are a
I could
powerhouse of horror.
I could have just not been here and they would have won. I was like, it was like, right, the
prize?
winner is like I can't remember what it was, a couple like free drinks or something like that. But it was like the first place winner is like, and then it was whoever came in last, and we were like, what? He was like, no, my Joe, it was you. You were like 80 points ahead of like the second place answer. It wasn't even close. So if we do a horror themed movie cutscene thing, we're essentially we may as well just ask him what he wants because he will win it. That motherfucker.
I feel like that's a challenge to make it difficult for him, and I think I could.
The only way you could make it difficult for him is if you know more about horror movies than he does, and that's impossible. So
I mean, if I'm doing skippable trailers, don't challenge me.
we could try and find like the most
I can-
obtuse, terrible trailers that we could possibly manage. But
Yeah, if I can, give me a week, and if I can pull this off, I'll let you know. I think I might be able to do it, but bear in mind, I might be that asshole, and I might go into a territory he might not be familiar with, which could be unfair. Which is
it foreign films?
not maybe foreign, also maybe pre-1950.
Right. Well, We'll see.
So like
But
if-
no
if
one will
I-
be no one will be able to answer that though.
You never know. There's a few people like Billy out there that
People
are fucking
couldn't
horror-
get Devil May Cry 3.
If I put the fucking Nosferatu trailer on there and I
That's
put the,
different though.
Billy would fucking get that, or he get
Tom would get that.
But there's some fucking like obscure old school horror movies
Yeah,
that you'd be surprised
The
that
only
the people in chat will
the
know.
only old school horror movies to be people still know of these days are the ones that are popular.
That's why I want to go for the ones that are not popular. But trust me,
But then no one will.
Billy has pulled out some ones and told me about ones that I never fucking heard of.
So
So
if,
I know there's definitely a basis
if Tom is
for
still here,
fucking pre-1950
the
shit
the
there.
gauntlet is being thrown down, even though he said something about catching a mouse. Hold on. Yeah, do you want to bet? I'll fucking, if you get more movies than I do, I'll come over and fucking
Like I'm
suck that. No,
like he
I'll
is a
give you-
si-
I don't know.
like Billy has talked to me about his appreciation of silent movie horror
right.
from like literally pre-1950 that I was never aware of, and he has talked to me about them and made recommendations. I know there's people that can get some of these
Right,
answers,
but
That's
essentially
not
you're
Tom.
just setting up for him to get all the answers. Then
No,
That'll
because
be
I'm
either
not going to say
him-
they're all going to be that. It's just if I throw a few in there, it could make it a bit harder for Tom.
All right. Well, we'll work it out next week. But essentially, next Saturday is going to be a very spooky, a sexy, spooky episode. The sexiest, and the
I'm
spookiest
intrigued.
episode, and we'll see what happens. But we want involvement from y'all. So if you have any horror movies you would like us to talk about, we'll do a little thing on horror movies. We'll do a little thing on horror games.
I mean, we've got to talk about our own favorite horror movies and
We'll
stuff.
talk
as well.
about our own favorite shit. If anyone has any like good spooky costumes or sweet ass cosplay,
Yeah.
stick a little.
It doesn't be spooky. Like some people like dress
Not
up as this cool
necessarily.
cosplay.
That's
of,
fine.
Christmas-
Yeah.
on
Anything
Christmas
you're
Jesus.
doing for Halloween, essentially, fire it in the fucking Twitter, fire it in the Discord, fire it in an email, and email it to yourself.
Fire it.
We do have an email address. I can't remember what it is though, but we'll put it in there somewhere.
We will get that verified and put it in there.
Um,
We'll update the correct channels so
Yeah.
these guys can fire it there. I'm not going to get a single one of these movies. I mean, I
You
got
never
we
know.
always throw a few of
I
these
will
ones.
also be involved in the picking of the films, and I'll pick a couple of easy ones.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. We always throw in a few like
Yeah.
easy ringers because we want people to get points. We
Not
always-
everyone knows everything about everything.
No,
really.
of course not. That's why you got to throw in a few. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Maybe I'll throw in a certain Freddy or maybe a certain Jason movie or a certain.
I would throw it in Freddy. All right.
But see, the joy that there is like, which one is it? It's like the good thing about Jason movies and Freddy movies is that there is
there's
a
9 of them.
plethora of them.
12 of them.
There's a plethora, and you can. It's the which number is it sort of thing. It's kind of like when we do the game stuff. It's like which number is it?
one is it, you sons of bitches?
Which is what a lot of people did find difficult today because we had a lot of wrong answers.
I will never forget any of you fuckers for not getting Devil May Cry 3. I can forgive the Buck Bumble. I can forgive no one knowing what Buck Bumble is because I think outside of me, I don't think anyone actually played that game. But DMC 3, it's the best one.
I mean, you also got upset that some people got like Metal Gear wrong as well.
Oh, come on. And someone said MGS 3. It was like, you're looking at a PS1 game.
I mean, bear in mind, they may not have played them. You forget that
Sorry,
we have.
we'll just put fucking Fortnite clips in. See, fucking.
Does it have a trailer?
I don't fucking know. I don't know, and I don't fucking care. Well, if you've never played a DMC game, go fucking play them.
They're great.
It's Halloween. They're spooky games.
They are very spooky.
I'll give you 5 spooky games that you should play.
Oh,
Not right
5
now. Next
spooky
week.
ga- 5
5 spooky games.
Oh, we have so many things we could make lists
Yeah.
for next week.
We're gonna.
Like next
yes,
week
you
could
do
be-
have to. You have to play at least one. So go and play DMC 3,
That is
the best one.
that is probably the best one before 5. 5 was incredible.
I would say 3, 1, and then 5.
1's great.
It's hard.
but
It's a bit hard to get a hold of now, I suppose.
It's
like,
not as hard to get hold of. You can tell there's like a little bit of tanky controls with the camera in it.
I don't have a console. How am I supposed to play any of them? If you have a PC, you can just emulate the third one. Just grab a PS2 emulator and emulate the shit out of it.
Or I don't think she has a laptop though.
God damn it! I don't know.
There is going to be factors where some people may not be able to do it.
Just
and I totally
I don't
get
YouTube someone playing the entire game and then just watch it.
that. I'm not a fan of DMC,
Just
but
watch
I
it with it.
respect the style of it.
Watch it with the controller out and pretend like you're playing it.
I
There
know
you
what?
go. Problem
I
solved.
got an idea, right? Better yet, do that there. Do exactly what he said, but then take a picture of yourself and put it over the part of the streamer where it's usually the streamer playing,
Yeah.
and just watch yourself playing it.
Yeah, and then send that to us so we can put it in our reel of people playing horror games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least pretending to.
Yeah, or pretend to. It's fine. We don't care.
I mean, I think that'd be pretty funny if we just got like a bunch of fucking like images of people pretending to be streamers, and it's just them taking like very fucking ludicrous pictures of themselves on top of other people's streams.
Yeah, that would be good stuff. We should.
You know what? 10 out of 10. I would laugh if it was just all entries of PewDiePie saying Nigel in that scene on fucking Battlegrounds, and it's just them instead of PewDiePie.
What a strange crossover that would be.
But you know what? I would laugh at it just because I know the reference, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?
What's going on here? Why is he on this bridge? Oh, I see.
Oh, it's like
Oh.
wait, I don't remember Billy on that bridge.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't remember Milo on that bridge. Ocean's on that bridge. What are they?
What is going on here?
But yeah, that could be an idea.
That'd be fun. We could do that. I know. I wanted to Photoshop us. I made a little note of it earlier on, but I never got around to doing it. It was like Photoshop me and you holding a PS5. But it was going to be like very badly drawn, you know, just like a box that just says PS5 on it.
We've got an announcement to make, guys.
Then, yeah, we have this PS5, and it's just like, you know, like someone's painted like
Yeah.
PS5, just Microsoft Paint, just the words PS5 on like an empty box. I thought that would have been funny.
Why am I only hearing of this now?
I had the idea at like 6:30.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, which we're gonna spell it incorrectly, and I'll have the wrong logo.
PC5.
PS5. I'll have the wrong logo and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh god, should we wrap it up though for the
Yeah, I
day?
think we should bounce. It's like 11:30.
We should bounce, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been the Player vs. Player podcast. We will be back
The third episode.
for an episode, not once, not twice, but thrice.
The thrice episode.
The thrice episode.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week for our Halloween edition,
Our spooky,
of our spooky, scary skeletons
spooky
edition.
special episode with all your involvement. Hopefully.
Yes. So please make sure that we get some delicious involvement community. Guys, if you have enjoyed the podcast, of course, you can hit that follow button. That way you don't miss out on the podcast, as I don't have any drink left. Maybe I've got nice liver. That way you don't miss out on the podcast as it goes live. Guys, if you want to check out our social media, you can do so. We have a Twitter for the podcast. It's PVS Podcast on Twitter, or you can check below the player for it. You can check out Mr. Cosmic Bacon's Twitter. Again, link below the player at Cosmic Bacon Art on Twitter. As well as that there, we've got his actual own personal website with all his portfolio of all of his artwork and
Whatever,
whatnot.
that's fine. Ignore that.
You go if you want to see some incredible artwork. You want to commission a boy, you got it. You can see what he's capable of.
I
Of
have
course,
enough
salt
to do,
down there.
motherfucker. I don't want any commissions. No, I'm fine.
Remember the part where like I sell people once?
Yeah. It's fine. Keep going.
I'm gonna beat you to death.
Do your get this outro out of the way.
Of course, guys. Of course, my social media is always below the player. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what the fuck I'm playing. Tomorrow. Lead, stop being an asshole.
What are your options?
I have options. I just don't know.
Right.
But I will be back tomorrow from approximately 3 to 4 UK time for about 4 or 5 hours playing some more video games. We don't know what I'm going to be playing tomorrow, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be back tomorrow, so I'm fast as guys. So if you've enjoyed the stream, of course, then you'll see my stupid, ugly face tomorrow. But guys, we got to love yous, and sadly, we've got to leave yous.
I mean, like, you only got like a 4-hour podcast office, 3.5 hours.
Is that all?
Shit, is that all? You lucky people. Absolute lucky bastards.
But we will see you next week, though. Unless something terrible happens, but sure.
You've got to wait. You've got to wait 7 sexy days.
7 sexy days from this point.
It's like a Christmas countdown, but with more anal. Or more lube.
Oh, man, is that how your, 12 days of Christmas goes?
Yeah. It's 12 days of sexual positions.
That's pretty tight.
Uh-huh. It's good stuff.
I like it.
It's a bit strenuous, but
I mean, but you know what? You got to work for it.
You gotta keep him keen.
Keep
Treat
keen.
him mean. Keep him keen.
Treat me, keep him keen. Right, anyway, guys, until next time, have a good one. Peace.